Hey the lows, welcome back, baby. क्या सीन है भाई, क्या सीन है? बुलेट भाई प्रैक्टिस करो, बकचोदी काम पूरा दिन डुओ करते रहते हो भड़वे जैसे। और भाई क्या सीन है? Or does G2 have the response right out? लेट, थोड़ा लेट हो गया, मेरे को लगा मैं 35 का शेड्यूल किया रे, ये अप्रॉक्स 35 में चालू होता है ना। खेलने का मन कर रहा है, मत करो यार ऐसा प्लीज।
These kind of matches are going to be important now and also in the long term. It's going to be intense, of course, for G2 to try and see if they can.
क्या लगता है चैट, क्या सीन?
Over in Cloud9, Wyatt, there's certainly going to be a challenge there, and whether or not Oxy can be that.
But G2 अभी तक का strongest fundamental वाली टीम लगी है मेरे को। But let's see क्या होता है।
And really, with the agents, like the only difference
मेरा दिल C9 है और दिमाग G2 है।
On this map, I think they're the only team in.
Yeah, the Geckos
that will, I believe, play the Gecko.
Yeah, it's an interesting twist on things. Also, if you're looking at this map, watch out for C9's flood defenses of B. They look phenomenal.
Yeah, हमेशा खुशी रहता है क्या ये?
It's really difficult. If G2 and Valen actually does like to end B quite a lot. G2 have plenty of strats on their attack side where they end towards B, and they're going to get brutalized if they're not ready for that kind of thing.
And honestly, I feel the exact same way about G2. In that game against Lev, their floods into B were really nice. I think that both teams kind of exuding that same great defensive quality.
Putting a side bet on there be any different compositions. I mean, for Lotus, I don't think it's going to be the case.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean the Gecko, obviously, but I'm saying like the expected. Like, are they going to go?
Hello, Monday W.
See like
Are you coming to Bangalore? Nope.
Coming out would be pretty hot.
C9 का ट्वीट पढ़ो एक बार, बाद में मेरा बैटरी
standard
नहीं है।
stuff, I think. And I think the beginning of this map is going to be defining quite a bit overall in the series. Because like you said, in theory, we've looked at the map pool. G2 should have that edge, I think, in terms of just having Lotus and a center to play into. But I feel like if Cloud9, if they start on the right foot, and they start off hot, and Oxy's hitting, and the firepower's there, who from G2 is going to shut it down?
Yeah, and that's what Leaf was saying. You know, it's not just us that have identified this as being the dynamic in the game. Leaf, in that interview you just heard from him, was saying, we know he's going to run at us, and if we can deal with it, we're going to win. And if we can't, we're going to get run over, and this is going to be like 13-3, 13-3. So there is just massive variance in this match.
Who's on the attack side? That's a massive factor.
It's a phenomenal question
As
to ask,
Benedict
which I
did
absolutely
yes.
should know.
No, well, I don't know it either. That's what I'm asking.
You would think that we all would know it. And Josh are scrambling.
Pull up the stats.
It is Cloud9.
Cloud9, dude. I mean, I think that's a massive edge for Cloud9.
Once lose by सो जाओ, नींद पूरी करो, डरते हैं क्या?
That many rounds, presumably, if you're able to snowball the advantage. Listen, it all starts at the pistol round.
आज क्या हो जाएगा? जो जीतेगा आगे जाएगा, जो हारेगा सीधा नॉकआउट।
No, it's possible.
You could be wrong.
I could be wrong.
It might not be Cloud9.
Well, you know what? Good news, guys. We're going to find out right now because it is time to get this first pistol underway for your mid-season playoffs. Let's go ahead and send it over to your casters, a couple drama lovers themselves. It's Vansili.
Vendor send play किया बे।
Thank you, GB. Looks like they're having a lot of fun at the desk today. And also, Liz was mentioned on the stage that this is a do-or-die match between C9 and G2. And I'm looking at some fun in this one as well, because I think we're going to come out with some strong firepower, and it's going to get explosive.
I mean, you're already going to have fun watching
Oxy
things. The desk mentioned it. Can Icy do Icy
Good
things?
morning,
Though,
Good
bring
morning.
up the other side of that duelist competition here.
Problem
Because it's kind of
job
what
में
Cloud9
मन नहीं
uses
लग
as
रहा,
the bread and
गेमिंग
butter
में
right
इंटरेस्ट
now.
है,
They
पर
can fall
उतना
back on a few other
competitive नहीं
things
है।
if they don't have Oxy going
Grind
on.
के बाद
We'll see as they come into this
खेलते रहो
match
यार।
already. Oxy did have
Maybe this
the
year
move
is not
on
your
it, but
year.
then he says no. Probably said I want a sheriff.
Sound
this
बढ़ाओ,
round,
चालू
guys.
तो होने
Buys
दो।
up the sheriff. So Ray's sheriff there, ghosts on the other side that we see coming through. There's some armor onto the Omen and the Killjoy as we see on this attack side for Leaf and Valen. So we'll see what they have in store for Cloud9. Whether or not this is the full hit, G2 looking to pressure up towards Rubble and start it.
It's
C9 all set up for B here. They may start to push through if they don't hear anything right away. But an explosive defensive start if they did see G2.
Exactly. Sheriff was going to be the contact. They had two players to trade, but for G2, looks like it's more utility, right? Only 2 ghosts as they're looking to work together and scale towards this A site. You already see the utility coming through, pushing them away, and little do they know, this is a retake play for C9 from the get-go.
Yeah, they're happy with it. G2 feeling comfortable. Just run the A strat. Stick together, get in. They have mollies for post-plant. Leaf had 2. I believe one might have just been used to clear out already as they start going in.
Both paranoias just came out, so this is a call for C9 to move in and for G2 to hold the post plant. It's planted for a tree as Oxy trying to move in with the Sheriff. There's that headshot to Jonah B. There's only 3 players left alive for G2 on his post plant on the attack as Leaf just got spotted at the double stack. Now the shots through the wall, the headshot from Moose. The player's falling down for G2, and C9 has a clean retake to score first.
Really clean retake. Having the Dizzy, having the Gecko utility to get in and save. And we saw it was Oxy and Zeppa kind of on that side of the site that goes towards tree, guarding each other as the rest of C9 cleared the other part. So a good protocol to come in knowing where to back each other up and how to do it. And yeah, G2 left on the outside of this one. And they had time to set up. They had time to lock in.
Nice!
Yes, sir. Hey, they lost pistol. Is the game over?
Game over.
Hey, it's still map 1, right? It's still map 1.
Ayyo, ye banda.
Stave off of map 1 loss last week. Can they do it again? Oxy already feeling good, gassing everybody up. Guardian there for the squad. And it looks like they will play a 1-2-2. Not looking to pressure any of this forward B this time, as that's where G2 is actually headed right away.
Yeah, full classics towards the B side. If they waste or they need the utility here on the B side, they could pull back and maybe open the door to fight towards C. But Vanity's already there, ready to throw the paranoia if needed B. But as you see that, it was a roadblock towards this B side. There's still that pivot towards the C side, but not through the door, so Vanity could get caught here. Throws a paranoia, looks to fall back, and manages to come back unscathed. Still under heavy pressure, and there's Moose finally on the rotate until Vanity decides to call to stay in put because he's not getting pressured anymore. Noise for G2.
That was big info too. He had at least 2 or 3 footsteps, and then getting the confirmation that is Leaf in the squad there. Pushing back as Zeppa so to not get taken out by Rubble, and they'll play more of a retake on this once again. G2 did a nice job finding the soft site, figuring out where they might get the less numbers of C9, and we're going to go through tree. Another plant here too.
Yeah. Very clean no matter what here
for
G2.
This is not a very good sign
him
for
think
C9.
C9.
Yeah.
Giving
they
both
had to put a lot of players towards his B sides to farm these orbs up for Trent as well. Past halfway mark on the Nightfall. And if they get a plant down, this is actually pretty good for them to continue on into the next round. But Guardian got denied. All around here towards that site. C9's weapon's too strong, so Trent's gonna stay behind. Can't get that plant down. Picks up Guardian though, but he just got shots missing though from Vanity, but at least they have the information. There's 10 seconds left, and you'll still see C9 closing and converting that pistol.
C9 pretty alive as well, getting a few of the priority weapons back up off the floor. See where they toss these around to as we rewatch this round here. Great activation, knowledge from Moose there to just get a few pre-fires in too. Both of them nailing Icy on the way in.
And that's Ray's got 1-2 punch trying to get in there. One in the stomach, then the backflip.
That's what you have to do to Icy right now, right? They said you have to shut down the other duelist. Icy's trying to be on the front line of this and get G2 into the site so everybody else can crash in. You take Icy out like that each time, and they're forced to just contact around. Like we saw, get to A with not really any information on the map. All right, towards Rubble once again here. Now that we have a bonus round for C9, G2 is going to feel comfortable with these weapons. Yeah. Good util already moving forward on the haunt. Do they insert somebody here because it's a repeat of the first round, right? Or do they back up and start messing with a bit of the util?
Well, the util's there first, and then that's easy for Trent to pick up here this Nightfall. So that is going to be that winning condition for G2 to turn it around. As the Leaf is walking up towards that staircase, they don't even need that Nightfall to start. Only Zeppa stuck inside that A site. Vanity thinking that somebody's going to be pushing through, and he reads it correctly. Leaf gets picked off, and that's a weapon upgrade. Now it's the rotate coming in. They break up baby door, moving towards this B side. Stopped by Oxy with the paint shells, and now G2's pinched, but they're moving towards where it's weak. There's that haunt to move on. Double kill coming through. At least Vanity and Oxy are there to trade it off, and it leaves it down to a 1 versus 1. Phantom upgrade. Trent on that plant. Boombot coming in to clear up towards the left side. Give me a chance here for Oxy to clear up the space and gain that space. And after that boombot connects, knows that Trent's in the back sight. There's that C's that's going to catch him for a bit. Still not waiting for this tap. So for Trent, he's thinking that Oxy's flanking behind. But Oxy has a correct read. There's a side step. I got heard. A backstab execution in the end, and Oxy wins that round.
And a big one too. Everybody going down on that, so we already know it's going to be a tough buy coming in here for G2. C9 should feel pretty good on this. And to look at the way G2 is playing the game as we go back through the replay, you look at C9 and they don't have the fade. They don't have a sky. So G2's doing a lot of these walk-up strategies. You're not going to catch a bird. Most you're going to catch it as a dizzy, and you shoot the dizzy out. And that's actually a waste by the Gecko because you're going to need that maybe for retake.
Nice. Come on, are you nervous? Let's go, babe.
So yeah, I like the way G2's playing. It's the post plant that's really where they're suffering here. They don't have to do too much to take control of all this space. They're not having to avoid util, and C9's playing pretty far back. But it's about the post plant now for G2. Can they set up? Can they garrison themselves enough inside, or maybe start pushing forward a bit to throw C9 off? Because once C9 has this util to retake the site, it just becomes too much. And back towards A, the walk up, right?
The walk up that was spotted by Moose, though, right? The jump spot came through, and you're looking, and you're seeing these early rounds, though. Every time they open this door, that bigger piece of util to flash towards that side is already used by Valid inside tree. At least they take control of that. They satchel in for G2. They're just looking for this plant on this mixed bind that they have. So we're deciding to plant for tree as well. Too much hesitation going through there. That's 3 spot decided to try to get the right plant, and now it got caught off, and that spike is down. Icy's trying to answer back with whatever he can. Only a sheriff in his hands. Paranoid coming in from Vanity. The satchel towards the air. Shots are missing. Oxy is dancing. And there's only Trent left. And that should have been an easy plant to build that economy for that beginning of that round, but it got... There's like a big mistake that came through from G2.
C9 is feeling very comfortable on the retake here. Not really feeling like any pressure that G2 is going to set up is working. G2 also, as you mentioned, being indecisive in whether they feel comfortable in the situation they've created. They get to site and they didn't even want to get the spike down because they feel like C9 is going to come in so quick with what they've been setting a precedent on before and how they've been retaking the site. So C9 just striking fear into G2 right now. Back to a gun round. Just need to take a breath, relax. I think we heard Josh RT say one time he did call a timeout. It was to slow the team down. He liked what they were saying. They just didn't like how fast they were playing and how quickly the game was getting out of control. So maybe slowing it down here a little bit is what they need. And Oxy, he's just going to start it off anyways on the first little jiggle peek.
Yeah. When you slow it down there, you have to play the bodies to try to peek because you want to save the paranoia for the actual hit towards the site. Or using your bodies, you're jiggle peeking, but Oxy seems to be really quick on that trigger for today's game. And that forces now G2 to once again work towards his A site where that Killjoy utility is at, left behind by Moose. Prowler now coming in from the attack from G2, clearing the whole site. So finally they'll know it's a safe plant out for A main. Moose was always ready for that. Gives a chance now for all of Cloud9 to be all grouped up towards heaven.
That's the second time Moose has started these retakes from that drop spot. So even knowing that he's there, he's still grabbing it. Here goes Oxy.
Showstopper clears out the site, so they'll know the push is coming in towards the spawn once again at the staircase. Vanity slowly moving through as the rest of the attack on G2 are pushing down that staircase. There's that flank from behind as Trent and Jonapi still got 2 before they fell, leaving Icy alone. 1 versus 2. Nice one tap. Long range there. And that's a way to step up here in your game, Icy.
Incredibly important. Also get that momentum under the duelist to feel comfortable in these matches. And look at that. Not even getting overhyped on it. Icy knows there's more work to do in this match right now, in this series versus C9. And it starts here. A beautiful 3K to hit it. And A has worked. Where else have they gone? They have walked up to A. They've been figuring out the post plant to A. Now they lock one in. And he's feeling the pressure. He knows how much A has taken a hit here. And where's G2 going? They can go to A, but now they flex towards somewhere else on the map, and C9 is going to be less ready than before, thinking this A is what is favored, and that's what G2 is going to hit. And they may be very right. Playing a little slower here. G2 just waiting out some util, and again, we've mentioned it before, they're not going to get a Trailblazer or a Guiding Light, so it's jump peaks. Last time they saw Moose, still decided to push. They're waiting for the jump peaks, waiting for the looks. Towards the other side of the map now, and they're going to get the rotation. Okay. Moose actually slows it down in Waterfall, and he doesn't go all the way towards B just yet.
Yeah. Trying to stay in range of that turret. Delay, that's the name of the game right now for Moose and for Rooney towards this B and C side. And as that Haunt gets thrown by G2 towards C, and that turret gets broken, you start seeing the players pivot a little bit across here towards the C side. Here's a showstopper coming out from Icy. And they're just going to wait it out here to play that retake. They have also a lockdown for G2 to delay even more. So you have to keep them alive here in this post plan.
वो retake वाला scene है, लेकिन Leaf का ulti problem.
Thrash.
ये problem.
And then that lockdown immediately gets put down on the attack though, so that's not going to give too much information for C9. No lineups to break that lockdown either, and looks like C9 looking to flood through.
Clean.
Finally gets broken, but they've lost players in the process. It's a full roster still alive for G2 in this post line. You definitely know now for Moose and for Rooney, they're going to give this up.
क्या करना था
these weapons for the next round. A nice clean save for G2.
Smoke डाल के ना
using these ults to take that C side to hold it in this post plan.
Beautiful macro over all the last few rounds. Training C9, A was the favorite. G2 get a free sight on C, locking in the ults too. In C9, a little discombobulated on the retake, thinking Thrash saw more than it did. And the main focus became the lockdown too much. Running into the site, nade out. No one was really ready for the corners. Again, thinking Thrash had cleared. So C9 can still get caught in the chaos. You see that G2 can make it happen here as they manifest a few rounds for themselves with that pressure towards A.
Yeah, just
that placement. Normal clear spot, but the focus became so much the lockdown to think they could route G2 there. So we're going to look for C9 to be calling a timeout on this one. G2 found a way kind of around the defense, what C9's doing, playing this hard retake. So how does C9 come back from it? Maybe they start more extremities. Oxyguan on Mound one time, got that really quick kill.
What's up, Night
Owl?
As
they started the round. The extremities have been given here to G2, so maybe C9 start to get in their face a little bit more.
Yeah, Noxy has found a little bit of success here on how he was playing aggressive on that Mound too.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely no rubble fights that we've seen throughout these beginning of the rounds. But 4 rounds that you have to start things off on Cloud9 is a great start now on a map like Lotus. And you'll give a chance now for both teams to continue to work some objectives here. You have Rooney and Moose 1 away from their ults, while you also have, once again, Trent with a Nightfall 1 away from that one. And the last time they're 1 away, they went fairly quick here towards the to take control of Rubble. That hasn't been contested yet to try to get that orb up. You see, there's a change of pace for C9. There's 3 players out there, nobody on C.
They actually think it's going towards A again. This is the KJ setup. You have the turret by door, so it could look left side, a few bits of utility in B, but this allows Killjoy to now rotate over towards the right side stairs a little bit more and keep that turret, that B focus alive. So it's not an extremity play. It's just to lean towards the side of the map where they think G2 is going to go. And now G2 start to get a little leaf lurk on. And see if C9 will venture across the map. Phelan's ult's ready. Trent's just on 1, so they could go for a Nightfall right into tree and through A here as they just pan this round down second by second. Waiting to get those movements out of C9. I think waiting the previous round before gives G2 a good idea that it will make C9 move. They will absolutely choose a site, and G2 is going to get that result again just by waiting the round out.
What a great call there by Valen. Just cut noise for that whole minute mark. Pulling that wall up. This is going to be a free orb, but as they see nobody contesting him, this could just be a war contact, but instead, there's that tap. Nightfall is up. With that orb being picked up, there's an audible call by Vanity that he hears something. He has to delay a little bit more so that his teammates can rotate back from the C side. So they gamble that it was a walk-in towards C. And they read incorrectly, forced now to play the retake once again towards the C site.
Loud words 100 tips.
Pushing
Heavy
forward a
team.
bit into stairs.
Shots,
Moose
baby.
reads that
Shots.
Leaf is going to be playing outside B, so they're going in 5v4 on the retake.
And I've identified here this aggressive push that's been going out towards that staircase consistently, and Jonah P gets that pick onto Vanity. But there's more players to try to help out. First off, defending the lockdown first. Nice little satchel there from Moxie to move forward to get that pick on Jonah P, but he gets caught by Icy as he was reloading. Looking for that second one on top of the staircase. A tap onto the spike from Zeppa. Snake bites going in towards the tree, but the crossfire has still been set up, doubled up here towards that tree side. But it is going to be C9 land up the scoreboard for a bit until it's a 1 versus 1. Until there's no time left. Valen holds it tight, plays the time, and plays the off angle to win that round against Moose.
Some scrappy rounds are really going to start affecting the economy. You'll see as it comes through more later in this half. But what an incredible round by round here from Valen to bring 3 back into the favor of G2. From the slow play to C1 round, the slow play this round making C9 think it was going to be C again. But it's the post plants. That's still where we have some questions. Yeah, G2 won the post plant, but
top
then it's
3
coming down
IGLs
to the wire on these LMS from both sides. And it is coming up on Valen that time, though. So they keep the momentum.
I'm back.
It was
Hello,
Trent's
hey.
to help them get in there, but already 3 ult points back on that. Jonah P close to the Viper's pit as they start to look for chip damage
next time
here from C9. Knowing that they
रखा
probably won't give too much more. These jump peaks are all C9 has to really get info
एक time out
on
होने दे
where
बताता
G2 is going to be.
तो खुद
So
के
G2
जूते का
is going
size
to
नहीं
take
मालूम
a little bit of an opportunity and spray everything on those edges.
पिंकी के जूते का size
See
पता
if
है
Oxy
बहुत
Sheriff
खाया
can get
मैंने
some work here. Playing first contact. They do have mound control from Rooney, but G2 is just rinse and repeat with this strategy. They can get so close. They're at the front door by the time they execute.
You're trying to do some 50 pop damage here with the Sheriff and Zeppa following behind with the Stinger. Leaf moving forward with the Odin. The elbow pointed out for Moxie, and that's an easy kill. Now Paranoia pushing forward. Nice TP moving in from Valen to get that pick, and that stack coming from the C-side side rather. Gets fully denied.
Blind, reveal,
Just from that
prowler,
simple walk-up contact play by G2.
contact Odin.
That's
Huh?
I don't even know if it's needed this round. 5v2. They should be able to lock this
पड़ेगी
in.
जगह
And
आपके
mostly
screen
Sades here for Moose and Rooney.
देता नहीं है,
And
love you.
C9 are, with this composition, having a lot of trouble reading the first bit of info on the map. Not sure what they can do to even start getting that info. They don't have the C's nade to really throw G2 off. Again, they can't guiding light or trailblazer things. And if they dizzy, it's got to be almost be a returnable dizzy, right? A way that it can bounce back to Zeppo. So
भाई aim तो है ना बे crazy crazy ये लोग का.
Yeah, tough for
ऐसा one
C9
tap
here.
मारते
Those
देख
first few
रहे हो
rounds,
क्या?
and G2 has figured out the way they can just continuously put pressure on the map without having to care about utility.
HM हो
With
जा
G2
रहा.
tying up the game, you definitely could see here that they're definitely not nervous
No.
in this game head-to-head. Nice damage being done by
Great
Moose.
damage.
क्या tap
Dive
tap ना?
with the Guardian in hand, that's not 2-man 2. He could have a pretty okay buy in the next round.
Big one Binks by Chili.
Just modeled here
Love you.
based on the distance from the edge. A quick kill by Leaf as they creep up. And this is going to be tough. G2 feels like they are in, by the way they're playing, it looks and feels like they're in full control of the map. It's hard to stop a team that does that, but maybe C9 switch it up. They're gonna be at the A. Maybe it's a play.
You're right, though, that they have full control of the map because C9's not really contesting it.
Nope.
Right, at this point, they're holding at the beginning with this type of utility towards Rubble, but what happens after when you don't, or are not able to find information right after you're pulling back into sites, not pushing towards the other extremity when you're not seeing that pressure. And now there's that first sign of contention towards the front C site, and that's Moose coming into contact, forced to fall back for a bit, but still has the alarm bot pretty much placed here that we know that Zelsis likes to put.
सब sexy
Imagine
खेल
the
रहे
replay.
बे.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Could it ever happen? Well,
Mostly
they
क्या
actually
पहनते
have
हो?
Vanity
खुद भी
inserted
पहनते हो
this
यार, मैं
time.
इतना branded भी
Not
नहीं
something we have actually seen C9 be able to do in any of these rounds since they've been playing a retake focus. And they have to get a few of these
Super
guns out
chat
of the
नहीं हो
G2
रही,
hands.
limit हो गई रहेगी.
Economy's
कुछ
building.
लिखा वो
Alt
नहीं लिख
economy as
सकता
well.
कुछ
And
word
G2's
जैसा.
map read here is
या
just
कुछ
too
numbers
good.
जैसा.
You have a Prowler to work with too if they want
It's
to
the
clear
look
up
from
towards
Zeppa.
Rubble, but
Zeppa
once again,
sees.
या brand का नाम है.
G2 once again is walking for the contact, and there you go. Zeppa's side, the Paranoia comes out, but no shots come through. No trigger discipline to come out. You're trying to play the hero play alone from Rubble after that flash. Because that Viper wall comes up and
भी
you have no
जाएंगे
help
लोग.
at all.
100 तक का भी जाएंगे.
And that's a site that was open towards this B site now because G2 broke that door and pivoted over while C9 was rotating towards this A site. They managed to come back on time now for Cloud9. Nice pain shells at the feet of Valen. Plant coming down, but Oxy pushing forward. Another fall, flicking over towards that left side. But gets denied here by Icy. Once again, Icy taking the upper hand fight against Oxy. And the pick comes down for G2 on the post.
Welcome to my world हो सकता है अंदर जाके.
Bot coming back.
The lineups too. You see it from their front B side, out from Leaf. Lands right onto that spike. And that's going to delay even further. Giving a chance here for Leaf to move with the rest of his teammates. Even to go for the pinch in case his teammates fell down on that baby door. But everybody's being decayed so far inside that pick. Going to be very difficult to defuse. And G2, they take the lead now on the map of Lotus.
In a streak? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clearly having the answer to what they need to do and what C9 trying to defend G2 strategies. A little bit of a push up here. We see at round 9, the first round, G2 go B, and it's through baby door.
Weapon nerf के बाद double controller नहीं इसमें चलेगा solo hyper
needed to be used in the strategy.
Solo hyper नहीं sorry Viper woman चलेगा.
Understand how C9's moving on the backside of the map and Valen
secondary controller
so
Viper
well
हमेशा
right
चलेगा.
So they go
So
back for a
Breeze
bit of
ऐसा map है
this A
जिसमें solo
play,
hyper
continue
चलेगा.
the same
Nerf
utility
के बाद
in the
भी
beginning
चलेगा.
to give C9 that same look. And now they do. Straight front B. But where's the Killjoy utility this time?
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
This is
Love it,
incredible.
Siddhan.
They're low on
Insta पे नाम
economy this time
UD है
around
ना
too for
शायद.
C9, so you're going with the half buy, just trying to use your rifles here or the submachine guns that you bought. But Showstopper still gets invested, lands onto Jonah P, but Icy once again is there. Counter Showstopper on the attack for G2 as he drops his spike first teammates to plant, and he's clearing out the site here, clearing the space, gaining the space for G2 towards the top of that B. Looks like C9 wants to answer right back. Immediate flash coming out from Vanity to clear out the top of the B site. Smoke in the front, but everybody's moving in individually now. For C9. Nightfall invested for G2 on the post plant. It lands with 2, so they identified a third one being loose outside on that A side.
है ना मैं बोला ना G2 है.
Taking him down, and now Rooney's left
बोला था ना G2 है
with
भाई.
the vandal that he has. Might want to save it once again.
Crazy team है भाई, crazy.
But as you were mentioning it there, the first start from G2 when they conditioned so many times the takes towards that A site, used a bit of util, and because of that lower buy that C9 had and they pivoted towards that A site, once again, another great call by Valen to instantly go back towards that B site where it was so weak. There was only one player left, everybody else rotated to help towards that A site.
All right, where are we at? How are we doing? Oxy 10 or Icy, sorry, 10 and 6. Oxy 10 and 8. Moose above that 11 and 7. So they're still getting the shooters in there, but they've been quieted down over the past few rounds here by G2. Again, we see Icy on the screen right now. He's still playing after the round, getting all the APM in. All right, back towards C with the util. Different setups on each one here, just trying to see what will work against G2 and what might catch them for a bit of an advantage. Mound is the play as C9 again go for rubber control. And this is one of the times they're going to have more info than most info rather, and more than they've had before. But can they play off it? It seems like it's already being read slightly here by Trent and the rest of the squad. They decide not to fight what could be a push. And they're going to go right towards Moose again.
That was a call from Mimi from that timeout, finding a window of opportunity finally to push out towards A main, and they do so, but they're still having to walk through because they anticipate Leaf still on that lurk. Lockdown now being used to delay even more coming out for Moose, and that's going to push everybody back here towards these players.
Beautiful.
Oxy getting ready. There's that first headshot there. The Odin is down from Leaf. Pain shells to push him back, and he makes some noise to fake that he's falling back. Well, he has that support from Zeppa close range. No util to half out. So this allows Oxy to pop off. Leaving out Zeppa on against Jonah P. But he's able to at least save those trades. And now standing alone with 30 seconds left against 3 players, head-to-head, long range against Rooney. Shots are missing, forced to fall back towards C. But he's pinned with nowhere to go.
Who else than to pull around after 6 straight rounds? You see a 4K from Oxy. The push up by C9 finally putting G2 into a little prison in their own spawn there for a moment. And they're going to wait it out. Jonah to A.
Great rotate from Rooney.
10 seconds
Read that like a book. Here's the footsteps. Hello. Goodbye. C9 with the round. Finally, so many unanswered.
Attacking map है G2 नहीं G2 है.
And it took the move out. It took a play. They couldn't just play defense. Cloud9 had
Thank
to
you,
go
the
to play
party.
offense to get that round from the defensive side. They have been way too quiet here on this first half. And they wake up a bit there. Oh, all chat all-star, huh? Okay. All right.
क्या बोला? Nice shot
With the
लेकर
smirk
आएगा
at the
लोग,
same
हाँ?
time. I love it.
Nice shot कुछ तो
All
लेकर
right,
आएगा.
last round of the first half here. Let's see if C9 do the same amount of push and try to get themselves
भाई क्या
back in
वो
that
hint
advantage.
का नया skin का?
Moose easily playing backside
अभी सोचा मैं.
and keeping himself safe here. And you can see lined up for G2.
What are the
behind
odds of
everybody is
game
Leaf,
changes,
still
talent
holding
playing,
it down, but
visiting
he's got
next
the
team की
operator.
possibility है? हाँ नहीं.
And when they realize here after the alarm bug gets broken up,
Back
maybe
to
they can
Vandal
just
by.
leave
ये
here,
game
look back
changes का
towards that
पूरा
A sign.
Yeah.
अलग ही tournament और पूरा
Yeah,
अलग ही
it was
सब कुछ
definitely
है
to
ना.
look back towards the
तो mix ही
early
रहेगा.
peak on that C site. Now picks up the Vandals. They work
मतलब
together
ऐसा
here for
मतलब
G2.
women's
They have a
race
lot of money
अलग
to
है और
work with
men's
here in this
race
last
अलग है
round.
तो mix क्यों रहेगा वैसा वाला
Getting
बनना है.
blocked and barricaded
नहीं
by that Viper's Pit on that C
बंदा
site.
क्या हाल है क्या
Have to
prediction
rework
Sen
now.
Sen खत्म.
That map
क्या
on
scene?
Lotus
Sen
where
अभी
a
सीधा
couple of players
champions.
are looking to once again walk
Hello,
contact for
Sike.
G2
Kaisa
towards that
Khan,
front
I
of that
love
B
you.
site. Oxy is there with help from Zeppa. And one kill will activate a showstopper from Zeppa as well. So they want to keep him up front. Misses the haunt though, hit by the paranoia. There's that thrash that's going to save here Oxy for a bit.
Yeah, good protection.
That's going to reset G2.
बात करना allowed होता
They
है.
head back to the
मतलब
right
तुम लोग लिख
side.
सकते हो यार,
Familiar
अच्छा बात
space
क्यों
for
नहीं
them
लिखते?
in this first half so far. Already towards tree. They don't sync it up too much, but they get themselves into position
Let's सब
easily
दोस्त लोग हैं तो क्यों नहीं
into
लिख
that
सकते?
space of A here. So we go back to the retake here for C9. Rooney can jump right in and throw the ult down if they want, but do they have the position?
The boombot missed, but Zeppa and Trent and also Jonah P are going back and forth inside that A side. 12 seconds left on the clock. Leaf on a late lurk.
10 seconds
Plant
left.
will go down, as this might be the pivotal kill right here from Leaf's position at the revolving door. Haunt being thrown here towards that back. Door gets opened up, but the wall came down. Miscommunication coming through. Showstopper that we talked about is now at the ready for Oxy. Popped up and looking to clear towards that back of the site.
Oh dear.
Tap on that spike, a stick on that spike, and Trent's moving around the corner. Lands that shot. It's almost getting defused, and now you're forcing him off of it. Vanity gets that pick. It's down to a 1 versus 1. Classic left hand to Trent. Missed the first shot. It's at half.
Oh, bye G2
Stays
classic.
around for G2.
What is up with classics today?
Switching
From
sides.
EMEA to here. Oh my gosh, what a round. Pulling out the classic
Land
there. I
to the
thought it was just dead to
आमने-सामने
rights, but
भुजलिस
no.
बनते
Plays
हैं.
the jiggle, gets the right click. Beautifully done. And we'll see this again as Zeppa picks up too quick, but G2 so well at recovering in these situations right now.
And that showstopper missing
Wow,
just around the
perfectly,
corner,
man.
not clearing that spot. Such a pivotal spot there for Trent to be able to win that round there for G2 and take the lead now in this
Close
half
that.
for G2, 7-5 so far.
रुक जाओ.
But earlier
Let
we
me
spoke
check
with
the
Leaf
shoe
about his
size.
mindset heading
With
into the
my
playoffs and what's
sexy
different in
shoe
2024. So let's check it out.
right here. ऐसे कौन सा पता नहीं.
I mean, I think compared from last year, I think I've mentally matured a lot more, and obviously I've swapped roles. New team, you know, different personalities and stuff like that. But I think that the main thing is just that I learned that just calm down. Like, I think that was like my whole thing last year, is that there's times, and like you can even see it like now in some players, and sometimes they get rewarded for it, kind of like how I did last year, where they just are very antsy and they make every decision very quick. And that's good, but sometimes when the pressure's high and like maybe you're not hitting your shots and stuff like that, it's not the best. So yeah, just making sure I'm mentally in it, because I know
US
like in
11,
terms of like
UK
individual,
12.
I'm set, but just making sure that I'm mentally strong will be like the main deciding factor.
Definitely shows there on that first half of Lotus with what Leaf was talking about too, trying to stay calm under that pressure, and even with the trash talk from Vanity asking if G2 were nervous on a great start from C9, they were able to pull it back.
It looks like they weren't.
There from Josh.
They were not nervous.
No, definitely not. Shots were landing. Icy's also doing a great job at the same time too, right? Somebody that you know has been under the microscope
C9
actually ever
destroys
since they
G2
did
not
that
in
roster
close.
change
Bring
here
it
for
out.
G2, and when he started from week 1 to week 5, it was okay performances here and there, but he's definitely done some great job now for G2 rather on the attack, especially that nice little satchel dodge there against Oxy's Showstopper to be able to clear out that B side. So definitely finding his groove in his match today here as G2 now take the defensive side.
And I think their slow it down strategy they kind of instilled last week to start bringing some rounds back is something they're using here. Very slow on their attacking side to go left and right. C9 out of their defensive positions, but now G2 go on the defensive side. C9 get on the attack. And we'll have to see how they use this composition. Few flashes with the paranoia and the dizzy to be making their way into sight. Pretty good attack side here. And they should have an easier time than trying to defend G2 just walking up into their faces on that.
All you have to do is cross your fingers.
Pretty default setup here for C9 to figure out how G2 wants to play the whole role of the map. And it might be just
Love is exam, thank you for the 100.
Good lurk though by Moose. Let's see if he can get some extra information.
Very similar for C9 too. Only 2 ghosts wielded in this round with lots of util on their side to try to work the east side, but it's a walk contact instead. As Trent points up 3 to start things off, and that's a spike as well. Bad spacing from C9 to try to go for that trade and cost them dearly. And that's Zeppa that's going to have to recuperate that spike and work alone here as Moose is trying to make a play, trying to cut the rotate, playing in front of that turret. Breaks it finally, but Deep is looking to fight it. Here's a reload, goes for that swing. Now there's Trent trying to bait up the shots. He lands that one, but that's beautifully done so that Leaf could come out.
Blind
to put Zeppa as the last player standing. Wingman at least to help out to get that spike down. And G2 are closing in.
I didn't know if Moose was going to get more there using the G2 Classic. If he could, like, you know, get the kills onto G2. But it didn't work. It didn't. Only one in trade. But yeah, spike down. Zeppa here just trying to play the ghost from a high angle. And instantly found out Jonah just goes for defuse as they're going to toy with him now.
And a smoke on top of that. Nicely done here for G2, not to try to chase down that kill and just play the round and get the round into your favor.
Uh-oh.
How they like, Jonah, one more alt orb, go for it.
All
right. Pushing towards
330 को 330 पे कौन से एनर्जी ऑपोजिट चलते हैं क्या दोनों?
C9 we're just trying to get the last bit of the swing in. It seems like they wanted to get that kill and leave one and go to the site, but nobody committed enough to the kill. Everybody was just trying to do it on a fadeaway step that got them back into the play. Well, the play was Trent, and he stopped it in its tracks.
Oxyman top चल रहा है लेकिन ना?
Over towards that C spot. Oh, Oxy almost getting a Guardian buy up right here to find a kill. But it does not. So do they protect Oxy, or is he? I think he's in that solo mode right now, where they're C9's playing 4v5 at this point. And Oxy's going to be a Lone Ranger to get a kill.
Players
are falling behind him so that they can help out with util. He has that paranoia to work with. You just heard that dizzy being thrown. So they're able to scale up towards the C mount. There's that contact towards that front B side. Nicely done by Moose, though. Weakening out into line of defense for G2. Noxy trying to find that piece of util that was left behind, or at least placed down on G2 side on C, and they're losing control of both extremities as both Oxy and Rooney fall.
Paranoia dizzy.
All right, gets info there onto Leaf. Trying to find that timing, knows that Leaf only has the outlaw, but still manages to get one before he falls, and he's delayed enough for the rest here of C9 to move forward. And they push down and sweep at the last 2 kills.
जी का सेंसेस बन गया हो डायमंड लॉबी में सबको देते रहने का क्या?
A lot of delay from G2. I feel like they know C9 once they're hitting a site is just going to hit it with everything they have. A great shot to start off.
अच्छा इसलिए बोला मैं दरिद हो रहा है क्या? मेरे को नहीं समझा.
Wasn't enough in the end.
But yeah,
I think G2 overall is doing a great job of making sure that C9 only gets the space that G2 wants them to get, if you will.
Vanity को मारना पड़ेगा, Zeppa को मारना पड़ेगा.
See what happens over here towards A if they can dictate this too.
They're trying to with the lower buy, pushing forward towards this A entrance, and it's G2 once again with the upper hand.
Yeah.
Jonah P with the headshot after on the Vanity, upgrade into a weapon, and it's not looking good. Zeppa, last piece left behind for Cloud9. Mosh to try to clear out some space. It does hit 2 of them, force them to fall out.
Timeout chahi ba, timeout chahi
on the trade
ba.
funnies, and Valen capitalizes on that one, and that's a great round for G2
Football
to win the bonus.
Incredible. Leaf was also rotating over, so they didn't even have everybody in that. But I was just saying G2 is only giving C9 the space G2 wants C9 to take. And right there, it's night and day in the compositions and how they work and how we're seeing A controlled. C9 did that maybe once or twice, and G2 just backed off. G2 does it, and they have the composition that will wombo you down, start to chip your team away, and they'll finish the round.
4-0.
It played so well right now by G2 and how they approach this match, and at 10-5, what they're doing. C9 go for the timeout, try to organize things. Emi giving some ideas of what he's seeing, maybe what he's hearing, and what he wants to hear differently out of the squad right now. Because I think the one thing C9 is missing is the speed that they play with. They have not been able to turn it up to 11 right now.
Seems like they were still okay to fight against G2 towards that A side, though, because they understood that G2 did have that lower buy. Sometimes you want to play further back towards the spawn and let them come towards you, but Lotus is not really set up to be a map to be able to do that, really. If you're losing that control towards that A mound, or sorry, towards the A rubble, it's hard for you to re-clear it, as you're looking at that comp. They don't have that Prowler to go deep. They maybe have Sneak Fight to try to clear if they want to fight that, but they wanted to go their weapons against G2 weapons. But definitely, again, those players on G2's camp definitely coming out to shoot today.
Well, aim chal rahi hai mere aajkal.
Frag distribution being pretty even on that side of the defense. But Cloud9 now after the timeout, playing now to try to fight close quarters. 2 Buckies now in the hands of Vanity and Austin, working in tandem in front of that B site where you have a high-low stack from G2.
Going quick.
Busy, Satchel, and the paranoia is a little bit too late, so Oxy falls. Able to find that information for the team, and a counter paranoia will stop C9 once again in their tracks, not able to maximize the information that Oxy was able to gain with the Satchels and the sacrifice that he did towards that B site.
It's just everything. It seems like C9 is getting the exact opposite result G2 did. G2 chose B around, it was free. C9 chose B around, Oxy goes into the waiting arms of 3 members almost of G2. And now they have to rotate across and figure out what's the audible, what's the secondary here. This was kind of our timeout hit that we wanted to throw G2 off, hit the economy. And the spike goes down here, it's going to be an amazing boon, but the lower buy makes it tough for C9. And now they're forced to do a little more with even less. Heading over towards A, this is going to be exactly where the graveyard of KJ utility is.
That's the thing. They created space, wasting util on B, wasting util on C, but are walking into the full util of the A side left behind by Leaf. And he keeps now the A side and putting G2 at 11.
Lockdown for Moose, Thrash, Rezepa, power plays available here for C9. But do they have the read to make sure that these hit as power plays? It seems like at this point G2 could make those all fizzle out in some way, shape, or form with how they've been reading this. And absolutely incredible the way that G2 has approached the match again. I said it like 2 rounds ago. How strong they're coming in. And a lot of these guys, a new experience to this stage of playoffs, like this type on the VCT stage with this pressure. So really showing up for G2 here in map 1 of Lotus as they go for the 4-1 split across the map here. On C9 side, Rooney's going to try and play a little cat and mouse with whoever he can find on A. As they start grabbing up alt orbs and look to a way to win this round.
Looks like it was a slight tempo to take control of the mound, but everybody's cutting noise now, making tons of it. Trying to see if Rooney could hear anybody, anything on a rotate, especially with that lockdown coming down.
And they're right there.
Rooney's still winning. There's that util to counter out from G2. Very well done, but they still have the Thrash to work with.
They're ready the whole time. Just set up at
the gun's sticking out. Doesn't matter about the alarm bot. So all that to know that there was a lot of util on that C side, allowing Rooney to engage a little bit more, but catching Valen off guard.
Oh. All right, Leaf is an entry. They can clear this together. Rest of C9's here, or G2's here rather. Can C9 take the site?
Again, it's a double pump.
Yeah, they go back.
Use that util towards the A side, moving now towards B. Thrash still at the ready here from Zepa, but he's moving up on the top of the B heaven side. Nice snake bite to push Jonah P away, allowing here, cutting the noise, killing time for Moose to be able to fight behind whenever he can. Here's the reload, and Jonah P was ready for that. Turned around, was still caught in the reload in the end. That may be difficult now for G2 to retake this site. Icy has to focus now on two different angles as his teammates are falling down here towards B. Nice little pick by Trent towards that top. It gets traded out now by Zeppa against Trent. There, finally, C9 working that map here on Lotus beautifully.
We're on round 17, Vansili, and besides the first three retake rounds in the first half, I feel like this is the first one where we felt like C9 was being C9. They were going back and forth. They played a little distraction towards C to figure out what to get out of the lockdown, called a nice audible, and Rooney steps up to give him a good first kill here so they can start to work the map a little bit more. Very much more in control that time than being reactive. And exactly what C9 needs to start bringing these rounds back in their favor. So they go for a bit of the same strat. They like the way it played, slower on the round, and the info with what paid off. What can G2 respond with, though? They keep this utility over towards C.
Fatima Ji, how's you?
As soon as that turret went down, they were ready for G2 to counter that right away. Running straight behind the Prowler and catching the lurk here from Moose off guard, and he was counting on his turret for him to do the same type of play. But he's playing against two players now. You're forcing lurks to come out from C9. That was a winning condition in a previous round from Rooney, and it gets picked right away. So this might now force C9 to move towards the C site where this KG utility is. Nothing is looking good here for Cloud9. Leap is there with the Odin as well, and Zeppa once again alone.
Clean to zero.
And just had almost perfect placement on mollies too.
Yeah. It's okay, me no sleep.
And who? And Zeppa's forced to run back. And G2's here for the hit as well. They're rotating so quick. It seems like the read on the map is just allowing them to follow C9 with a UAV wherever they're going at this point. 30 seconds on this. 3 ultimates here for G2 as well. If they do want to flex into a retake style play, C9 might go crazy in these next few rounds. They have
minimum 10 lakh
VP as they start to head back towards that.
Zeppa has one chance here, 1v1 against Trent to start things off, but too little too late. Window of opportunity is gone. All of G2 now grouped together in. Zeppa is going to have to come up huge. Spotted now by the Prowler. Here's the footsteps on the top of Heaven. Paranoia dodges it. Haunt as well. Smoke covers his tracks, and you won't be able to do much there until he swings out in that first smoke, but all of G2 is already moving forward.
How's he live?
Wait, he's dodging his
shots. How's he live?
He's coming through finally there. There was a chance at some point there after it was counting bullets, but it's counting bullets against an Odin in the end. G2 gets map point.
Paper mode and just sideways. So yeah, watch these mollies. Crazy. TP onto the molly, also the run in.
It's the everything too. Yeah. You saw like an attempt of a push towards B main, shut down. Rooney with the lurk, shut down towards A, and if you're looking at where those X's were at that mini-map, nobody will basically cross the line of scrimmage to try to enter the site there for C9.
So good, those mollies force the other people to fight up towards waterfall, so you're just forced to be in the firing range of anybody at a higher elevation than you. Good stuff there by G2's defense. C9 backs against the wall here on a final round for the first map that G2 have just had a handle on. 3 ults again for them to retake. They're even playing them pretty aggressive in some sites. The lockdown's the furthest back, but Baby Door holds.
Can I apply for G giveaway?
Line.
Winner already decided.
Get some hopes up here. It's for Zeppa to grab this orb and potentially a flank for a thrash, but G2 has weaponry. G2 has ults. C9 only has a snare. Nicely done. Looks like G2. They want to bring the fight now to Cloud9. Look at the bodies drop now for C9. Sidas Moose is trying to see the round for his team. 2 kills to his name, but Jonah P. And G2 gets the first battle of this series of the stage 1 of playoffs.
Oh my word! What a dominating first half. That was almost like a stop. They have families, like just pushing out, continuously going at that point. G2 were taking names and they looked to be in so much control the whole time. They were no indecisiveness there after we saw the first few rounds where we called them out for being indecisive.
Yeah.
They weren't planning. They had the sight. The post plant was getting mixed up, and then
Really,
somehow
okay,
they
qualified
call a
team which
timeout,
is
drop
playing
our
well.
tickets in their
You?
ears, and holy moly, they go
Heretics
night and
का
day and
Dandiya
just
खेल
start
रहे
winning
थे.
round after we get out of the bonus, and a few, I think 6 or 7 in a
ये
row
sexy
for that
था ना?
first half, and then they only allow C9 what, 1 or 2?
Oh.
Yeah.
A second one?
If anything, just a masterclass as well from G2 right
Huh?
after that here on the defensive side. So
Yes,
very
yeah.
well done
Yes, yeah.
at this point. Now defeating
Yes,
Lotus
yes, yes.
for Cloud9. That was
yeah.
their map pick. And now G2 has a chance to close it
बोल
down
तो
in
सही
G
कैसी
after the
है?
break.
अरे टीम कैसी मेरा स्किन तेरा हाथ मत लगा और मितुल भाई आओगे मेरे इंस्टाग्राम ग्रुप पे एक्स्ट्रा क्यूट फैम वाले एक्स्ट्रा क्यूट फैम लेंगे आप भी
मतलब सब मेरे कितने इंस्टेंट ज्वाइन कर एक्स्ट्रा क्यूट फैन को अगर तो रीनेम करके एक्स्ट्रा भीड़ फैन करेगी तो मैं ज्वाइन करूंगा.
रुको देव भाई को फोन करने दो
क्यों? देव भाई आजकल ना मान रहे का ना मान रहे, रिवर्स ना मान रहे, वो
मतलब
ना मान रहे कर करके ना ही मान रहे, अकाउंट खाली हो गया. सैलरी नहीं मिली देव भाई को बहुत टाइम से.
रिक्वेस्ट करके मेरे को नहीं आया रिक्वेस्ट कहाँ रिक्वेस्ट किया
मैं अपने बहन का स्किन खराब किया था, उसके बाद डैड ने 30 मिनट सुनाया, तो जब सुनाई दिया तो और खराब करने का. सिंपल बात है. अतरो भाई बहुत
हाँ, अभी आया
पैटर्न देख क्या प्लान है, क्या करूँ, कोई टाइम ही नहीं है मेरे पास. एमएट एसेंशियल क्वालिफाइड टीम, हेरिटिक्स नहीं. हेरिटिक्स किससे है तो फिर अचानक? उसमें 9 दिन बाद गिफ्टेड मिल सकता है. मैं कहाँ से भाई, अकाउंट खाली है मेरा. क्लीन जीते ना यार G2, लेकिन कुछ ज्यादा ही 4-0 के बाद अनस्टॉपेबल फोर्थ जैसे लगे वो लोग. He's got the franchise slot. Oh. अरे पहले से मिक्सर. ओ हाँ क्या, तो वो लोग ने पूरा टीम चेंज किया क्या?
मेरा ये लेट्स गो बट पीकी 3D में अल्टरनेट अकाउंट अब भी जस्ट लिखा था मैंने, अब भी जस्ट ये फीचर्ड.
भाई एक बार इसका पहला स्ट्रीम जाके देख. हाँ एक बार कितनी बदल गई ये देखो, बस एक बार कैसे थी पहले स्ट्रीम पे ये.
Did you just say?
हाँ उसके बाद भी कुछ तो बोला था तूने.
वो तो लव के लिए बोला, लव and it's a new day.
क्या रहा देखो, ज्यादा सोने का नशा है और कुछ नहीं. हैवी 8 घंटा 2 बार सोएगा तो क्या होता है, वही वही होता है.
भाई 3 मैप हार के मैं ऑलमोस्ट 10 पॉइंट पीछे.
How much you think good was
including
including like all including trying to get a new but need some help. Help का पता नहीं, but I guess in Canadian Australian dollars around 2,000-2,500. Like
मैं
insanely
अभी
good
देखती
piece.
हूँ, रुको अंदर जाके फिर आती हूँ वापस.
लास्ट टाइम देखो एंडिंग. ये सांप है रे, इसको ग्रुप से निकालना पड़ेगा. खासगोस आर्मी किधर है, निकालो इसे.
नहीं है कोई सब क्यूट फैम में.
मैं इमेजिन कर रहा हूँ यार, मिट्टू ऐसे जा रहा है रास्ते से, ठीक है, कोई एक बंदा मिलता है. हे मिट्टू तेरा नाम मैंने किधर तो देखा हुआ है. मिट्टू ऐसा कर, या आई एम लाइक एक्स्ट्रा क्यूट फैन.
ये देखो
बंक्स भाई सेफ जर्नी एडवांस. अरे देव भाई ना मान रहे, मान गए देव भाई. सारे हुआ देव भाई टॉप अप हो गया हुआ. हाँ क्या सीन देव भाई, लॉन्ग टाइम नो सी. ऑक्सी वाइप तो है।
नहीं चाहिए मेरे को।
शर्म करो भाई सुदीप, शर्म करो। सबसे बेस्ट मॉनिटर पता है तुमको कौन सा है?
Not only is still win that pick, but a
साथ
dominant
में आने
still win
वाली
that
है
pick.
सब on 26।
Last time we saw you guys, you were very much defeated pretty heavily on Icebox. But what was the prep like between now and here where we see a completely different
कैसा
team
diversity?
integrated G2?
The prep was mostly
पंक्स
about
भाई को लास्ट
communication
बार
and
वॉच
like
पार्टी में
handling
मिला था
pressure.
जी वाला। हाँ क्या?
Against the loud team, we were kind of crumbling under the pressure and like not really coordinating. Like
Oh,
one guy wouldn't get the
उधर,
memo,
मुंबई वाला।
and there would be constant like disconnects between the players. So
तो फिर
that's what we worked on in the
कैरेट
past 2
पर
days.
US
Just make sure we play together, support each other,
और
and,
दे दो क्या?
and
तेरे को
that's
क्या
the
लगता है
result.
यूएस से आते नहीं लोग मेरे को मिलने?
VPN लगा के भी तो आते हैं वो
VPN
केस।
लगा के
Liz
मिल
was
के
definitely
सकते हैं।
right. G2 certainly yoinked that one away from
Yeah,
C9.
G2
C9
must.
looked strong out of the gate, and then, well, it just started to crumble
Pena hai
little by
kisko
little. Yeah,
yaar.
the pressure. It was incredible to see
Yaar,
how
I
G2
miss
were able to just, go toe-to-toe against C9 and then
playing
take it even further than that.
हाँ ये गई बे,
It
ये
was
गई।
quite ridiculous. When a team
I love
wins
Binks'
pistol
students in
and
Kabal.
bonus on
Love
the
you,
defense
diversities.
side, and then there was actually pistol and
Hello.
bonus on the other side too.
Hello.
It's bonkers. But C9 were fired up at the start.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like it was going to be...
मेरे में available नहीं है।
already calling game over.
Well, maybe from the other side, dude. I mean, this.
the
Listen, G2 was not. I was not familiar with your game.
But
into the game, man!
I was fixing
not
my
the
image.
hurts monitor.
Oh, that was worth it. That was worth it.
The vibes were good.
Maybe that's what happened.
Vibes था, vibes तो
That's
था।
where it crumbles. That's what the internal team dynamics are affordable.
मत कर muted
But I mean, Josh RT,
एक नंबर
God
का
bless
hit
him. He sets us up for the perfect segue
Look,
talking about the
मेरे
pressure and the
साथ
stuff that G2 have worked on. Because that is the number
भाई
one thing
इसका
I
ये
saw that was
मस्त
working
है।
out for them
AC off
consistently.
क्यों करता
Cloud9
है?
would get a first kill.
AC off
They
किया
actually had more first kills than G2 over the course of that map, believe it or not. They were getting
Not
into an
saving
advantage position
money?
more often than not, but they
वैसे
couldn't
भी
convert
25
it
दिन
after that
नहीं है
point.
इधर।
They were always
कर
going for
ले
these
और-
individual moments, these big
नहीं,
swings.
on था है,
The
मतलब
most
मैं भूल
American
गया था,
team of all
जाते जाते on
time.
कर
Like,
दिया।
just literally give them the green card
ये
now.
गया बे,
Because
मिथुल के दिन
G2, what
एकदम-
he had to do was set up a couple of high-low setups.
This
मिथुल
was such
Limited
a
है।
big moment for me. Not only was it just the fact
Mithul
that we
है,
got the first
Mithul।
round on the board and it was a clutch, but it was also
जिस
Icy
स्पीड से आया था
got
उसी
the
स्पीड से
clutch.
जाएगा
And
लग
I
रहा
was
है।
I was worried about him going into this game, frankly. You're going up against Oxy,
मत
who's
करो यार,
statistically the
क्या
best
कर रहे हो
duelist
यार?
of the regular
बच्चों वाली
season.
हरकतें।
Icy hasn't really had a
से
breakout
मॉड
map
डिलीट
yet.
करोगे कमेंट
He's been
बासुंडी लोग
touted for his place in the. Do you feel like this was a bit breakout of map for him? role player. Not necessarily a breakout map.
क्या
but
कर रहे हो
it was
कोरा,
what I needed. It was
सटे?
what I needed to see. It was a good map. He played a solid game and had crucial moments
को
like that.
anxiety हो रहा है,
Another
इसको
one
नहीं
I
हो
remember where they were
ये
executing
जा रहा है।
B and he traded
मैं
for
तो इधर
Oxy
ही
when
रहने वाला
Raze ulted, when the sides swapped.
Friend, chat
It
मेरे
was
stream
Icy
पे
and
आओगे
G2
क्या?
who were on attack.
Jord,
He had
no
good
UC
moments in that
gameplay
game,
देखना।
and I was worried about
No kill
his
gameplay भी होता है।
mental in a
No
game
kill
like
नहीं
this.
होता।
First time on
10
a
से
big
ज़्यादा ही
team
होता है
in
मेरे
the
को
partnership league. I think it's
अभी
fair to
double
have
digit पे
concerns
रहती हूँ
about
मैं।
him not showing up, but he
क्योंकि
did.
मेरा
G2 also absolutely
FPS भी
tactically
अभी-
outplayed Cloud9.
Yeah.
I mean, they
हाँ,
had defensive reclears. They had really good
बस
ideas of how to
wing
stop
में
the flood
थोड़ा-
from happening. They looked
मालूम
like they
कीजिए
had a
लेकिन
fully
मैं
fleshed out
50
strat,
MVP
whereas C9
40 का है,
were
मालूम?
almost flying by the seat of their pants as they tend to fairly
Comeback
often.
भी नहीं
And I
होता।
think,
It annoys me.
again,
दोनों
just to
पागल
go
लोग।
back, the fact that Vanity shouts across the stage, are you nervous
गाली दिया
when
उनको।
they're up 4-0 and then
बोल
proceeds
के।
to lose almost every round after that?
बोले
You
रहेगा
said it
डॉन
while
में।
we were watching actual
मैं-
psychoanalysis from
पहले
him.
तो जेट आया ठीक
He's a
है
genius. He just
स्टोरी टेलिंग हाँ
हाँ जेट आया फर्स्ट राउंड में ही मर गया किसी से
हाँ
तो उसको गाली दे रहा है
हाँ।
वो एनिमी को
हाँ।
मैंने चैट में लिखा गाली क्यों दे रहा है तो
बराबर।
मर गया तो
हम्म।
बोला, ए सुन मैं दिल्ली का हूँ ठीक है फुल ऐसा
ऐसे
ऐसा
आवाज में बोला
हाँ।
उसने, हाँ
मैंने बोला म्यूटेड
हाँ।
मतलब उसने ही बोल दिया इतना प्रॉब्लम है तो म्यूट कर ले मैं
हाँ।
तो म्यूट ही कर दिया फिर 2-3 राउंड वो बोला होगा कुछ मैंने सुना नहीं एज यूजुअल म्यूटेड था तो
हाँ म्यूटेड भड़वे ही रहते हैं, हाँ
हाँ फिर मैं
हाँ बोला म्यूटेड आप भड़वे हो, 2 जन ने बोले हाँ
फिर मैं म्यूट करके खेल रही थी तो
हम्म।
उसने बोला सच्ची में म्यूट कर दिया क्या गेम ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है प्लीज अनम्यूट आई वांट गाली
हाँ।
ऐसा तो मैंने अनम्यूट किया फिर खेल रहे थे
खेल
2-3
रहे
राउंड
थे।
मैंने 1v3 फुल क्लच वच किया ऐसा क्रेजी
क्रेजी
सा
समझ गया मैं कैसा लॉबी था हाँ
सच्ची में वो लोग के पास वैंडल था मेरे पास स्पेक्टर था
तो और समझ गया मैं. हाँ फिर
जीत रहे थे हम.
हाँ.
फिर पता नहीं क्या हो गया, मरे जा रहे, मरे 12-8 से कमबैक किया वो लोग ने, ओटी गए और हार गए.
शिट, इससे पॉसिबल है यार. रोर्स
सच्ची. और मैं एमवीपी थी. मैं जब भी एमवीपी बनती हूँ ना तभी नहीं जीतते.
हाँ,
इसीलिए मैं टीम एमवीपी नहीं बनती हूँ.
बराबर. जुलो जाओ.
And of course it's going to work out in that fashion when and it did. I mean,
मैं तो
I think Imi's holding out some hope as well that they can come back into things, but we're heading into a
I will say this much though, hearing Coach Imi say that was really funny because it's like the thing that you say when you're playing multiplayer games, like, I would have won if I would have just shot him. You know what I mean? It would have been, if they had just ran into Oxy, we would have won.
But what he was also saying was, if they're gonna play like that, we have to take all the space they're giving us and then exec on them. Look at this AORUS C9. It's not an exec comp. It's a slowly take map control on your attack side.
Yeah, I mean, the Sky lets you pop flash through your own smokes when you're running the double
Bye,
controls. Like, you have the right walls
C9.
and your own Omen smokes. You can use them
क्या
literally
खेल
and
रहा है ये
just,
सेंट में?
accept
हेलो.
the catches weird timings, but it's
Viper
I
Omen.
like it for C9 because I don't think they're very good at coordinating big attack side util. So having more of like the smokes, set up Oxy to like slice of the map, take some fights. But they're still on defense anyway, and that's where they got pummeled by Furious. So let's start. First step first.
Oh my
win
God.
some defense rounds.
All right, well,
Tax
they're going to
वालों को
have to do
बोलते मैंने
exactly
भर
just
दिया
that,
tax.
or else this
घर
could
भी
be a
इतना
quick
tax है.
day for C9. They're facing elimination. Let's see if they
कोरोना
can
में
bounce
कौन सी
back, force
सर्वर है
them out,
पहले?
send it back over to Vansili
आधी
and
तो
Rimming
पूरा
for the
चूते
call.
है, आधी चूती है.
Pick a GB now.
जा
Yes,
रहा हूँ मैं
indeed,
पहले.
map
कौन
of
सा सर्वर है
Ascent
उधर?
is now on the cards, and looks like Cloud9 are bringing back a little bit of a flair from 2023 with the Sky and this Viper now into the comp. I mean, it's found a bit of success, but the single flash. I mean, Bren just talked about it. Let's see what they could do with this.
I mean, Zeppa is a lover of the Sky. If there's a chance Zeppa can play
Binks,
Sky, we see
आज का prediction क्या है? G2 जीतेगा. मैं पहले बोला था.
So they can info the map, they
ये
can control
गाली दी वो
things, they
मजा
can
आया.
trailblaze around back through. Whatever they need, you know what Sky does.
Just
But
saying,
we'll
आज
see
तो
what
mod
these
होके
teams do with the
Muted ने पूरा
compositions
पूरा
as they
बोला
come
2
in.
बार. Just saying.
C9 is bringing out
Just
a
saying.
little something different than they have previously, or as of
वो
recent,
भी
I
free
should say.
membership में.
And we'll see if they can use it to great effect because they need to create the momentum. They need to be more
भाई
proactive.
आराम से 26 के बाद आना आराम से हल्का रखो
Back on their pick, can they take Ascent away
वरना
from
हाथ
G2?
हल्का हो जाएगा.
G2's pick. Just sitting under the
आराम
one
से
way
दे
to
भाई.
start things off in a very quick shift.
Devan,
walk
thank you
up
for the
mid here
10.
with these two
Devan, I'm
lurkers
under love
trying to get into
you.
position with a sheriff and a ghost. That's a lot of firepower coming through.
You'd see C9's
Wiper,
buy as well.
wiper,
More alarm bots
wiper.
coming through, so you can invest double Nanostorm to try to delay on
Yeah.
a split towards that B site and convert, or should I say, hold that squish from being tapped. And that's where G2's heading towards you. After initially defaulting
डाला है
on
क्या
that
उसने
map
B
and
पे?
inserting 2 players towards M1. The other players from G2 are moving in towards B main. And they're looking for that push.
One smoke towards Cat right now. You can see Zeppa trying to look through. The other smoke is for Spawn since Market's covered here by Leaf and Icy. Beautiful strat so far, but they've got to get C9 unrooted from sight.
There you go. Nanostorm prevents that switch from being hit, allowing here Moose to delay as much as he can towards that back of the side, but there's that recon dart. The armor wasn't enough to take one down with him. Oxy once again investing into a Sheriff this pistol round. Dash activated. Everybody waiting behind now for G2. V main now smoked up. Leaf coming into contact also has a Sheriff, and he falls back within the site with his teammates as they have 4 players within B. Paranoid now to answer back here on the attack that blinds the whole group of Cloud9. Finally, we start tempoing inside that site, and there is that flank coming through, weighted by Zeppa, but his teammates in the front line will stop.
Attack Tota.
And G2 get the pistol.
We'll keep track of what Emmy said there.
Attack
because
Tota.
how true is it that G2 gets to the sites, get where they want without getting these fights, by avoiding any of these early fights, and everything happens in the site? Can they get around Oxy? Can they get around everyone is the question. This time they did on a pistol. Again,
मेरे को लग रहा है ये मैप
just
होने वाला
having the
है.
Sheriff and Ghost combination mid. I mean, anybody peeks that anyways, and you're going down. So really well thought out. Ares comes out already for Trent here. They're going to start throwing out the darts immediately and adding even more pressure. 2 away, actually, for Trent on ult already.
Flash recon, that pings so many players. That's going to get
ये
G2
देव भाई
ready.
और ऋषि भाई
And
के
that's Icy
साथ
with 2 bigs with the bulldog.
अंकित भाई कहाँ से लगे?
This is again a continuation.
अंकित अग्रवाल,
one away from an ult. Just like it was
thank you
Lotus
for
before.
the 12 pounds मेरी
Trying to
जान
bar
के
him through, probably hit the plant, and
टोटे.
they'll have a Sova ult in the
Welcome
next
to the
round
Nam
in
Andre
C9's gun
family.
round.
Good lord. And you still have the lurk
Ankit
from
bhai,
Leaf. We
Nam
saw this on
Andre,
previous
love
rounds when they were
you.
taking the A main control. Leaf would be coming out of C Lotus defense. And they just need the 4 members to start and hit. Be confident. It is the low buy from C9.
Meanwhile,
But
Killjoy को
really
देखो chat,
trying to make
Killjoy को
note of the
देखो.
confidence G2's playing
Yeah,
with right
देखो,
now.
low है
I
वो.
think that would be with any guns, really.
मारा.
There's that G2 power again.
देखो
Right?
देखो.
Red Leaf like a book.
वही बोल रहा था
Now
इतना
falls
लड़
back
करके
in.
उधर
You
जाके
know
मारा
what
है
it
वो.
is. Throw away the G2
हीरो नहीं
classic.
फाउंड है.
Cold,
हीरो
man.
ही है भाई.
Cold.
And of course, moving back here towards the A
Found
side
it.
to do some econ damage or
जो
die
भी है,
to
देव
spike
भाई
for
और
him
ऋषि
right
भाई
now.
के
It's okay
साथ
for
है.
him to die to a player because the ult's already ready for
एक
Trent
मैसेज
after
तो
that
लिख
blast.
देते हैं ये तो सेम
He's
देव
trying
भाई
to scout
जैसे.
for these kills, see if there's any
Starting 10
exits
में ऐसे
on the
किया,
pulse
बाद
plan
में
into
बचना
main,
चालू
but
हो गया.
decides now finally to lose his weapon out towards the garden. So G2 will get 2 rounds at this point, but you bring up a great point, right? What Imi was talking about with Liz during that
लगता है
halftime
बंक
interview,
में
or
अगर
between
पॉइंट्स पे
maps,
खड़ा
rather.
कर देंगे.
He was talking about there wasn't really too much
ये क्या
opportunities
scene है
for
भाई?
Oxy
हेलो?
to fight, but at the same time now it's a different map.
Yeah.
A map where you could be a lot more active around the defensive
Kalnak
line, around
bhai
the
ne
rotates,
maan
around
rahe.
working
Thank
the
you
map
for the
too on
10
attack once
pounds.
C9 has that
And
position.
euros.
It's the little things.
The vibes are good.
क्या
The
ये
vibes are good.
यूरो फाउंड है? क्या नॉलेज है तेरा?
भाई यूरो
Now we've got them where we want them.
ई जैसा दिख
All
रहा है.
right.
ओ ये दोनों अलग है.
Hunter's Fury is up. But Cloud9 bring the
Oh.
arsenal here for the bonus round.
भाई मेरे को आँख वो हो
Start
गया.
moving towards middle. 4-1 split.
आँखों को रेस्ट
So
नहीं
looking to
मिली.
get that arrow over as they just throw through or go through.
अंकित
three
भाई
into
यूरो है.
sight.
अंकित भाई अलग फैमिली
There it
है.
is.
Recon Dart
Kalnak
Hunter's
bhai,
Fury also
नाम मान रहे
space,
family.
knowing
Kalnak
that you
bhai,
have a
नाम
lower
मान रहे.
buy,
Thank you
can
for the
close
10
gap now
pounds.
with the stingers on your bonus. Well done.
Euro
here.
family
Connects
को क्या नाम
onto
दे?
Vanity, but Vanity was able to drop one before he falls. Oxy trying to find an opening here through the smoke as his dash is about to dissipate. Icy gets that pick onto Zeppa though. Rudy's still in the back of that site
Yeah, bhai.
at
Clean kill
towards
rate.
Helen. Icy's doing a great job now on the entering.
ओए जीतू मैं पे क्या? No
the
wonder.
attack position of G2 on this A side and instantly
हमारा
both
Valen
players
को
remaining at
उसने?
C9 will fall back, live to fight another round.
I mean, we just mentioned it. G2 would do the same pressure with a lower buy, even if C9 had one. And here they do that. They go right through, fearless towards tree with the ultimate for Hunter's Fury. Everything set up so well from the first few rounds here to make this first bonus round just torture for C9. Now, just hiding behind the util, hopefully saving these Vandals. A lot of points for an ult here from Leaf, so Leaf is just
Rakesh
hunting.
bhai, welcome to
So good there to
half
invest that
family,
Hunter's Fury
half.
here on the attack on the bonus. Because not
अरे
only you're
क्या हो
creating space
रहा है?
for
भाई
that
भाई क्या चल रहा है? हेलो.
you have, but with the kills that you
10
get,
pick के
that's
मार
free
रहे.
upgrades for the next
Rakesh
round
भाई आपकी
too.
DP sexy है
So
लेकिन.
G2 will have rifles to work with.
Gaming with Tony, thank you for the
Won't have
$10.
to invest too much rather into the next
Love
round.
your
Well,
streams,
C9
keep
will
going.
have once
Love
again a
from
look of a
Ireland.
broken
Love
body.
you.
Two rifles saved from that previous round. I mean, look at that. Paranoia 2 on top of it. There was just
वहाँ
too
पे
much
night
util
life
coming out
है.
from G2
रात
on
हो
that
गई ना.
4-1 split that you mentioned.
I am going to sleep.
Good night.
Well,
Wild
हम लोग ने
stuff.
किसने पूछा भी नहीं.
Wild
Just saying.
stuff. They're able to capture that Hunter's Fury, especially full right side
मेरे को
sight.
बताना है ये वो.
Because you knew the team was pushing
करे
the
तो फिर
C9
WhatsApp
in,
पे.
so
नहीं, मैं-
really
Chat
heavy
room में ही है
contract
ये.
to know where those members
WhatsApp
could
पे हमारा
be
ये chat.
due to his players pushing in. Big B main push
Little
here.
from-
C9
Oh.
Little
looks to
from
get
White
control of
Channel.
the map,
Hello.
but just like Lotus,
Ah,
G2
ready
are
है.
choosing the other side.
Vandrao, thank you
causing
for
a
the
full
200.
retake situation here for C9 once again.
कौन बोल रहा था
Yeah,
इनके
looking at the beginning of the round here, Zeppa just threw a
भाई
flash
G2 के अब
over
तक क्या हर
Gelato. It
एक
did get
attack
contact
clean
into
है. हर
G2.
एक.
And first C9 I was hoping for
हर
after
एक
that
attack
flash
clean है.
contact to let G2 know we were potentially stacking towards this A site. Come at
This
us
is our
towards B.
stream.
But once again, a great read here from
तू
Valen to
चाहती है कि
continue
तू
to
टाइम आउट
press
पे
forward.
और लोग
And
मेरे को
just
इतना
tempo
सिग्मा
बड़ा
up.
हो
लेके.
गया. इतना बड़ा हो
Roxy
गया.
is
लोग
now
मेरे
at
को
the
सिग्मा
point
लेके तो
on that
चाहती है.
retake. Leaf is just waiting there. Trade comes out from Rooney. That's a weapon to get picked up.
Umbrella.
They have a chance now to at least take control of a main where there's
ये
only
euro होता है. Love you, Bunks. Bye. Love
Paranoia
you.
usage if they can get that.
Love you, man. Bye. Thank you for the 10 euro and the
Generally,
possible.
they can't play off it. Really doesn't hit too much in sight.
Impossible retake.
threw it towards the
Impossible.
generator and it was there to crossfire against his teammates too.
Impossible.
And I don't think Vanity could do a joggable right here with the Omen skin. And that's G2. 4
ये
unanswered rounds
सुमित
now in a
चैनल
set.
है. थोड़ा है, थोड़ा casual है लेकिन.
What a good read here so far. They
Thank
continuously
you.
play to the soft
Mithul,
side.
thank you for the $5.
They
Madan, thank you for the
instantly
10
get to the
euro.
front door before they're hitting. And even before C9 hits, they're finding
Sigma में
themselves numbers
friendless
down here, which makes it even tougher. I mean, who do you want most of all to be breaking it?
We have the best team in the world.
Damn.
बात तो है बे. Team तो है बे G2 का. Team तो.
Who do you know? Who do you want to be
आज
breaking into
पूरा
the
येलो
site?
येलो हो रहा है.
Oxy. What
पता
if
नहीं बे.
Oxy
सब
goes
लोग
down
10 pick के मार रहे हैं मुंह
mid-round? So
पे.
much harder to walk into that site.
हाँ ऐसे
Everybody shoulder
हर
to
सुपर
shoulder,
पे ऐसा लग रहा है
swinging at
सिक्का
the
कोई
right
मुंह पे
face.
मार रहा है.
All right. This
क्या
wall
pick
now
रही है?
preventing a lot of the A
ये क्या
movement.
है?
10 रुपए का.
If C9 want to start defending or flashing through
10
towards
रुपए का
that side,
कार्डबोर्ड में
but
ये मिलता है.
it's towards B again. You're gonna hear Killjoy
इसलिए
use
तो
one of
इसका
these.
उल्लू बना
यार
है.
मैं
Icy has
वापस ऐसे
ultimate
pick
here.
मारूंगी अभी.
But they're fully focusing
मैं
this.
salesman
Everybody in B
बोलते
main
हैं.
here.
मेरी बीवी
Be
मेरी
different if they
बीवी.
went out for a full re-hit, so C9 should be good to defend.
The shot guards are looking
मेरे
for a
सारे
kill
skills
arm
इसमें आ
box.
रहे हैं.
Should I say a nanoswarm, but they're set out inside this B side
देखो
for the
मेरा
drop,
WhatsApp
so
group
that
कितने
Moose can
sexy है
try to
ना?
get a spray behind it. But little do they know now that G2 is moving in towards that staircase. Moose
अटक
does
गया ये
get that
लोग,
pick from the
अटक
back of the site, which is great
ये
here.
तो
It
अटक
allows
गया.
C9 to
क्या
have those
करेंगे
2
देखने
players
का.
to start fighting from the spawn.
हेवी अटका है.
He's just waiting for the drop call, and there it is. Calls it at the beginning, does some damage. There's that flood back from the
Yo,
spawn
Trent
side,
ने
but
दो
denied
से
by
मारा.
Trent once again. Moose in the back, and
तीन
Trent gets
तुम
3 in a
कैसे
round
कैसे
for
मारा?
Great
Aye.
entry from the Silva play from Trent. Owl drone to get information too. They can take their time at this point to spot the last 2 players in the front of the shed. Double ping from the Owl drone too. That's just unlucky now for C9 on the attempt to retake. All 3 players stuck inside the site for G2, and they could play the time now. Rooney and Vanity just looking to spray. Silver lining is his paranoia. Maybe that could do some work. Double bounce through. Jonah P closes the gap. Vanity gets the pick. 4 kills in a round. Trent cannot check the ace. Rooney gets the last 2 picks. And heroic plays from Vanity and Rooney to give C9 the first round.
ये लो second half.
More than you really may
अरे!
know, Cloud9. These
नहीं दे रहा
retakes are
मैं.
becoming so
Love you,
difficult,
Rakesh.
they have
Thank
trouble
you for the
identifying where
5.
G2
मेरा वो मेरा
is. So to get this one,
Welcome to the
hold
Rakesh
back
भाई.
and post
नहीं मान
momentum
रहे
in
full
away
fan.
from G2 after they just
जाओ
completely
सो जाओ यार.
stopped through the
4 बज गए
site.
हैं.
Incredible for C9. It took a lot. It's
अच्छे
going to
मार
still
रही
take a
है.
lot. But that's one on the road back here to get us to 4-4.
Bottle pick के मारूंगा. Cam off कर दे.
All right.
सुपर स्पॉट.
Hunter's Fury and
हो रहा है Supreme Court.
Blazestorm up here for Icy Trent. You have Zeppa's Seekers if they really need to figure out where the map is going, if they lose the state of the game here in round 6.
One के leg पे
Still
one
got
के
a
super
judge for
chat मेरे तरफ
Vanity.
से हो
They're
गया
trying
one
to
के
low
leg.
buy, but keep the buys going. Bulldog for Zeppa.
2 के leg
You
पे
have the
कुछ तो
full
ना 1 के VP.
arsenal over for G2.
फातिमा जी.
See how much avoiding they
1
can
के
do
leg हो
now.
गया 500
With the combo you
VP
have now for
advance में
C9,
दे.
you had to be fairly active around the map, especially when these smokes are coming through. So it's not really on Sky and Flash to try to get info down towards middle. That's
भाई
just one of the
अटैक
default
का
things
ये
you kind of do
सीन है
here
यार
for
लेकिन एसेंट
the
में
attack
अटैक
side
अगर अच्छा खेल
of
लिया
this
ना
map
पूरा
of the set.
गेम का
So
मोमेंटम
use the
वो
dog
कर
now to
सकते
clear
हैं.
out. Smokes are being thrown, and then you see
हाथ
the
में
rotate from Oxy rather. That's
Art
at the
to
beginning.
become member
At
of the
back
channel,
spawn,
join
and he
button.
spotted one jumping off the fountain.
God, thank you for the fun.
Seekers out.
Very early. Very early to see him now pivoting
Ultimate
towards his
mark
A
member
side.
करो मिलेगा.
There's 2 players that the Seeker spotted on the top of middle. Yet nobody's rotating out right now to help out Cloud9's line of defense towards this A site. Second flash now confirms it with 40 seconds left. The only thing they have left for Util for a retake now is a paranoia from Vanity.
The site's already horizontally
flash
split,
करेगा
and they're
साला
in.
नींद आएगा मेरे को अभी.
Dash comes through.
Split out.
Second Fury.
ये लो last समझ आया. Love
But no
you.
contact on that second Fury.
Thank you for the 25 डालो मेरे जान के टोटे मिटूल.
Gets that pick though onto
अरे
IC.
मिटूल अच्छे
Shot
बंदे
dart
को
coming
रहे
through
हैं.
from the top of the entrance of the A side.
Ah!
That dropped down to the spawn. Jonah P wins that fight against Vanity on the top of tree. The rest of C9 looking to fight back, but they don't have that paranoia to work with anymore. Oxy trying to lean out and comes head-to-head against Trent. Drops down towards that site to find information, and he will do. A crossfire setup from Jenny and from Hell. All the shots are coming in. The kills are coming in for G2 as they have a great round here on the post plant in round number 6 of Ascent.
Pushing forward, creating pressure. I mean, we get C9 getting out of a few of these situations, but almost never standing in the ground they want to be in. Then we get a little more freedom, get a little more time to set up a play, but no, G2 continues to pressure. They continue to throw util in the face of C9. And we can see how fast C9 almost has to do these retakes. We just talked about it on B a second ago. With the composition C9 has, they don't have the benefit to throw a Silver Dog into the site here. You have to swing off the Sky Dog to how many possible angles inside? Jenny, Dice, still people under. 2 on A main, either side. Maybe switch if it's not cleared. So it's just C9 has so many things they have to overcome. The G2 is throwing in the face that knowledge of Sova, having the flashes from Jonah P wherever they want with the knowledge of the 0.2. G2 is getting all these reads, and that's why it's making it so easy.
If there is a Viper, Sky makes sense. But normal lineup में so is anytime.
Timeout from Mimi for Cloud9. Well, I think here you want to get an op as soon as possible for Cloud9 to shut one of those lines of the offensive that G2 could take, right? So you could delay a little bit more with the Viper that you come out with this composition or Cloud9 in this matchup. You could actually have more players stacked together to play for these trades. Find those fights that they were looking for here from the first map. It'll start off with a Sheriff, a lower buy that you have for Cloud9. 2 Sheriffs in hand actually for Rudy and for Oxy. And they could do some damage with this. Both of them in the front of the B main where G2 are looking to tempo up or maybe play the contact just depending on recon dart potentially to come out first. And there's that front side. Now it's being activated. Shot missed, but does get information there for Oxy. There's an attacker lockdown being placed by G2. Back to the site, knowing that nobody's going to be falling back into that location. Everybody's falling back towards the spawn. Yeah, Zeppa still gets a pick with the classic though. That's a great start for C9 and the lower buy that they have.
Positioning अच्छी है, वो लोग ने सीधा rush भी नहीं किया. Parrot.
No, they have to have at least a few different hits. Vanity's going to TP the back of the site or somewhere to be tricky here.
If they get some picks for sure. But at this point now, G2 is playing 4. They don't want to give a chance here for moves to use a lockdown at the boat. And for the Sheriffs to activate. Snake bite towards the logs, but mistimed. As Vanity swung out before, and Elite for that gets 2 easy kills and doesn't give a chance for C9 to get anything off their eco.
I figure maybe just to scramble the mini map and pull back and go with Zeppa, right? Something to allow this utility to hit, the members to come in a little unseen. But they hold the ults. Still a lot of time to use them at 6-1.
Boop.
Oh my god. Nice cleanup by Leaf from Lumber there.
Peek him.
Let's go, Nathan!
ये गरम कर ही देना. एक ही
The
मैच
full name, you know he's happy.
Yeah, Valor knows that.
हाँ?
Or picked up here on the attack. KO instantly invested by Jonah P. Swarming inside the site, Noxy. They wanted him to be able to fight. He tried to, couldn't dash away down to now 9 HP.
He's got to be calling for an overgrowth, right? Heal me.
Can't right now because of the null command. But at least C9 gets 2 picks coming through. Plant now coming down for G2 as we overextended towards that spawn. Confident in the place. The lurks denied. The retake. Ending with that util in the end. Blow for blow they go, and Cloud9 takes the upper hand out of that one.
Nice recovery there. I want to say recover, but movement, understanding where G2 wanted to go and being able to meet them first. I think that's the first time we've seen that too. A lot of these fights, C9 might have gotten 1, but then the round is just G2 completely set up in sight. Here, G2 is still looking for kills. They got strung out a little bit, looking for those fights, and C9 hit their shots on a very hot G2 right now. That's going to be 2. We're getting out of now round 9.
यार ऑक्सी भाई को मैं यहाँ पे नहीं देख सकता.
Is the way that C9 have had to get these rounds, and they have been pretty tough, all things considered. The last one, the easier of the 2. So quick pickup. This util move back over towards A. Gonna be able to slightly hold it with Moose and Azepa for now, and they focus again 3 towards B. Okay. That's the one you're like, why does he keep spamming? Why'd he stop? Great first kill.
Great first kill, which also puts Oxy back in a rotating towards the spawn. So you watch here towards Market. There's no lumber there because C9 has the full setup here towards the A site. That's where G2's heading to start. Updraft dash forward from IC. Cloudburst on the ground. Trying to clear out, find some space, breaks the turret. Instant lockdown being put down on the defense. So they don't want user for the retake. They want to delay as much as they can.
And I think it's super smart by C9 too. A lot of tree control has come from G2 to not even want to put the lockdown in tree. They put it in spawn, but Trent starts off with the Odin.
To Oxy, that's Blade Storm down, but just around the door, it's Zeppa by the switch. A flash now, second kill into IC. Combination with the snake from Rooney placed onto the site. Spike is now down, last 2 players in the front. Pop flash coming through, and that's Rooney.
I feel like we're seeing a lot of Rooney in these last few ones.
A third one
for C9 is G2. We're getting a little too fast for themselves, and C9 is absorbing it very well. Again, great call, thinking of how G2 has been playing. C9 look for the lurk, then they place the lockdown differently, knowing tree control has been a very high priority for G2. Everything plays out really well, and another nice little crossfire here. Send G2 home on round 9. 3-6 now. Odin for Vanity gets pulled up. I was gonna wonder when they play the Odin, it gets a kill off it right away.
There's that op that they wanted right away. Took an eco. A second round updraft. Oh, wow. He's getting spammed and hit by a volley. Traded instantly. And an opportunity for somebody else for C9 to take the mantle of the op if they want to. But look at this poor position you have while this spray is coming through. Moose is taking all control of top mid, and we'll be able to hear the rotate.
The rounds on Lotus that they won, Moose was all the way out. C9 had the map read. They play so much more confident. I mean, look at this already on the other side of the wall for C9.
But Zeppa's alone if they clear it correctly, but they don't. It's traded out, and there's that backside from Moose. Trades it out, and there's only one left. Jonah B. On a 1 versus 2, 31 HP. Rooney to look to pull that wall down. Jonah P couldn't spot him. Neither did Rooney. Plays the angle, and there's that gun sticking out. Vanity with the Odin kill on the first one, and the last one. Holes in the gap also of G2's lead.
I like that they also throw the Odin in there. We spoke about C9 not having the Sova before, and it's almost like a bread and butter for teams here to at least have that spam, that knowledge of B main. So do you lose the spam altogether? No. Vandy still brings it back, knows the lineup, and it's chip damage you should have if you're gonna have the money to put an Odin in. Spam B main pays off big time here. Nice job by C9 to pull another round in their favor. They're getting off the post plants. They're getting into map control. We're seeing the map now be won by C9 before G2 gets to the site. So definite improvement. And you called for advance. They finally got the investment in there. It's the operator for Oxy.
And realizing it right away here for G2, they call the instant timeout as well after losing that round. And despite having a lot of economy to work with, still have a healthy buy coming onto their end. But this is what, the third Hunter's Fury that Trent has for the half, and maybe they want to utilize that into creating that space once again, or maybe trying to find that double initiative to play to figure out where Oxy could be playing and do the same storyline as Lotus, try to avoid it and work somewhere else around the map.
All right, Trent on a low buy for this one with the Hunter's Fury, and it looks like they might do a bit of the same strat. You see Trent setting up for that up the gut already for tree. Just a little hold here to start off with Icy. Icy gets Blade Storm on one orb if they move up. Balance close. Nobody really on deck here for the side of Cloud9 for ultimates. But they've been enjoying this kind of 3-2 split. Keeping Oxy over to B to start and then rotate off if they don't get an initial hit, which is instantly what they're doing. Heavily towards A. Oh my word. They're almost considering if it's too fast, but they stay decisive on this one. They're going to let Vanity be able to TP over if they need him.
Oh, gets caught here while he drops off the box. That's a 1-for-1. There's that Hunter's Fury. A little bit too late, though. That allows here Oxy to get that pick into main. A ping onto 2. With the third beam of that Hunter's Fury, Trent only has a Sheriff. Let's move in somehow and then find a weapon. It's towards Hell. Cover it first. There's that plant, which means that both G2 players might have to play within the site towards hell. Counter paranoia out from Valen. Not given a chance to set up. And off the timeout, not finding any success either for G2 as Cloud9 now scores the 5th.
It does seem like one of the C9's map 1 down day, and now they're waking up. There's an absolute change in play from them. They're behind each other on these swings. They're more confident in the position of the util use. They're asking and supporting each other with. Yeah.
Language.
See the retake just swinging through, knowing they have people coming from the top side and the bottom.
C9 is back, huh?
Get a little bit of map read, and again, it helps with the operator.
4-1-5-1 था ना G2 की side पे.
Line and it's clear.
Good off हो गया तो.
If that's clear,
good off actually G2 winning position में भी.
See again. Smoke top mid, trying to delay G2 into this pressure. And they'll get alerted very early. Cloud9 want more info if they go for this tree position again.
And it's Moose alone. Now also in a position where he can't really escape, so he's going to have to anchor it up. But looks like G2 wants to pass out here towards the garden. There's that flash towards heaven. It actually blinds Icy, forced the fall back. Backstab no onto Moose. Never caught him. Second one there onto Rooney and avoids the dog. What? Jumping up towards the air, dashing away. Door looking to get broken, but a big advantage for G2 now. Has the lockdown as well for the pulse plan is G2. As Leaf is holding towards the A main, instantly pops it right after as a plant comes down. Turret now being broken, contact in the front, contact also towards Generator, but it's G2 still holding their grounds in the pulse plan, leaving Oxy and Zeppa. The last 2 players now for Cloud9 on the top of heaven, waiting for that lockdown to dissipate, and finally it does. But it's just too much spray to happen. Finally, Zeppa tries to make a play, but that's the only play he's going to be able to make. Again, a 7-5 scoreline here on the second map this time of the set.
The one member of G2 down that round, Icy, praise for him that round. What a nice round. The confidence in a young player to go forward, not being thrown off by the guiding light, knowing he had to keep playing forward for sight first, and then the wherewithal to turn around and get the other defenders that were coming. Super smooth play.
Well, a great first half right now. Once again, let's toss it down to the desk to break it down.
Thank you so much, fellas. And gotta say, it started off really, really positively for G2, but good to see Cloud9 fighting back, and they managed to bring this one up to a 7-5 conclusion. Still looking good for G2. But I gotta say, one player that we have been focusing on, you know, maybe not in the pre-show, but we were throughout the stage, was Icy. He's been a guy that we needed to see a little bit more output out of, Bren, and I would say we got exactly that here.
Yeah, I think we were asking the question of who's going to shut down players like Oxy when they get going. Now, you know, I think Cloud9's problems haven't really been in that direction where Oxy hasn't been popping off necessarily, but my God, the discipline's been there, and it's enabled Icy so well, I think, over the course of this series so far.
He's also just been capitalizing on the first fights that he's taking by getting the kills and hitting the shots, capitalizing by literally not missing. He is getting the kills that he needs to be getting for the team. And it was the reason at the beginning, it looked like this was just going to be a wash. Oh, G2 were running away with this. Not like we haven't seen that on Ascent in a Cloud9 game before. They've gotten just totally torn to shreds twice now, and it looked like it was going to be the third. But already, just for this first half, they have more rounds than they got against Furia.
They pulled it back. They have pulled it back in the second half of it, and they've made it potentially winnable for them, and to stay in this series and to stay in this playoff run as well. I mean, you got to think and imagine, this is Cloud9's lifeline right now, and this is their last chance to do something, to make their mark, to extend it into that map 3.
Yeah. I'm interested in seeing how they're going to work the map on attack here with the Sky. You can expect the Viper wall to be cutting mid in half, so you can walk up without needing a recon or, you know, a close Sova.
I was going to ask about compositions.
With no Sova, the common thing I always see tripping up teams when they try and run a no Sova comp on Ascent is when the defensive team gets an op online. So it's all about that. I mean, G2 have a 2-round buffer right now. If they win the pistol as well, get the economy going, it's going to be really tough for Cloud9.
All right, well, let's see if Cloud9 can keep their keep themselves alive here. Send it back to the casters.
Thank you so much, GB. Great toss. Don't laugh about it. That was actually quite beautiful. But yeah, second half now coming into play. Cloud9 on the attack, and again coming with an interesting composition that they've pulled in the past with a different team. Are also going to try to leverage this with a single initiator. A Sky
Fnatic डालेगा तुम लोगों को पता है कौन सी
towards the mark, and that's 3 players of G2. Looks like the plan was red and ready. Believe with 3.
ये क्या था?
He gave the G2 Classic. Oh my gosh. No way.
ये क्या था भाई?
The plant
Bro,
comes down for
अगर हम
Cloud9
G2 round जीत गया, holy fucking
and that
fuck,
was a
fuck,
big mistake here that came through from C9 when they had
Holy
such a great
fucking
opener.
fuck,
An
fuck.
opportunity now for Leaf and Valen to close it out. Both players on either ends have ghosts in hand, but more util with these smokes coming out from Valen. As they look towards the spawn, into the dice, they spot Moose to start things off, and Moose tries to delay at first with the nanoswarms. There's those 2 smokes going towards that back, forcing the players out in the open for Cloud9. First contact, being Rooney denied by Valen. Dropped in the spike, a wraparound. Moose on a 1 versus 1. Spike now tapped, now off it. Valen trying to run around as Moose is playing the clock in his favor. Chasing him down, hunting him down, and there's no time left. Moose dances away and gets around here to Cloud9.
That'll be the first time I've ever seen a Moose dance. Incredible stuff coming out of Moose there. LMS to the max, continuously dancing around the box to keep it going, time it out. And C9 are able to pick up a very important pistol round after this.
Clean, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Usually in those moments, there's at least one clip that does only 130 or so.
Today is honestly just the day of classics across the region. Incredible stuff. All right, we're into the second round. We do Spectre by no 2 Vandals here for C9. Better keep this long range. You don't want to meet the death ball of G2 waiting at A main right now. Still a Sheriff in there for Leaf, as obviously there was a bit extra money in the bank from the 3 kills. That beautiful classic.
क्या game था भाई? क्या game था? क्या game था?
And C9 play it towards mid here. Looks like they just want to open up the center of the map again.
Timing on that one too. Vanity was watching towards that orb and tries to find.
They hear him running too.
Very smart play though for him to fall back instead of re-peeking through, because G2 are walking out for the contact. And that might give now a possibility here for Cloud9 to just take over this B site.
Huh. I think Vanity just made run steps towards that smoke, and now he goes spawn, holding him in market, but doesn't do enough.
Yeah,
they're still in.
That's it. It's a death ball moving through, right? And then you have one person watching that flank this time around. Moose might get caught. That's a Vandal though, giving up.
It is.
Flank bolte, save bolte, फेंक दे वरना. Gun फेंक दे Jana. Jana फेंक दे gun.
You already have Oxy going back towards that A site at the beginning. He was thinking that potentially one of those players would save that rifle into the next round. And then as they finally notice here that the action stayed very calm towards B main with no contention, Oxy's going to go on that hunt here to take that weapon away, or try to take that weapon away from Jonah P.
Slowly going. I like that they divvied this up. I said, well, Blade Storm's pretty cool. Go get that. Try to get more alt orbs online. All right, so this one's going to fizzle out. Icy actually does get one onto Vanity. Nice. Tags Rooney, but he's not going to be able to do enough.
Hey.
Little shot in the body.
Ends up being a great eco actually for G2 in the end when those shots weren't landing from Vanity against Icy, and then also Oxy losing his weapon against Jonah P in front of Gelato.
So that's another Guardian they have to purchase up. You just rewatch this one again. A good push in. Cloud9 getting 2 to bring us back to even here. So now at round 15.
We all gonna be so proud of him by end month.
Like we said, back down on the Guardian. Buy here, Odin for Trent. They're gonna set up in that tried and true.
Please बना रहा हूँ मैं सोच रहा हूँ breakdown video बनाओ, beginner guide बनाओ.
Now the alt game begin. Seems like they will slow it down and try to play this one way.
Read that like a book, just sprays when a Strode came out and gets that kill onto Oxy. And talking about it, this could have been a pretty decent bonus round for Cloud9 when they had 2 Vandals to work with. Make that even 3 that they purchased, and now only has 2 Stingers with Oxy dying, now only 1 left with only 1 Vandal, so this is going to be tougher here for Cloud9 to convert.
I think it's G2 catching C9 when they're sleeping a little, right? That's a setup we all know. You get ready, you TP, you both peek, and there's just a moment for a mistake. Valen catches it. They're ready for C9 to be trying everything in the book right now, it seems. And now backing up to anchor site a little bit more with that high-low just over Valen. as he's on dice. This B main control can get funky real quick too for Leaf.
God,
there it is.
Now at the wall too, and the flash came across, instant spray that gives information and this player sports tree after Jonah P threw that flash. Also gets that big trades coming through, one player left. Jonah P's finding some footing here in his defensive half for G2.
And that big pickup Vandal comes up with a few frags for the round 2, so a little return on investment for going searching in the last few rounds. All right, pulling up the bonus. This means C9 can still fire back, and Icy's going for the operator. We will have to see if Oxy ever decides to bring one out. It's not really his wheelhouse, but sometimes you need to hold the hard angles here. I think the attack side, they just want to go full forward.
रेडी रहते बे क्रॉसफायर के साथ क्या लेवल ऑफ प्रैक्टिस करते रहेंगे भाई.
Get back into this round and not too many close ones for G2 just yet as we get pop flashes to tiles and a lot of mid control off the bat. Look at this TPing right out into danger and then back just to put something else on the docket.
तीन बंदे women blind भी है.
Tempo's Cloud9. Oh my god, here towards his B side, paranoid towards the market. Oxy trying to get an opener. Double flash coming through. Snake right now keeps the players of G2 at bay.
Okay.
Inside the market, give me a chance now for them to move inside B.
Almost.
It's a 1-for-1. Oxy trades it out for Vanity as they allow here Cloud9 to get that plant inside this B side. All players of G2 back towards the spawn have an op in the hands of Icy. Might be a difficult retake on their end, but at least they have the Odin now from Trent.
There we go. This is what we're looking for. A little flashy dash. They're in sight. Now it's going to be the operator retake, which makes it that much harder if you're stuck in this choke point. Dashes in, one goes down, the veil and drops.
And they know there, the dash came across, and that's Icy holding the op in hand. And Oxy's going to try to find him. Second flash coming through from the spawn. It's a 1-for-1. Make that a 2-for-1.
Can he get out?
At this point, he will. All three players of C9 stay back in the site. A round will come in for Cloud9 as this second half now looks to be going back and forth between Cloud9 and G2.
The operator, now that they know it's out, is going to be a big factor in how C9 approaches this. They've really been going towards mid, controlling, I think, without a lot of smoke. In those early rounds, they were death balling. We'll see if that changes at all. Great push up and pressure here, knowing they could try and get a few off of G2 as they entered the site and not allow G2 this really strong retake and freedom at that top spot of site. All right, 3-2 split on the defensive side for G2. They don't change too much, but they do put Jonah P over towards the left side as C9 are ready to focus A here. Seekers, Blade Storm, could be another fast hit.
Oxy bhai ja
So
jao.
G2 is doing the same thing as C9 and they'll rebuy. Reaper is stacked up here towards his B side. As Icy is trying to off into the tree. Bucky's close. Seekers are trying to clear out the area. Updraft in the air. Easy one moving forward. And there's Icy dashing away. Able to save his op for now.
Clearing the smoke.
Popping the shots inside the smoke just to make sure that his teammates could cross. And that's a clean one now for C9.
Literal cover fire right now as C9 go in. They're hitting so fast. A little shock and awe in those. You cannot stop too much, especially with Oxy starting it in a shotgun war that's turned into knives. Wine covered by Moose. G2 looking to move in here. This operator probably going to get saved again.
Odin now up for grabs. Oxy's close. Blade in the chest. The second one to Jonah P to drop him. Close range against Leaf. The dashboard. He doesn't want to play the games with Leaf. Aggressive, moving in. And you're starting to see the kills starting to get collected here by Oxy. Able to take the driver's wheel and take the map into his favor.
Yeah.
And bring those fights wherever he wants now when he's getting in space.
I don't blame Icy for where they're putting him. They got him online at B once, tried to hit that.
Yeah.
They got to Cat, and what has C9 been doing? Going mid a bit, trying to pressure the middle of the map. So Cat didn't work because they all went A. They are avoiding Oxy so well. And Amy was right.
They can't stop what's coming, bro. They can't stop what's coming.
They're avoiding Icy at this point, I should say, not Oxy. Oxy's getting all his kills. Oxy, Icy, it's an easy one to mess up. Jeez. Okay. Odins are still there.
Mine is always PRX.
Back of A now, as it looks A main, so it's third spot.
PRX,
and it is
PRX. Loading screen. Loading screen.
Still going.
Loading screen.
Take some as well to the back side, but they're going to be all right for the fight to come here. Still very split across the map. So they're gonna go, I think, for a fake commitment
मैं
here
कहाँ
on
कुछ
lockdown.
बोलता हूँ ऐसा नहीं ऐड
This has
मिलता
already been read pretty much, right?
और
You saw
अनएड
the
करना
knife at the
थोड़ा
beginning
मुश्किल
being
है
thrown out and actually
बहुत
hit
लोग
3
ऐड हुए हैं
players.
ना ढूंढना
And
मुश्किल
actually,
है
it's the spray of the Odin that breaks the lockdown. So badly placed there by Moose, not giving a chance here for Cloud9 to set up a fake. They're gonna double fake at this point. The TP coming in from Vanity, shot now missed by Icy, forced to fall away. And as they're trying to make noise on this side, haven't really committed yet.
कोई रोटेट नहीं कर रहा
Trying to make noise back towards this A side. The smoke dissipates. The double peek out through the smoke. 1 versus 1 against Jonah P. Now they're here to rotate towards this A side. Even the spike's moving through. Oh, this is going to look difficult now. The rest of C9 towards the A side have to move up quick here while this plant is coming down. And Oxy's still able to find some space and getting the pick off onto Leaf. Give me a chance right now for C9 to work around that map. But now it's all up to Rudy alone inside that site. The opportunity, the window of opportunity now for G2 to try to win that fight against him. Underhand flash to try to clear it. Still to walk for the flank from Vanity. Rudy wins that fight. Very
भाई
well
क्या
done.
होल्ड किया है बेरूनी ने क्या होल्ड किया है भाई क्या होल्ड किया है रूनी ने
You see how separated
क्या hold
Cloud9
किया?
had
It was so
G2
deep.
on that
भाई
round.
बहुत रिस्की था
so
भाई ये
dangerous.
राउंड बहुत
That was
रिस्की
wild. G2 was pushing forward like, wait, there's got to be more, right? No, it's just Rooney in the back because C9 still
No, no,
trying to
but
play the fake
love
across
you,
the map and get
Headphone,
back
love
from it. It's just they were everywhere,
Valorant
inserted
deleted,
wherever they
Valorant
could be
deleted.
here, and at the
Garage
right
bolte.
moment, they got back to B to help Rooney out. But man, just imagine what G2's thinking, seeing all these members of C9 come from different spots and just getting torn apart as they try to recover.
11
They have small commits here. They can
Yeah,
use
पहले
timeout's going to be
match
called by
map
G2,
3
so
लेके
they can
जाओ,
sort out how to do
yay!
that. Maybe get that slow the
सुबह
game
9
down,
बजे
come
सोऊंगा
back
मैं
in.
woohoo!
Because things are just getting all out of sort here as C9 get onto the attack side and start throttling G2.
I mean, just in that previous round, it really looked like G2 had that perfect read because when that knife actually hit the 3 players towards B main, Zeppa wasn't there. So you usually think, okay, there's usually a flash behind Oxy to try to create some
He's just
space.
waiting.
There's got to be some double punks, but it came down to just C9 winning fights on both
अगला
extremities,
मैच
and now
किसका
it
है
just
लाउड
became
है
a round where
लाउड
C9's like,
है
oh, well, the hell do we do from here? Thankfully, though, they do convert the round for Cloud9, forcing the timeout for G2. And off this timeout, maybe trying to leverage something off this lower buy that they have. I mean, they still have a hero rifle in the hands of Icy. It's going to pull out a Vandal here at this point.
Yeah, I think this actually helps G2. It'll allow them play with each other more. It'll allow Icy to be in the front of the play and not the back of the play. So the utility is now for Icy and not just everyone to get into the site and take shots. That's what you want your Jet doing, especially if Oxy's going to be playing hard like that. C9's always just going to avoid the operator and go for the fast plays with him. All right, Valen gets pushed up, turret down. So C9 have to watch their back a little bit more. As G2 are just trying to be a nuisance here on this lower buy. Oh, little check.
Was Stinger shots also being heard towards B main when that turret got broken. So for Cloud9, they're just trying to default it back, trying to find the better information. The dog actually did spot Leaf, so they know now that Killjoy utilities towards this A site and that the Stinger potentially is just something that's weaker here towards B.
This setup for C9 is wild.
Yeah,
भाई
exactly.
Spread out.
Yet they still want to try to fight here on a 2-2 split from C9 on this default. They're going to start seeing them falling back. Forcing out G2 to make a play, trying to go and look for information. Now they slot Icy towards that back at the site. Oh no, they're still going for it.
वेट हो गए वो लोग पता है
After
दो
finally,
शॉट में साउंड सुन
the
गए ना
player is falling
वेट हो गए
down
वो
towards
लोग
A main. That's Zeppa.
heavy वेट हो
And then
गए वो
also
लोग
Rooney saying, okay, let's finally fall back now towards this B site. Moose has not gotten control of B main throughout all of this time, so they have to start making a lot of noise and will run through uncertainty. Shots missed, but Valen's there with that Stinger. Players falling down now for Cloud9. Owl drone from Trent does get that ping onto Rooney, and the crossfire is too good. 10 seconds left, a thrifty round in favor of G2.
अल्टी मार दिया
I'm not sure if C9 really was just giving G2 a little bit too much respect there, thinking maybe after a timeout, G2 is going to do something so wild, we have to spread out and figure out what it is. Because at one point, there were solo members of C9 all across the map. And yes, they did come together, they got back into a pile, but they still had no information of what was going on. And a few of them still got disjointed in that collection.
Yeah, they came back together once they lost 2 players and getting guns towards A main though.
That's tough. That is a tough one. I think C9 got in their own head there, thinking G2 was going to do some wild timeout strat, and really, they just held true in the sights. All right, back into it, 10-9.
Love yours.
Leafs ultimate easily deter take towards B. They have not put him towards A really whatsoever this half. They feel comfortable in the Sova Killjoy setup on B side, anchoring towards this right. As now they have Jonah P coming back to site. Good lurk here in mid by Moose. C9's missing this the last few rounds, so they'll be able to get the info they need when the rotation happens and if they can go back for a re-hit.
It would be a big win con there for Cloud9 if they decide to do that, to activate that lurk, because if they try to put a pit down, they still have a lockdown to play against for G2. Now, the only piece of util that allows for you to scout for information just got picked off here towards the A site. You got information on one, and they're looking to explode here potentially with the second smoke coming through. There's that paranoia. Nobody's gonna get blinded so far. Valid and Icy with that crossfire through the door. Rooney and Vanity, though, we're trying to fight back. Spike not picked up. There's that lurk. Red by Jonah P. Wow. And Vanity now alone. 1 versus 3. Lockdown at the ready. Might be used now by Leaf. Vanity will have to play inside the site for now, trying to find an opportunity to get a pick. No more TP to come across, so he's going to try to walk out. And as he walks out, just got spotted. Looks back towards the sky. Trent is there with the Odin. Detained. It's over.
That's one way to secure the round for sure. Get him to 11. Or get him to 10 rather. G2 locked down on just one. Just for Vanity. Making him feel special. See if that comes back to bite him a bit. I mean, you for sure want that round, and you for sure want to be able to kick out C9's economy and where they're at, but that is a heavy investment for what could have been a triple swing. Okay. Timeout getting called.
That's what I told, guys. That's what I told.
That was a huge round from Valen, especially in the back of the site, knowing that Oxy is going to go right for Jenny there. Beautifully calculated. The turnaround to kill Moose by Jonah P. A lot of the timing on that round was in G2's hands, and they used it beautifully. Defuse comes through.
Now the
we'll see the tie.
is in the side of C9.
All tied up rather.
With the timeout.
As this timeout is finishing up for C9. So Imi's coming back in, trying to organize what the team can do. They do not have a lot of ults coming online, but they will have to face a few from G2, and they have to keep the momentum here. This is going to be the third loss for C9, so that's a low buy to no buy. Maybe Zeppa's going to have a gun if they don't win this round. So we'll see what they can put up.
Yeah, losing that Thrifty for Cloud9 is huge there. A huge momentum swing for G2. As when we mentioned that lower buy that G2 had, the 3 ults that they had in the ready were the Hunter's Fury, the Null Command, and the Lockdown. Now they have still 3 ults to work with because they kept the Hunter's Fury in their hands. And now they have like the Econ ult, the Money ult, or the Money Economy and the Money Advantage. So it's tough now for C9. Again, backs against the wall, losing the first map 6-13. This is a do or die. C9 losing this map. They only get to play again during the stage 2. Trying to look at a wall bang early at the beginning of this round. Just from the spawn into the B main. Who decides to fall back with the rest of his team towards this A side.
Valen can play real tricky here and from the shadows out if it gets too dangerous. I like to play towards wine. Easy TP out though, so can hold the ultimate. G2 is playing safe towards A. It's going to be the dash in from Oxy again.
Yeah, the timeout's trying to get that paranoia out into the Jenny. But the crossfire is always too good now as Dicey goes over the updrap in the air. Hunter's Fury out on the defense. Advantage for Cloud9. Does get a bit of damage. At least on the hold to start things off for G2. Force now players to go on. A re-heal. Beautiful pit now. That's the size of Texas. I'll try to get this plant down.
Creeping in.
Oh, the counter there. The alert from Moose. Advantage for Cloud9.
The Cloud9 lurks have been really a big impact for them coming in from Moose, whoever is on the outside at this time, whether it's info or how the team is hitting the site. And those final few kills that they're getting from that lurk. pull it back into their favor. We just said that was a big money round for Cloud9. So important that they win this. And what do? They go back to default hits on A, having Oxy dash in, where this team is strong, with Oxy creating chaos, breaking crosshairs, and people following with utility. Sometimes go back to the basics, and that's what we got from C9 out of the last few to make sure they're able to collect these rounds, and now in the lead. Rooney taking a bit of chip. Not really worse for the wear there. And it's quiet for now as they cut audio and get this rotation back in from Vanity. Moose again on that slight lurk towards mid, and they just flip the side of the map. Default hit towards B here is what it looks like.
Yeah, at the beginning of the round, you saw C9 creating that same condition towards that A site for the flash, and now pivoting towards B main. The full team hit with a late lurk from Moose once again onto middle later on. Dash coming through from Icy inside the spawn from the B site, or vice versa. And Icy gets the second one on the board. Vanity drops. Icy is praying for more kills here. He's trying to hunt it down towards the top of the staircase inside that market. Big push coming in towards that spawn, and that's Moose on the lurk, gets denied. And giving a chance now for G2 to close down and close out this round. Right now, both and last players are pinned. 4 players of G2. Nothing really that Rooney could do in the end. There's that push out from Icy, the confidence coming out. But the spike out in the open.
Poison orb emitting.
Hangs on it too. Doesn't just want to give the kill away.
I mean, that's an important weapon. Look at the buy that you have from C9. The money that's left since that buy at the beginning of the round. I'm trying to go for the explosion towards that B site was quite denied there by Icy's spawn.
Super spicy Icy on that one. It actually come and kill Oxy first too. In that duelist trade, it seals the deal on it being the right play and what Icy's trying to orchestrate right now for his team. Both young duelists here putting up a lot of good frags. He's so smart. When it was called to make that timing to say I'm gonna get in fight either with a few people or by myself with one other, and he was ready to take any fight that came. Really awesome stuff to see from that player from Icy coming in strong. 11-11 now. Probably didn't think we were gonna go back and forth in rounds, but here we are. And the lower buy going to C9 at this point. As this economy gets thrown back and forth, round 23. Yoden still out for Leaf. Jonah P getting a good kill on Vanity.
Almost feels like the jump was heard and he just sprayed inside that smoke. Objective there for C9 was just to try to get the orb there for control, and unfortunately now with the process, they lose an important piece of that composition of smokes to try to go for the execution for Cloud9.
I think Valen got the same kill on Oxy when they did that with a TP from Vanity towards the other side of the orb. Here on shore, just a little clear and back up. So G2's kind of reading that C9 or the first few moves are the gentleman's agreement. We're gonna do this, the one way, the smoke, the play. G2's just trying to stick a foot in the door wherever they can. Nice turret detection here towards B, and the rotation comes in from G2.
Again, that's the troubles here, having no smokes towards that spawn. The updraws towards the air gets backstepped there by Trenton. The rest of the buy doesn't work out here for Cloud9. Can't pass through the market side, and G2 are not mapping series point.
And a little elimination here for C9 to look at what could happen after this. They have such a good roll to start off the second half. A few rounds, bonus goes away, but they collect after the bonus. So no, G2 again slows it down. The timeouts coming in from Josh are impeccable right now for this squad, and now they put themselves on game point, series point. Incredible stuff. In a sense, starts to trend their way as their map pick. They seem so comfortable. Double Odin, triple Vandal on round 24 here. Spamming through the wall already from both sides on B, and they're ready to just put up flashes at A.
And not too much for Cloud9. Best thing they have is the Seekers to try to create the space now for the team. Scraping for a buy. Bulldogs and Vandals. The dash forward right into the molly. Icy's not afraid. Gets wallbanged across by Moose. An opportunity for Cloud9 to push us into overtime. If not, the dreams are gone. Walls now coming through on the attack, forcing G2 to just stay behind for a bit. Jonah P looking for some pressure in the front of the A side. Smoke now on the attack, also to allow Vanity to TP back and give a chance here for Cloud9 to push inside this A site. Valen though with 2 picks from the back as Oxy and the rest of Cloud9 are entering inside A. Wall now, door now broken. It's not clear. 2 kills out for Cloud9. Up to Felon alone. There's that first pick. 8 bullets left. The dog being pushed forward as they spot him. Vanity with the Odin cannot get the spray. A topper from Zeppa. A high-low. Zeppa!
Wow, incredible stuff for C9 to pull that out there. G2 not being able to defend the last few members of C9 in sight, doing enough damage. What a scrappy round here for Valen to start off. And then this fight, just...
I thought I saw Vanity just run out and get a knife shot there right into hell.
I wouldn't doubt it at this point. It is mayhem in A site. That's basically where we've seen a lot of the action. A few rounds going back towards B, but A has been the playground so far for these two teams as we do hop into overtime. C9 switching back on defense. G2 back on attack. We get our full buys, no operators to come out here. So we're going to see what teams can do. As G2 wants that full force going forward. They've played the 2 towards mid before here with Icy and Leaf. They bunker down on that left side once they get through the archway, and the team just rotates back and forth waiting for the correct audio call. But C9 was not this proactive before, and they back off actually. They don't hold that B main control, which would have been pretty important.
It's actually a good call here that C9's win con when they were playing this defensive half was Oxy picked up this operator, and this time going with a Vandal and armor, moving across the site. And as the Aljon gets heard into B main, Oxy's pivoting back here with Moose in the back of the B side. Dash now activated. G2 trying to split inside this B side. Icy and Leaf getting openers now. Watching the flanks. Zeppa cannot find the timing to help anything for Oxy, so you're hoping for him to go nuclear, and he can't. Zeppa though gets traded out, and Rooney is too late to come back to assist his teammates. Stuck now on a 1 versus 3 as Trent gets that plant. Orb now up, Jonah waiting by the logs, and G2 are back at map at series point.
Slowing it down a little bit, just like on Lotus. G2 slows the round down to get back and forth rotations out of C9, and C9 want to be at the right place at the right time, and it's actually costing them just being in flow from one site to the other, and they find themselves turning around, not being on that line they need for util to delay. All right, now we're back on defense. C9 get the chance to attack, where they've definitely seemed more comfortable with this composition and the communication they're using. And we're going to get a quick timeout as Amy wants it right away to instill some info to the team.
Yeah, it almost looks like at this point here, the comp that you have coming out from Cloud9 is using Vanity's paranoia to create that space for Ox to get in, while that Sky Flash is usually for the other players trailing behind. And activating Moose on that late lurk, and that timeout is going to be very important, because that round where they pivot a little bit more quickly, they had help from Seekers on top of that to really capitalize on that role in round number 24, and this time they don't have it. So how can you tempo in that same way without those Seekers if you want to continue to move as quickly on the attack side here for Cloud9?
The thing is tough. You follow the paranoia. We can follow the Skydog. Skydog becomes a little more difficult because you're clearing B main, and then you're still a giant shot from spawn if it's not smoked. If you clear tree, you can still get hit from A or top of tree. So you really have to be behind the dog with a bit more util or members if you're going to be using it to get in and not just play ruse on the site. Looking at how they do it here, tiles and B main as a focus for C9. And a good focus from G2 towards that left side of the map. No operator on either side again. Attack favored to start us off. Spike towards mid here. Could get in a scary spot, but it is protected.
Icy was looking to peek out too, almost out of timing. And now as the jig is up, there's the initiation engagement from Cloud9. They're looking for a split into the B side as well. Paranoia comes through. There's finally that smoke. It's a poison orb out. And there's mollies and nano swarms actually preventing G2 from moving out. But there's a double nano swarm on the whole side of the lane. As G2 finally has to fight back as the smoke comes down. Moose answers back. And it's an Odin and Vettel mirror match.
Spike planted.
Sprayed by Trent towards that spawn. From the spawn into the B main as the spike's planted inside the B site. Underhand flashes galore. Oh no! Tried by Odin!
What in the world? The fade away flashed Odin. Just stepping backwards, and he finds the frag. Incredible stuff here. Any other gun, I think Moose would have been going down, but he stays strong. Zeppa gets the kill on the other side, and we're going another extra inning on this one. The Odins, it is just literally everywhere.
What a ridiculous kill.
Oh my word. All right.
कैसे?
I see 25 and 16 on G2 side right now. Absolutely slapping on that. Duelist, he's feeling good. Front of this play already as they start moving up towards Tree. It's going to be this play again where they have the dart come over from Trent as they start to make their moves ASAP. God, neither team is delaying now, Vansili. Let's just go faster and faster.
Dangerous positions here, both from Oxy and from Moose. High-low, but staying tucked in at hell and at heaven. Now, as you're scaling up here towards the generator, Crosshair set up here for the pick, but it's Icy that opens it up, and those two positions get fully denied from the path that G2 had towards the generator. Runa catching one, but then gets traded out by Valen. Zeppa, no opportunity to catch some players on a reposition. Off the post plant, shooting behind two players. Between two players towards the hell, and that's it. Another advantage in series for G2.
Faster and faster until the thrill of speed overcomes the fear of death. That's what they're doing. It's continuously going. So they go in. I think the over-under, the elevation shot they had there was a little disjointed. They didn't have the exact peak with each other, so it really just fizzled out to a 1v1 and then another v1. Very happy to see this coming around for the team. 14-13 here as we get into the next one. Whereas C9 going a little bit of a lurk from Rooney, but they focus towards A to start. This is the round of Vanity, hit Oxy right in the face as they try to get to that smoke. So C9 already with a bit more space here to get Zeppa online in these Seekers. Rooney didn't see anything, so already pulls that lurk back towards the right side. They want full capacity here if they're hitting the site. And again, it's going to come down to the default. You got a flash over Oxy, dashing in the smoke, breaking Crosshair. It's been working for him, why not?
Because right now the dog is coming through. Actually, there's no fragment that's being thrown here on the defense. They're going to use that potentially here for the retake for G2. Yep. For A main. Zeppa with one last kill to get Seekers after this. All of G2 at the ready to retake this site. Early Paranoid comes out here from the garden. Flashes out to counter out from Zeppa as there's a stalemate for now. Zeppa now out of util, denied here by the knife being thrown. Just trying to run that clock down as his teammates unfortunately are falling down towards the A main. Double L setup at the same time. Moose trying to fight back towards the tree. There's that smoke, the double drop. It might be it right here. Vanity, Moose left alone. Stuck onto the spike. Halfway through, it's off and G2 with the pick.
So close, guys. So close. So close, yeah. So close. So close.
Incredible play throughout the series from the young team in G2.
So close.
We talked about it, as Josh said, coming in here. He's excited that the squad gets to play in playoffs. We expect to go as far as we can. We'll push to go far, but he's really happy that the team gets to experience this. And you know what? They took a hold of that experience and they owned it. They came out so strong today. Icy playing his own game, not being put down in any aspect or manner. Trent popping off on the first map to really get the team going. And just all around, balance calling in this series was incredible to avoid C9. If it was to avoid Oxy, man, A+. A++.
It was definitely a big test here for G2 going into the playoffs as well, right? Going into this last-minute roster change into Stage 2, bringing IC in. And when at the desk, they were talking about, hey, are G2 the gatekeepers right now of the league for the Americas? As they squeaked through the playoffs right now, and they needed a big win with a lot of confidence against a team like G2 to kickstart a great start here in the playoffs of Stage 1. And they do so, they have a tough opponent coming up, but overall, though, you're still quite happy of how, as you mentioned here, Rib, the calls were so good for G2 on that first map.
Really not. I mean, for Valen, too, when you got Icy going 8 first bloods, it becomes a little easier when you get to call the audibles on the 5v4 man up. But still, when they were man down, when they had to change the pace of the game or slow it down in their favor, I think one of the biggest things we saw them being able to do was continuously wait on the round And then, like clockwork, C9 would rotate off a site and G2 would
Bhai,
take
agar
the
loud
site.
bhi agar haar
Honestly,
gaya na,
they just had such a read into the playbook of C9 this way around. And I think teams are going to be looking at G2 to see how they did that and what they can do to beat G2 Esports on the next time around.
Very well done for G2 so far, but at least for Cloud9, it's also the time to say goodbye to that team as well. A team that also went through some roster changes at the beginning of the stage 2, bringing in Vanity, bringing in Rooney, also bringing in Moose as well to just start things off here in the year of 2024. And it looked pretty decent. Yes, they had some slow starts. It was shaky. They did get some good results here going into this stage. But unfortunately now, they'll have to fall and watch this from the sidelines as the rest move forward and over to Shanghai.
I think one of the things that resonates for me was Zix's comment that when they played against C9 and they kind of read him that the util use wasn't connected, it wasn't there. They were able to get around a lot of those instances to make sure they won the game, and I think that's where a lot of teams found a place to punish Cloud9.
Well, GG now to Cloud9 and to G2 as G2 move forward. But let's toss it down now to Liz, who's ready for the Verizon post-match interview.
Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Intro देखो मैं phone charge करके आया मैं phone charge करके आया मैं
everyone of G2, an incredible performance. Yes, scream it, Valen. You were talking to me before we went live right now. You said that was a very stressful game.
Yeah, well, for me personally, I had a rough last match, and you know, just the stakes of this game, it's just very important. You know, we have high standards for ourselves and for the fans and the org, so just nice to get the win.
I talked to Josh, RT, your coach, after map 1, and he said one of the biggest things that you guys worked on after your Icebox loss last game was your communication.
Yeah.
Talk about that to me.
I think when the pressure's high and like rounds are going crazy, like everyone just starts talking, and it's just like it's too many ideas, too many plans. One person says do this, do that, and it's just a cluster in the comms, and it looks terrible on film. So it's one thing this week we focused on, and you know, it was a lot better today.
Next question for you is that they were talking about kind of the brutality of this format. I said it when I was introducing you, it is do or die. You talk about that pressure. The pressure is on. Josh RT said that he expects you guys to go far, that you want to do well. How do you feel right now in your current form?
You know, I said to my guys after we lost to Lau the other day, like, we have a theme of winning a game, losing a game, winning. And, you know, I was like, we're going to beat Cloud9 no matter what. Like, I just know it. So just going into the crew, we just have to keep this momentum going and just, you know, keep focusing on our micro comms like what we practiced all week today. And if we keep that the same, we'll be fine.
Do you still think you have to work on that communication moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, even today, it was like, it's easy. It's a lot easier for us to recognize when it's happening because we've talked about it and we've, you know, we watch back our voice comm videos and stuff like that. So when we feel like it's happening, you know, people, me, anyone on the team will just, you know, bring it up, be like, yo, chill, just remember what we talked about, and yeah, we're good.
The last international event you/the guard qualified for was Reykjavik in 2022. Obviously, you won Ascension in Sao Paulo last year. What would it mean for you to qualify for your next international event in 2 years? And those are 2 long years as well.
It would mean the world to me, especially for me. Like, I get to do it with Valen and Trent again. So it would mean the world to us to bring Icy his rookie year. He deserves it. He had played insane on Ascent. And yeah, I just can't wait. You know, I wouldn't say our matches are easy, but I think our side of the bracket, it's pretty favorable for us. So looking forward to it.
Well, favorable side of the bracket for you, according to you, and let's see it happen. Thank you so much, Jonah P. Everyone give it up one more time for Jonah P. We're gonna take a break, but stay right there because it's 100 Thieves versus Loud next.
Look what I've just made. The perfect pearl.
Not too bad, but check this out.
Whoa, a true Venus clam.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Loud, G, you know, they were insane. Pretty excited, always fun to play against them.
Sendo bem sincero, eu não espero nada, só colocar o que a gente treina no campeonato e se funcionar, funcionou, se não funcionar, a gente vai perder.
G2 are gonna wait. Less pings it. Oh, okay, gets into U-Haul, there was no pick up.
क्या गर्मी है भाई, क्या गर्मी है. Ei, क्या गर्मी है.
A razão por a gente ter conseguido um up nessas duas últimas semanas foi a gente se unir fora do servidor, além de começou a conhecer mais o Cauã,
एक मैच जीतने का Fnatic को भी,
conhecer mais o Felipe, e aí a gente
दो
começou
मैच खेलने का एक जीतने का उसमें से कोई भी.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for playoffs. You know, I didn't make it last year, so you know, making it at least once out of the 2 years would be nice. We're just trying to win games. You know, we're not going to these next 3 games. We're just trying to be sharp.
Oh, they're investing. 2-0 used. Asuna drops heat.
ओए, सबसे पहले ये बंद कर दो ये बवासीर, ठीक है? कुछ मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. भींच बारका वर्सेस वो कर रहे हो तुम. दोनों में से कुछ नहीं देखा है. ये देखो, स्टैक देखो, ये देखो, इसके बारे में कमेंट करो ना.
At you. We're joined here by, we got, oh, I almost said Wyatt. We got Brent, we have Sideshow, we have Wyatt. That's you. You're in the corner over there. Looking good. Like your jacket.
Oh, वाज भाई बहुत unfair है कोई सीन में. रोलो कोने में जाके.
Coming now when he was just
started the
denigrating
show.
you earlier.
Yeah, no. I
बंद
would
करो,
never
चलो.
do that. I'm a good person and I treat everyone with kindness. All right, well, yeah, but you're a monster. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into our matchup here today. Let's go ahead and talk about 100 Thieves here. Now, this is a squad that from last year to this year, massive turnaround.
भाई मेरे को एक बात बताओ, कल परसों तुम न्यूज चैनल पे जाके लिखोगे क्या भाई फैनेटिक क्या खेला? थोड़ा सा झूमते हो क्या? हाँ, न्यूज चैनल में वहां पे क्राइम वाइम रेट ये वो दिखा रहे रहेंगे। अब बेंच फैनेटिक क्या जीता तुमको पता है? थोड़ा सा मतलब थोड़ा सा भदीर हो आप, भदीर। लोग तो लिखते हैं लैंड लोग रहते हैं, वो लोग लैंड्स। वहां पे आदमी ने औरत का मर्डर किया, वहां पे ऐसा कुछ चल रहा है, फेनेटिक झूमते हो क्या भीज? उसने स्टार्ट किया बस। अरे तो स्टार्ट किया तो एंड करना जरूरी है, इग्नोर करो ना। बिंग्स टिल्टेड, हाँ ना, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा भाई। ये हो गया, वो हो गया, ये अनफेयर हो गया भीज। क्या अनफेयर हो गया पता नहीं। गोलकीपर नहीं था गोल के टाइम पे, दिमाग खराब कर दिया। मैं जाऊं गोलकीपिंग करने? कौन जीता? गुड क्वेश्चन, भूल गया मैं। कौन जीता बे? G2 जीता। सच बता रहा हूँ, बार का अभी इतना बोला इसकी तो ये ले आधे घंटे के लिए। अभी आधे घंटे बाद आना, एक मैप होने के बाद। लेकिन आप तो फुटबॉल ही हो।
They're looking good. I mean, with this team, they do look good if they get banned in a pool, but I'm really quite concerned that if Loud just take that away from them, and there's a chance that Loud don't end up doing that because again,
who will win next match?
every now and then, but
Well,
still, I
Loud
think it is
clean
100
2-0
best
लग
map, and I think if you take that away,
Clean.
you take away the foundation of what's getting this team a lot of wins right now.
They play the same comps on Bind and Split, and Loud have been getting rid of Split almost permaban.
कितने
There's
बजे
only one
start
time
होगा
they didn't
match?
ban Split.
अभी
So I think they're getting Bind in here.
दो
And I
तीन
think
मिनट।
that's going to be a map that 100 Thieves can kind of jump into the rest of the series with one under their belt.
Yeah, potentially, of course. Well, let's go ahead and check in with Bang. He's actually going to be standing by with Elizabeth.
CSK wins। ये
Rock,
दे,
paper, scissors, shoot.
तुम जाओ
Rock,
24
paper,
घंटे के लिए
scissors,
जाओ।
shoot.
तुम सीधा कर लाना लॉस फोन।
Get good. Hey, what's up? All right, very quick question for you. You're very close to qualifying for Shanghai.
सीधा कर लाना तुम।
I'm feeling very excited. It's been a while since I've qualified for an international. The last time I qualified was
देखो
Champs.
टाइम आउट हो
The
गया,
last
अभी
international
सीधा
I
नेक्स्ट
was lucky
हाइड वाला
to
बारी है,
qualify
ठीक है?
for it, so it's definitely a good feeling and a lot of fun.
Best of luck.
Fnatic FTW, ये हुई ना बात। ये हुई ना
Rock,
बात।
paper, scissors. Here we go.
Rock, paper, scissors
Here we go.
right now?
Rock, paper,
What
scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right.
On shoot?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Trash. Absolute. That's right. You can't step out to the streets.
You
Anyway.
confused me by explaining the rules.
क्या पहले बंक्स भाई मैप 3 तक जाएगा, मत करो यार प्लीज।
Because people play it differently. Some people go on like rock,
I play
paper,
it the right way,
scissors,
so.
and then some people go rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and then some people go rock, paper, scissors, go.
I
and
play
then
it the Queen's way.
How are you analysing Valorant when this game is confusing?
Good night, good night।
People have wrote dissertations on rock, paper, scissors. There's no dissertations on Valorant, man. This game's easy.
बस मैं आपने बोला था तो पुलिस स्टेशन हो गया।
That's it.
Well, I guess much to Brent's chagrin, let's go ahead and keep talking about Valorant. Because we have Busio now. Of course, we do got
जन का कहानी खत्म या कोई चांस से
coming
खत्म?
to this team. Lots of hype for him, obviously being a world champion, but Sideshow, he's brought a little bit more than that. He's brought energy to this team. He's brought trash talk. He's brought personality and pizzazz, some might say.
He's
आज
actually
रिजल्ट हो
ghost-busted
सकते
the
हैं,
Duma,
CBSC कुछ
Phantoms
गुजारिश कर
straight
दो।
out of the 100
Excuse
Thieves
me।
camp with his boombox and his
Rolling up with his Ecto 1 and his boombox.
Yeah, and also they've been bringing
Full
in more
update
of
कर रहा
these
था।
set strats. The amount of set plays that they've had to work with and the confidence that on their executions of them has been
100 Thieves
excellent.
में
100 Thieves have
Asuna
gone from a team that I didn't have that
बहुत
much
प्यारा
faith
लगता है
in
मेरे को।
to a squad where I'm really excited about them now.
Yeah.
I think it's just, honestly, it's just sad that they're matching up against an on
Language, Manas भाई, language, याद है मेरे को।
this tournament. But that ain't the way it works.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what makes it so fascinating.
Valorant in real life band kar do aap.
Teams have kind of, like for 100 Thieves, they've been on that slow ramp up, but it has been a ramp up. And then for Loud, I mean, it's just been a hockey stick, you know, like just straight to the top here. Now, what is exciting about this is that we do have a pretty awesome duelist matchup between Asuna and QCK. And look, I'll be real, QCK was impressive. I really have been liking this guy fitting into the team. At first, it was a little sus.
The past 2 weeks were really good. The past 2 matches he
जो
stepped
रेड पे
up
गिफ्टिंग चालू और अब
the
तक
first 3 he didn't go
इसलिए ऑफिस में मैंने रिव्यू किया सोच
until
करके
the
एक
game
दिन
against
गिफ्ट मिल
Sentinels.
जाएगा
Yeah, and now he's been lighting other teams on fire. In this game against G2,
Asuna has been
he
under
got
the days
so
man,
many first kills on defense offing. They at the end of the first half,
dedication
got
level
10 first kills just
Binks,
for the first
love
half.
you, Binks,
It's
man.
crazy.
Thank you,
And it was so much of him offing and finding those
Asuna को
first picks.
देख तो बे
But conversely, Asuna,
कर
he's
दे
been
मुश्किल जीना
mega
100
inconsistent at the beginning of
सीना
this year. Every series, he would
Asuna
somehow give you a top frag game and then a bottom frag, like
Their chances
stinker
of
right
winning
after.
matches are
But, like,
100%.
somehow every series, which was a big problem, but that has been rectified at least a bit, I think, Josh.
I was giggling at the stat page as well because it said most played Phoenix.
Yeah, I saw that.
एक गिफ्ट में मर भाई
I like the fact that he's got back on Jet. I love it whenever he's got the op in his hands on defense. It makes their defensive setups look a lot better. And I also think there are some parallels between both of these duelists in terms of how the community's thought about them and the confidence they've had in them. Both have managed to find a sweet spot with their team where they're aligned with the game plan now.
Yeah, and of course, and now let's of course dive into Loud's big turnaround here because it does feel like, Brent, we've been seeing this Loud squad find themselves in this stage.
I'm so
improve होते जा रहे Loud
form because they started off so damn slow.
Top 3 contenders for winning master according to you.
Visa jail in Belfast, like
PRX,
Phoenix jail as well. They had no time to innovate off the on the back end of Madrid, which is a real issue for this team.
A dead end. They walked themselves into a cul-de-sac.
So now it's taken them 3 weeks with that 0-3 start, but they finally built up enough time to actually start getting it and start clicking, I think.
ये कास्टर इसने जोकर क्यों सारे रजत भाई क्योंकि आप यहाँ पे चैट पे हो ना आप वहाँ पे कास्टिंग में नहीं हो इसलिए
at just the right time. Listen, you can curse the playoff format or you can bless it, but at the end of the day, you know, they got those 2 wins necessary to actually make it and get that chance.
आज किधर जा रहे हो मैटर सॉल्व करने?
I love the way their understanding of like small meta
मेरे
details
दुश्मनों ओके जिंक्स कर एक्सक्यूज मी
Sadak always has spike. You see him tap it, bait out defensive util.
Champions ने खेलेगा Champions खेलेगा रे सर
and he's got stuns to
Masters
punish.
ने
Like, it looks really
Split
good
तो कब होगा
the way
Masters
that
के
they're
बाद
playing. I mean, this is an exact example of that kind of thing, where in this situation, they're double flashing towards backside, and then they predict the double flash from G2 in order to get the punish down. Like, they understand the win cons of their opponents and their own
Jinx
so
कर
well.
दो
You'll see them
results के
contact at the
लिए
beginning of attack rounds, not giving info away. It just looks really clean.
Sadhawk's IGLing in this game against G2 was
Sensi हाँ सही रहेगा
right
सही
at the
रहेगा
end of the game,
थोड़ा
on
माउस
the pivotal round,
हिला के
I believe it
देखो
was at
बराबर
11-11,
फील हो रहा है
G2 had called a timeout just before it. They had 4 ultimates
It
going
does
into
sound
the round,
wrong.
and Sadhawk just called GigaChad 4 run
G का
down
क्या
long
सीन है
and
मत
just
सीन है और
rolled
दो
their
साल
plan. His IGLing was so good.
It's exactly what you want to
क्या सीन है
see.
कब
Let's
जा
see
रहे हो
if it all
विदेश
comes to fruition for Loud, or will 100 Thieves
4
spoil the party? Let's send it over to the
4
stage.
दिन बे
Riot Games Arena, let's show some love for our mega
इससे
teams. Give it up for 100 Thieves!
100 Thieves बोलते तो म्यूजिक है क्या ना कितने काम है भाई कैसे भाई बग्स भाई जेंजी का क्या सीन है अभी तक गेम में है क्या सीन परसों है शायद मैच या कल है शायद हरीश भाई इससे हाइड होगे ना इससे फिर कभी किसको मोटा नहीं बोलोगे जैसे
Agora sim, hein?
थोड़ा संभल के बात
A
किया
vida e a permanência do Brasil nos playoffs. Faz o L pra Loud!
लॉर्ड बोलते सुयश भाई ने जो कमेंट डिलीट किए हैं नहीं पता था सारे मेरे साथ बकचोदी कर रहा है यार हम लोग को ये सीनन कैसे हारी भाई नहीं हरी तो लाउड है ना देखो ग्रीन हे बेब टाइटल चेंज मॉड्स का सैलरी काटना पड़ेगा I mean FC
Sadak and the boys on loud ride the momentum that
अरे
they
कुछ नहीं
found
चीटी
toward
मेरी
the
थी कुछ
later
नहीं
portion of stage 1 into a Shanghai trip, or will the
Here's
Thieves
a
finally
fast and
manage to
smart
steal
you are.
themselves a global event? This is going to be a great matchup between two teams. Honestly, I don't know. Honestly, I was
दीपू बताओ कैसे मेरी
It's a shame that one of these teams is going to be going home after this
Beat
match
दिखाता
because
है
both have been so impressive late into the
हेलो
season.
मक्का हेलो
It
वोर्टेक्स
really is a tragedy.
बाकी बताओ घर
Alan,
पे
the
सब
man on
ठीक
the
सब
screen right now, goddamn, he stepped it up so much in the latter half of the season as well. I think the same
लॉर्ड
case is
जीता
what I
मेरे
said about
तरफ से
2CK, where he
20
didn't go
GB
positive on
सुपर
the
चैट
map
आपने
for
जिनका पूरा
3
भरोसा है
matches in a row, and then the last 2 was just lighting up Sen and G2.
It's one of
Lord
those things
जीता
where the tiny elements are coming together for
Love you,
Valve
love you
now, where
too.
it worked out. Whatever it was with the
Good night,
competition,
Bishagra.
stuff wasn't
Super
coming
Bowl
together,
Bangla,
wasn't
good
clicking with
morning.
the, you still syncing up these little
आप
plays.
सोते कब हो
the
इतना
ideas
stream
they
and
had
काम
in
के
mind.
बाद
There's no hesitancy anymore, and I think it allows everybody else now to just play so much better. You see it in the numbers reflected. This map picked
आज गाड़ी में सोया बस 20
Fine
मिनट
gets through into the pool. This is the one thing that
तूने
I was wondering
deleted
about.
message
100 Thieves are
दिखता है
going to
बे
get
no
their map.
offense
Do
love
they
you
have
Bangla love
what I
you
believe is a 100% win rate so far in stage 1. They've
deleted
only lost
message
the one time that we
दिखता
saw
नहीं है
earlier that we
तेरा
talked
मैंने
about. I
मैसेज
think this
पहले
is a
पढ़
massive
लिया
leg up for 100 Thieves now. This
तूने कुछ लिख के
heavily,
रिट्रैक्ट
I
किया
think,
तो दिखता नहीं
is just
लेकिन
going to be favoring them throughout this
I am
entire
fast
series.
reader I
You're
read
starting
most of the
series
chats
already up a map. Like, it's almost inevitable at that point that you are going to be favored to win it.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it, Josh, but the set plays that 100 Thieves have on Bind,
इतना मेहनत क्यों करते हैं एंड में एक
Gecko
डब्ल्यू
utility,
ट्रॉफी ले
the
जाएगी
fade, how
पता
much,
नहीं है
how many early little set plays they have towards showers.
क्या
getting
बड़ा
the kills
इंसान
to take
बनने
that
के लिए
space
नींद
fast.
छोड़नी पड़ती
Super
है
nice.
Yeah, when
जिस चीज का तुम
100
कदर
Thieves are on
करते हो ना
defense, they re-clear every single time
फिर
you
सारा
take
टाइम
space.
उधर चला जाता
So Sadak's got to be aware of that. But I think this matchup's going to be really interesting because
Thank
Sadak
you,
forces
Suyash.
teams to
हेलो
contact at the
बंग
start of
कैसे
rounds.
सत्यम
So 100 Thieves might not realize
मोबाइल से
where
नंबर ने बन सकते हैं
Loud are until they're already on top
रिस्पेक्ट
of
टू
them
यू
next
लव
to
यू
them. Frankly though, as much as I'm impressed with the attack side from Sadak, this comp should
बिग
not be
अभी
playing more than like 2 rounds
एलिमिनेशन
on
के
defense.
खतरे में
And
कौन
they
है
will
ये
want
दो
to
नहीं है
get
जो
across
हारा
the
उधर
line
पे
against G2. So that's a super different dynamic based on side to side.
All right, well,
लॉर्ड
it's
जीता
all
तो
on the
अभी
line
आपने
for both of
जिंक्स
these
किया
teams. Let's go
नहीं है
ahead and jump straight into map
By the way,
1. We're gonna
Molly,
send it
are
over
you
to
like my
Casters.
school friend?
It's Doug and Baby Bay for the call.
Thank you so much, GB. I think the stakes are painfully simple, but they could not be heavier. Win and you're in. And for these two teams, Dre, you think about the stories that they've had.
कैसे
Not
बंग
just
वैसा
this
बढ़िया
year, but for the last 3 years.
क्या हाल बिना सोए
Yeah, the
गेम
momentum
गया
that 100
आपका
Thieves has been riding on this entire stage.
Variety
has
games
been
when
nothing
as
short
soon
of
as
enormous,
everything
like
gets
you
over
said. And
as
on the
soon as I
flip
get
side,
time
you have Loud, who
हाँ
can
पहचान गया
potentially
finally
not make an event in what? How long has it been? You had the stat.
It's been 2 years. Oh, right, excuse me. It's been 7 events in a row. I was
Hey,
thinking
Molly,
about
can you,
G2.
like-
And the fact that we have a perennial powerhouse potentially missing their first
enroll
major
in the G
ever
giveaway
is just asinine. Again, the stakes could not be any
Nah,
bigger.
haraami
And
hai.
of course, we've got an absolute treat that's going to decide all this. Bind, Icebox, and then lo and
स्ट्रीम के
behold,
बाद
if
जान
we
बजे
need
तो
it,
स्ट्रीम करोगे
and
नहीं
good Lord, I hope we do.
कैसे
Ascent
बचेगा
would
यार
be the
मैं
decider,
4
but
घंटे
for now,
सोया
Loud
हूँ
on the
दोपहर को
attacking
शूट किया
side.
ऐसे तो इतना बड़ा
Seeing a bit of a lean
दो
towards
पूरा
B,
वॉच
but
पार्टीज किए
on an
कैसे
early
बचे
tag.
लड़का है
Bang there,
जस्ट सही
receive.
शर्म आता है लड़का बोलने में हाँ गेम साउंड लो
Still face checking this angle though, and that's going to give the info. 200 Thieves that this will most likely be an A hit in
लड़का है
transition.
वो बंग्स भाई क्या
As soon as the wall goes up, Les looks to make a play, and he does already. Boostio already falling.
फ्रेंडशिप
And a quick
कैंसिल
pause for Loud as now they continue to push forward. The defense is beginning to crumble for
Flawless
the
मारेंगे
just
क्या
one
भाई?
remaining. And it's Cryo, currently tucked behind a smoke as reinforcements arrive.
फ्लॉलेस मारेंगे क्या
Knife will get info there.
A crispy shot from
ना
DCK
बड़ा
early on.
क्रॉसर माशे पे मारा
A
उसको
flash is coming. Zine goes
Lalit, thank
aggressive,
you for
looks
the
to get active.
membership.
Bang is there to join him. He can't do much more though. The pistol, the way of the
परसों साली
Brazilians.
आ रहा करता
And
हूँ
it's just so
giveaway
hard. We saw how good Loud is
लड़का है
in these
तू?
moments where, especially when they hit the A site, they kind of
नहीं
take their
जीतेगा।
time on this approach and they don't get caught out by the
देखो, मैं
utility,
तो 90
the utility
साल
cycling game that a
के
lot
है,
of teams do to
लेकिन
delay. And of course, getting your first blood like this, I mean, that's crazy. Jumping up on the box and a fadeaway on top of it. And that'll help out for sure. Try to win a pistol round.
Now the second round, just a few moments from beginning. The buy on the side of Loud is formidable. 3 rifles and then 2 pistols. And there's potential aplenty. Meanwhile, for Under Thieves, anything but.
Yeah, and Loud so far, these last 2 rounds, conditioning be heavy, and this is all on purpose. This is all
next week
to, you know, change things up for maybe the bonus or even the first gun round that they have a matchup against Under Thieves.
Yeah, all part of the
अगर
bigger
गेको
game
का
at play.
फ्लैश विद स्पिट आया तो कुछ हो
round,
सकता है क्योंकि 4 बंदे
they're committing to it. Into the teeth of the stack. There are 4 members here. The nade going a little low, but QCK getting all the high ground he could ask for.
heavy blind तो थी लेकिन
enough for things to reset right for it. Now pushing forward. You strikes at just the right time, but he's not able to do enough damage. Not enough to really swing things.
Heavy
and
blind
Cryo now left all on his lonesome with the late rotate
there
to try to figure this one out on his own. Sadak weak, but the rest of Loud healthy and gunning for a fight, pining for it, if you will. As the spike ticks away, get a little bit closer and closer to how this ends, into Cryo's dismay. Oh, he still gets away with one in the face of the stun. 1 HP. You can't imagine he'll be around for much longer. But he decides to take a scenic route, repositioning through elbow, attempting to just die to the spike, you'd imagine.
If he can get Sadak here, this would be perfect for them. Sadak is too sharp on it. And they saved 2 guns, but it was costly. Nevertheless, I mean, 3 players down.
Yeah, they lost 1 rifle, though.
There you go.
So the other 2, they should be able to carry in.
They're actually buy into this, too. They have full buy. Just the way the money works out, they have a full buy going into this round. So although this may... Under Thieves might think this is a bonus round. I mean, this is a full healthy buy from the side of Loud. And again, the poise to when they hit the site, to just calm things down and just hold for any type of utility and aggression. They're just known for this type of style, and it works really well on a map like this.
You mentioned the buy for Loud. It's just the state of the game right now. No bonus is really a bonus. They almost don't exist anymore. It's all gun rounds.
It's crazy.
Asuna perched up with a satchel in his face, is able to drop QCK.
Hey.
Now the reposition off the nade. That's a big one, and that was QCK without a gun, so the rifles are still up. They're still ready. They're still heavy. Numbers advantage in favor of the attack. And as you mentioned, Dre, just a slight pause, just a moment to reset and reposition.
And that eye didn't clear bench, but that Prowler will.
Kalanzine does not care. With the tether in his face, still plays alive. Still dances around Cryo, able to deal a little bit of damage, but now feeling some of the pressure. Trying to maintain poise. Trying to find better position. Finds one. 2 more left to go. On the swing, less isolated. He gets it down to 1. He's gotten 3 on the round. I just don't know that he has enough time. He doesn't.
Tui's with the reposition to close this round out. And that was a 2v4. So Under Thieves actually crawled their way back in. Maybe just trying to get a little bit warmed up into that. I mean, at that point, I believe it was EU who was just stuck into U-Haul. And I mean, Cryo had no choice but to try to help him out and go for it. But another clean hit from Loud. And that previous conditioning on the B side kept 3 players of Under Thieves there for the first 30 seconds of the round. And that's what opens up Loud to go for this quick A hit.
Set the pieces in motion so many rounds ago, as you mentioned.
The mind game's already started.
And look at the buy for Loud again. I mean, this is just insane. They were able to snowball so hard. Full rifles. You've got Sadak who's 1 away from his ult. QCK is not that far off either.
Another B long default here. It seems like Loud opt to go for this B long default on the anti-eco rounds. And then they just freeze and they're holding everything.
क्या गेम है ना लेकिन यार वालो कितना यूटिल्स है कितना अलग-अलग टाइप का क्रॉसर है कितना सब है.
They're so steady with it.
गलत गेम बनाया है एकदम.
This time, yeah, they're not walking up this time. This is the key factor. They're trying to bait out some type of re-aggro play that Under Thieves like to do. So Loud have definitely done their homework going into this series, which is scary.
with the Argentinian war general at the helm, corralling and controlling his troops whichever way he may. Decides that they're going to take TP and head towards A.
The timing on that knife too it's on point.
Asuna's the only one who's here. Reinforcements on the way, but will they arrive in time? Asuna gets 2! How much more can he find? Hasn't taken any damage, but QCK gets up close and personal, and he's overwhelmed. The duelist down. Now, how much more can they find in the face of the ult? Kamalzine has to reposition. Still plenty of time, and look at this. Bang is ahead of it. He's already rotating back B. And I don't think they know he's here. He's only got 36 HP, but he's gonna get them both!
Shot, Bang!
What an answer back
Shot, Bang!
from 100 Thieves.
Bhai, Asuna ka ek bar dikhao, please.
The thrifty.
Who is who plays better controller? Tens.
Going huge, getting 2 there. And QCK almost brought it back. That's that short leash that we've seen QCK have lately. I mean, this trade was huge. We weren't seeing him do plays like this. But Asuna and Cryo setting the round up for Bang to close out. That was beautiful.
They will still have enough to buy into this. They still have 2 ultimates to their name and a third just around the corner, but 100 Thieves finding some footing.
Another fast A hit.
Yeah, it seems like they're far more committed on this one. You see the smokes go down, the ult online. Asuna gets high ground as well, and he punishes Sana. Asuna with the second. There to punch back. There to deliver a counter blow. The calamity leaves the reality of the tragedy. Cryo with 3 and 100 Thieves with 2.
That was such a heads-up play from 100 Thieves to have Asuna on top truck, ready to counter rocket, and then Cryo just posted on the enemy. QCK saturating out, gets just flicked out of the sky from Cryo. That was a nice setup. They were prepared for that A hit to come in, and that dagger, although it doesn't connect on anybody in the showers, I mean, that should be the cue that, okay, the 100 Thieves players are playing on site or playing a little bit farther from the back. So maybe the approach needs to be a little bit different for Loud on that hit.
Finally, we see some of their finances take a hit and fumble. Asuna spotted. Nice shots from Les there to push him off angle, force him to reset. But again, it's the slow approach that you've mentioned to the attack side. Just kind of forces the defense to reconsider.
Yeah, and you're already seeing game plan changing from 100 Thieves as well. Asuna goes huge here against Les. That's a big kill on the lurk. And although this is a thrifty, you know, it is what it is.
Oh, but honestly, I think that's a situation where EU's not going to get his credit. It was his eye that goes up. Asuna swings off of that as Les is trying to clear the eye. So, you know, we talked about EU last week, I believe it was, or 2 weeks ago, and about how he really doesn't get enough of his flowers. He doesn't get enough credit for the work that he puts in for this team.
Hey, 100 Thieves in general as a team, I feel like you got to put respect on their name, especially with how well they've performed in the season. And to go into this match right here and have a game plan change up, they were very disruptive in previous matches, and you're seeing a lot more of a passive hold across the board from 100 Thieves now.
The chaos often difficult to control, but Loud are looking to push into it. With the Stinger getting some value, a share of 2, but Asuna again, 3 on the round and more to be found. But with 10 seconds left, can they strike? Wild Iron's hot.
My ult's ready.
2East just doesn't have the time. He's not going to get the fight either. A beautiful play from EU.
That got scary though. For 100 Thieves.
4v5.
Even when Loud have trash guns to say, they can still do things like this and just bring it back from a 4v5. It's these weird moments where like everything freezes on the site and they don't actually scale fully. They just do like a little pause and wait for you to make the mistake. Thank God EU bailed out 100 Thieves in this round. That could have gone completely sideways and momentum could have shifted off of that. With that being said, 100 Thieves bring this to an even scoreline.
EU has his ult online. Bustio's one away from his. Round 7, and we haven't seen a thrash yet. But it's impending. It's foreboding. Meanwhile, you take a look at the initiator on the other side of the stage, and he's got his ult primed and ready.
Look looks like the bomb is leaning. I was gonna say it's leaning towards A, but he actually drops it here. So I think this is gonna be a situation where we try to get less into U-Haul, maybe a lurk with some utility, and then we're gonna end back at B potentially.
Here. Quiet over the map.
Look at how scared they are of a trap or any type of re-clear utility that 100 Thieves have. They're playing for that layer.
There it is, the Nightfall invested. Gonna tag 2. There's no follow-up. A little bit of info gathered at the beginning of the round, but still 40 seconds left. Early Nap's gonna tag on the Bang. The fault line will catch him too, and now the ult invested. The trifecta of utility instantly dropped. Again at the hands of Cryo, and they invest more. Boosty on the swing will fall. Will tee off. 2 fouls. Numbers still in favor of the defense though. Spike not scooped up. Less with much to do on his own. Cannot convert.
Cryo is sharp right now. He came ready and warmed up for this playoff game. And again, the eye from EU. That was gorgeous. I mean, Cryo didn't even have to step out of that smoke if he wanted to.
Some of the freest kills you'll ever get.
Oh, that was such a sick kill too.
बहुत अच्छा खेल रहा है यार, बहुत अच्छा खेल रहा है.
Beautiful.
That's 13
बहुत ज़्यादा
and 3
अच्छा खेल रहा है.
for the duelist turned controller.
पेड़ का रिवील सेक्सी था.
With value all the same.
प्रॉब्लम ये है कि अभी वो लोग
100
का
Thieves finding a little bit of space here.
मतलब
A 1-round lead.
उसका कभी अल्ट आने वाला है. Already
And Loud again up to their usual antics.
ये लोग पूरा snowball कर
This time though with a different flavor to it. Only 1 gun fired.
मतलब ऐसे 6-3 तक जा सकते हैं.
Sadhawk's gonna stun off a QCK's contact here into Octagon, and it was perfect.
There was the stun that you mentioned, the stimmy too, to take some space, and now the red carpet rolled out.
Bing dodged it all.
He's still alive. Finally falls. Meanwhile, Les sandwiched. They're gonna flip the map, but do they even have enough room, eh? It's gone awkward, Dre.
Yeah, Busio didn't need to move from this spot at all because of Thrash.
Look at how far back Kawanzin is.
Oh, this is a timing and a half.
Asuna had no idea. Now a weapon presumably upgraded for the attack. Right there. Busio looking to draw a line in the sand and keep them at bay on his own with Cryo close by.
भाई 60 टाइम पे
Does he play in it? Does he try to get back out?
60 टाइम पे मॉली डाल सकता है.
I feel like getting out and trying to double up with Cryo here would be the best possible solution, but they're playing ones right now. They're very spread.
30 seconds left.
That's the cue.
And that's
Spike,
That's the spike. Cryo with the second. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
blind
Disaster
fuck.
That was so sick. The Thrash going
Yeah,
through the
blind.
TP. Asuna following
Bhai,
it.
util
Getting that
usage
kill into
crazy,
Hookah.
yeah?
Just denying Loud
540 yards का monitor
from their
लगे.
game plan. That's the
बहुत
disruption
महंगा है
that I was talking about. That's what 100 Thieves is so good at doing. And the timings that they do it in.
30 seconds left.
I mean, all game long, we haven't really seen 100 Thieves be proactive on re-clearing space on purpose to condition their own set plays of trapping and whatnot. And now they're bringing that out halfway through.
Snowball मतलब back to back round जीतते हैं.
That's going to cause a timeout from the side of Loud.
Snowball
That's a
मतलब
wise
running
choice. They
away
need to
with
figure out some type of
round,
solution to crawl back into here. Because they won the first 3, and 100 Thieves have been taking it away ever since. I mean, Thrifties are so crucial in a game like this.
Yep.
You lose them, all momentum gets stopped. The other team starts feeling themselves, their economy builds up. Even if they drop a couple guns here and there, the fact that you let them thrifty you one time just sets them up for like at least like 4 or 5 rounds.
सबसे पहले
And as you see, with how this map is played out, they've abounded. I mean, 5 rounds in a row for 100 Thieves. Off of that thrifty that you just mentioned, and they have so many things going their way. They have a ton of money too. They have a couple of ults online, so 100 Thieves poised to make a run at this and really create a massive gap and expanse, if you will, between these two squads.
Most of the time.
100 Thieves will always have the edge on the info game if they want to. If they want to invest the utility to do so. So Loud, this is why you see them kind of scared to go into these certain places like B-Long right away at the start of the round. They're scared to take showers right away at the start of rounds. Because 100 Thieves are so good at using re-clear utility on these points.
Bang with an early pit. It's interesting here too to see a different approach to the attack side. An early knife, but that's all it is.
Yeah, the problem with these knives is there's actually players from 100 Thieves that can walk back into the space where Loud is knifing because they're not acting upon it. They're not sending a body with it every single time. And that's kind of where KO can get lost in the sauce a bit.
It's temporal information that just kind of fades away as the round goes on.
Like 100 Thieves right now, there's no reason to not have 3 players on this A side of the map.
You got Boosty spotting Hookah, the pit, B-Long, and the rest of the investment A.
Oh, Molly's beautifully on time from Cryo. He's playing the role perfectly right now.
An exceptional display of just delaying. First it's the Molly, then it's the tether. And they have 30 seconds left. They've got to go, and now the third layer into this goes down, and it's Asuna! Cryo gets another! Tui dancing around the smoke will respond with 2 of his own. Now the Stimmy to speed things up, just to slow him down. Les finding a gap. Not choosing to commit to the plant. With 13 seconds left, Les is now alone. He's been spectacular for this team, but with 8 seconds left and the wall's closing in, he cannot convert.
Cryo's playing a near perfect game right now. He's actually unbelievable.
Counter utilization be on point hai.
And even just in that scenario, being stuck in U-Haul, he's stuck by 2 different mollies, right? He's against a Brim and a Viper, and he plays it to perfection, staying alive for his team to rotate in time. And then still winning the 1v1 against 2Es there.
Not one left standing.
अगर यही मोमेंटम है तो नेक्स्ट मैप भी निकाल सकते हैं लोग, पता है?
3 rounds separating these two heavyweights. And again, the stakes could not be bigger. Win and you're in. Lose and you go home. You kiss the possibility of Shanghai goodbye. Everything on the line with so much to gain.
8 seconds.
No real time to think much more about it though, as the hit is out B. Loud a bit more decisive with this approach, but again, here's the freeze, here's the pause. And now QCK pushing forward, getting really intimate with Bang, but Lucio there to respond. How much further does QCK dare go? Be quick, but don't hurry here. Take your time. Be methodical with the approach. A perfect pit. Possibly keeping back. Aggressive pit still in play though. Now but 2 is with 2. Again, Cryo has been a monster, and he will continue to deliver.
And he's smiling while he's doing it. Emotion on the face of the young lad.
And Boostio's out of his seat once more. That's how you know 100 Thieves is clicking on all cylinders.
It feels like they got it figured out right now. They figured out how to deal with the little halt play that Loud likes to do. They're showing tons of different looks. Now they're playing in the actual site.
मतलब only game evolver
so far, that was ridiculous, by the way, that jump kill.
That's not valorant. I don't know what that was.
He's one of the only players that consistently throughout his career has gone for plays like that, and every single time it works, it's him doing it.
Back into the action we go. The timeline tells the story. 7 rounds in a row for the defense.
Another change of pace here. Now we're getting aggressive. Had that eye connected, that would have been the cue for the Gecko Flash and Stim to come out and swing. Probably wise to just give that B-Long control. I mean, I gotta give props to Loud for reading that.
Loud with a couple of tools here at their disposal if they decide that they want to be decisive with it.
Boostio spotted Sadok's arm on the jiggle there.
There's the duel. Unbelievable! And the Brim ult to follow up. Everything falling apart for Loud. Meanwhile, 100 Thieves can do no wrong. The turning of the flash, the spike hits the ground.
Oh my gosh.
Les will not stand.
Trying to go for this Brim for the last like 2-3 matches on Bind. The key difference here is that it was in the choke of Octagon where players like to come out. In previous matches, they've done it in Long Beach. This small little change actually worked, and it was the perfect timing right off of Boostio's contact here.
Boom. Yeah, then we will go to Shanghai. Let's get it.
These are the signs of a team that has no plan on stopping.
A steady crosshair from the captain right back into the next round. And this time he's got a much bigger weapon to wield.
Last round,
The hop in the hands of
farming
Bustio. No action this time around. As Loud has been very quick. They've been very aggressive towards A. Attempting to dig their heels in and hang on to the space that they've garnered.
Yeah, nothing else has been working for them.
And it continues to not work for them.
Yeah.
Kalamzin falls.
अरे सो जा रहे मैडम.
That's the spike. They have nowhere to go, but Sonic somehow avoided it. He's able to keep him at bay. That could have been a bloody mess.
Rocket निकले नहीं.
But now silence creeps over the map. Ripe for reset. As Tui's controls the spray, drops Cryo.
Finally, Cryo goes down. How many rounds has it been since he's died? I feel like
it's been a lot.
5 or 6.
An impenetrable force has been this defense, and it's all off the hands of Cryo.
Look at this.
Bustio's
re-aggression straight into this market area. He's gonna hear the footsteps. Catch Tui's off guard. What?
कैसे?
As I say that, Tui's takes his head clean off.
2 big fights going the way of the attack. We haven't been able to say that much this half. But alas, that's where they are. Can he equalize? They're going back again. 10 seconds left.
10 seconds
Should be able to get the spike down. It's going to be in the hands of Sonic. So ult online. And they're being cautious with it. They're taking their time. Taking every single advantage, every single inch that's offered. But can they convert?
They gotta be so worried about Tui's pushed up anywhere. Now they're gonna find out that he is not pushed up anywhere.
Less. Spotty aim. But they've managed to keep him back now. 100 Thieves pushing forward. The Rolling Thunder pushes Bang back. Can EU win this gunfight? It's a big one.
Oh my gosh.
He's gotten one as Bang continues to dance around, tries to stay alive. It's now on him.
God,
Strikes back. Loud with 4 to close the
Oh,
half.
कैसे बचा लेस वहाँ पे?
Finally able to punish the mistakes of 100 Thieves. Getting a little too over-eager there was Cryo, but I don't blame him. He's been having such a match.
He's 23 and 5 at
Oh,
halftime. Yeah, shoot or shoot, man. He's been insane.
Did you see that shot? So sick.
100 Thieves. I put together a supreme display of talent on this attack half. Up 8-4. Yes, it's their map pick, but they look good. They look like a team that's not just leaning into the advantages because of their map pick, but because they're prepared. And when it's do or die, there's no other option. Bustio's a world champion IGL, and here he explains what it takes to call the shots on the biggest stage.
जैसा लोग
I first
टाइम
became
पे
an IGL
होमवर्क
in
नहीं
Valorant,
करते
I
वैसे
think.
पिंगी टाइम पे सोती
I
नहीं
honestly don't remember because I played on some free agent teams, but I think I IGL'd a little bit on Space Station, which was my first pro team. And then where I actually, I think, came into my like IGL self, actually was on EG at the beginning of 2022. I love it, but it is super stressful. You have to call every single round. You have to make sure you're communicating the best you can. You can't really focus on your crosshair. It definitely does suck to not be able to you just have a crutch on you. You can't play your best. I do like reading people. I think I'm really good at IGLing. That's why I do it. I think I'd rather me IGL than anyone else because I think I'm better than everyone else at it. I think it's the most difficult position. I don't even know what could maybe besides be a star player for her team.
Map 3 will
you
decide
kinda are,
everything. Icebox 3 will
the
fall out.
centerpiece of the
नहीं
team.
यार, नहीं.
The team
I
is
don't
going to listen to
think
you
so,
for
it's a free
everything,
win.
no matter what, pretty much. They're
And
always
it
going to want your
is
opinion. Your coach is going to want your opinion.
crazy.
And you can choose to be you're supposed to be a leader as an IGL, but some IGLs don't like a personality leader. But I also do that, so yeah, it can be very difficult. But I love it. It's something I was born to do. And the greatest IGL, I mean, I want to say FNS because he's American as well, and I've watched him forever. But I think for now we have to give it to Sadak. He just makes every tournament. He's been to IGL every tournament, and he just he just always wins. And that's if you're IGL, you don't need to perform. You don't need to get a lot of kills. You don't need to be super clutch. You need to make sure your team wins, and he makes sure his team wins.
Good.
A confident call to arms from the captain, and quite frankly, it's showing up. 8-4 for 100 Thieves, and even mentioning Sadak makes every single event, every single tournament, and for good reason.
Yeah, I mean, Bustio's been trashing on a lot of teams in this stage. but he's showing a lot of respect to Loud, and you could see it in the gameplay, in the changes that he even made within the micro plays that they do. I mean, the first 5 rounds, they were so passive across the board, whereas in other series, they've been so proactive, always doing something around the map.
Yeah, but it's a new roster, and hunger can make a thief of any man. And here they are, looking to put Loud away, looking to break the streak, and looking for hopes, looking for the possibility of a major. One that they've qualified for the first time since their LCQ run. With Sean and Mike's at the helm. But now, just a distant memory as they've got to focus on what's before them. The attack side of Bind, an ever difficult one. And with Loud drawing the line in the sand, it's going to be difficult to navigate.
Spike down A.
You can never count Loud out. That's always been the name of the game when it comes to this team. No matter what the lead is, it's not over until you sit them down.
EU just trying to find any advantage he can.
At
this point, getting the spike down is a win.
If he can get bombed down, get a couple kills, start working towards that ult, that would be perfect for him.
Dodging the first, deciding to play close. They can't know where he is. The flash in his face is all Little B.
It's a very decisive pistol from Loud.
भाई crazy मारा है.
A converge onto short A there.
अब क्या ही बोले आपको बताओ.
Into what, 3 kills? 4 kills?
100
It's beautiful.
जीतेगा ये वाला. रुको रुको.
It was so well coordinated on top of it all.
हाँ क्या? कुछ और नहीं
Thieves
करेगा.
worked up that short A space because they heard the fault line come out into the deep showers. I think that they thought that they were going to get
क्या बात कर
wrapped.
रहे हो? Feedback क्या भाई simple है जब जब तब
decisive in their approach. As soon as they understood where the pressure was, they decided to fight fire with fire. That's now the second pistol going the way of Loud. 2 for 2 so far.
It's going to be a fast A split coming in from 100 Thieves. We usually see them do this on gun rounds. Asuna gets plucked out of the sky.
Cryo got one for his troubles to continue to light up the scoreboard, but it seems like it's all the victory will be. Loud bridged the gap to 2, and now the game begins.
अबे actual में काला ना Loud लिखा है.
Not the worst thing we've seen so far. And now we're coming to their first gun round. A bonus for Loud, but the buy is not nearly as good.
No.
Yeah?
But the need to convert it is equally as great, if not greater. Given that they're down.
What the fuck? But actual में काला ना Loud लिखा है.
With a pop flash.
Oh,
it's a satchel play.
It's so aggressive. Space denied. And QCK's life is lost.
The power of defaulting, but less. He just slithered on by.
दोनों Indian
Oh
हैं.
no.
Assassination style onto Boostio.
Timestamp ये half के just पहले.
It's a second, maybe not as aggressive, maybe not as flashy, but the objective was the same, and the outcome
मतलब एक half
equally
जैसे
as
खत्म
valuable.
होता था.
Space denied. And now for 100 Thieves, force use utility to clear
देखिए
out what
मेरे
was
फोन से
previously
tweet कर
theirs.
देना. Excuse me करके.
So awkward. Meanwhile, perfect! On the other side, EU gets 3, but 2, he's trying to hold them back. Will fall at the feet of Asuna. Les will not find any space on the other side of that smoke.
That short A pressure going all the way into sight there, into the orb
Gala na
that
likha
usually
hai,
stalls. It was perfect. That opened up the timing for EU to catch Kawazin with his back turned. And then 2 other players lined up in back sight. That couldn't have been a better
बनता है ना.
timing.
Tweet तो बनता है. Tweet
And
तो
I mean, Loud
बनता
had a
है.
good read onto this round. They had, what, 3 players already geared towards this A side of the map?
Yeah.
After that kill from Les. And again, it's the Cryo and Asuna show.
Both topping the charts for their team. A 3-round lead now.
A bit faster of a default here onto Belong from 100 Thieves. They've been pretty quiet across the board, waiting for trap plays, waiting for that fault line to be baited out. That's why you see them using utility but not going with it.
Yeah, that was Sadak had it primed and ready. They're invested. Now they rotate away, understanding where the breach is. The problem is they're pushing into 3, they're pushing into the stack.
And it's a little too obvious in my opinion, but even the last round we saw how strong this 100 Thieves comp can actually be on the hit. The utility is usually on point. They're very rehearsed on these execs.
100 Thieves now cutting noise. Given that they were tagged by the knife, you'd assume maybe they rotate away. It's a 50-50 gamble. And they decide to stay. The Nightfall now used. Asuna going in aggressive, and Bang getting another, but the kills are traded tit for tat. And that goes the way of the attack. Sadak and Les, only 2 that remain. A fault line back online. Invested for himself. Les is not with him. This is a disjointed approach. Sadak tries to find any space he can on his own.
I think they want to go for it as well.
There's no time like the present.
This could be a huge mistake for Loud.
Do they decide to go?
They need to save these guns, Doug.
But they're choosing to push forward. Bang spotted, Amali at his feet, repositions. They haven't invested enough. They haven't fully committed to this. I guess they're just testing the waters just barely. Working their way in and then deciding they don't like what they see and they're getting out.
And that's the respect that we saw Boostio giving Sadhak. But not only Boosty, everybody from 100 Thieves is aware of how powerful the Loud players are and what they can do if you make mistakes. So the discipline from 100 Thieves right now is the most impressive to me, because they're not even giving Loud an inch to step back into this.
It's a brutal combination. The discipline of 100 Thieves and Cryo going 24-7.
And the exec was beautiful.
Yeah.
The timings on the splits are perfect.
Which phone do you use? iPhone 15 Pro Max.
The Loud may have a little bit to fight back with here.
Let's see how it goes.
They've got 2 ults. QCK is one off of his. Maybe an opportunity to claw back at this and chip away.
Just a very passive default.
Expecting aggression, perhaps. But the attack's steady in their approach.
Yeah, and they should be aware that the KO is playing towards the A side of the map. They saw on the minimap that dagger hitting just outside of showers. They haven't really pressured much of anything, though.
Cow and Zine with the crosshair steady.
And the exec has
Focus
to be
gaya
clean
tha
once more for 100 Thieves.
The pressure heavy.
iPhone की तरह vlog और camera के
As they're
लिए
just waiting to pull the trigger. What's the cue? As the wall goes down, the satchels go out. Asuna goes up, and the shots go in favor of Bang.
हाँ भाई क्या हो रहा है?
Now the spike planted. No real control of U-Haul. QCK and 2E's here trying to keep them at bay.
Look.
He's got nothing but a sheriff. The Molly buys some time. Boostio takes a step back. Look at how disciplined they are in this approach. They've got everything covered and they've got Boostio pushing forward. Awesome and join in.
Flawless.
It's beautiful. It's perfect. 5 alive as 100 Thieves thrive. And a timeout called for Loud.
100 Thieves look so
Flawless.
good right now. They look so rehearsed. They look so dialed in. They're ready for this. They were ready for the challenge of taking down Loud and not allowing them to go to their first event in forever.
Again, 7 majors in a row. In the history of the org, they have never missed one.
The history is being made here, not only for 100 Thieves, but Loud as well, like you said. And nothing's working for Loud right now. 100 Thieves aren't giving them any kills from these breach trap plays. No one's getting caught in these fault lines. And the KO knife, I mean, it's not guaranteed information. And 100 Thieves are playing with that. Now you have a Rocket and a Thrash online. Right here. 400 Thieves, but they need to find out
okay,
where
last
Kawazin
round
is
है.
playing.
ये round अगर हार गया जिसका chances
They're also
है
gonna have to
because of the
with
raise
QCK
and get
and where he's
called,
playing.
then
He's
it
got
is
an op.
GG.
Yeah. They're
Loud
picking
के
the
तो
right
ये गया
site
भाई.
once more. I think Kawazin has a lineup dagger that might land somewhere outside of B or short.
नहीं, ऊपर
The
control
Thrash
ले
to
रहे.
lead the way.
फिर वापस लेंगे.
Asuna not far behind him. Oh, committing to the ult, going up top, looking for a target, but nothing found. Finding vacancy on the site. Tries to go for a cheeky angle, but nothing is found. Meanwhile, the op on the other side of the map is gone. Hits the ground. Kawanzin does too. Asuna, the thorn in their flesh, who will persist B as long as he may. Look at how they're focused on him. Look at how he is the tether to this, while the rest of the spike, the rest of the play is A. They have no choice. Now they've dealt with him. Now they bring Kawanzin back.
How much time has elapsed?
You've got 3 mollies to deal with here, and a tether.
Seemingly a foregone conclusion. A foreboding moment for Loud. As it seems like a retake attempt will not come through. Les gets his 3 and tries to get away. But 100 Thieves will get to map point.
Basically.
Every day.
So I was right.
You see an IGL run circles around Sadhak. But my God, what we're witnessing from Boostio right now is unbelievable.
It's world class.
I mean, this call, you gotta give me a break here. That's what Sadhak is saying. Asuna sold that fake so hard. He got all the way into the site, baited out the KO ult, and kept 3 players of Loud there for almost the entirety of that post plant.
A deja vu of 2 halves. The first half, Loud wins a pistol, wins the first couple of rounds, and then 100 Thieves off to the races. This half, a lot of the same. QCK has to find some value with this up. They've got to find a way to tip momentum back towards their side, because they haven't had any of it.
It looks like EU is hyper aware as well.
Why they are not taking time out? Because they are getting
challenging that angle.
fundamental कुछ गलत हो रहा है.
I think this is just a testament of how Loud are playing this B long. It makes it obvious that the op is posted in showers.
कुछ ऐसा Loud नहीं कर रहे जो कि
Sadhak still has his fault
नहीं
line.
करना चाहिए. बहुत
Primed
गलत
and ready to go.
It's just that 100
See the utility invested, looking to draw it out, and there it is, now invested. Now the question is, the protocol has been, they rotate away off of this. Do they stay? The cutting of noise, the manipulating of sound, and now the decisive decision to go.
Spike down B.
Numbers in favor of the defense, though.
Right there.
And for 100 Thieves, given how things have gone down, they're ripe for reset.
30 seconds left.
Bang does have this Viper's Pit. This could be everything for them. This could be the closing of this map.
Can they close bind down in numbers? Can they close bind at a disadvantage? Can they find a way to make this through? Asuna looking for any free one he can find. 15 HP. Takes a step back. See EU's position on your minimap, playing back in Octagon. He's the safety valve. The ult from QCK is methodical. It's patient. But it goes off with nothing. Meanwhile, Asuna gets 3, Asuna gets 4! And that's all it'll be! 13-6 in favor of 100 Thieves. Map 1. The way of the Americans.
What the
that was
fuck,
so
bro?
13-6.
Hello?
From mechanical
10 HP में 4
to the IGLing masterclass that
मतलब
Boostio
3
just put on.
और extra.
I mean, these guys are dialed in and ready. They want to go to Shanghai. They want to deny Loud.
48 kills between Asuna and Cryo. And again, the calling of Boostio, he mentioned it in that little interview we had in between halves. When you're the IGL, you don't really get to focus on your crosshair. Your focus is to call, and did he not call one of the cleanest games we've ever seen? Meticulously dissecting and devouring every single thing Loud attempted to do, from beginning to end.
On both halves.
A bookended masterclass. This is a scary 100 Thieves. Loud on the ropes with that 7 major streak behind them. We'll see you guys on the other side of this break. Don't go anywhere.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
Red Bull gives you wings. ये सुन के नींद उड़ गया अभी सोना नहीं है क्या देख रहे ना मैच जा पंख पे थोड़ा हल्का हो क्या जो ब्रेक है पानी तो है ना इसका यूटिल यूसेज ऑन पॉइंट था लेकिन बाइंड में पे हेवी ऑन पॉइंट था फोन चार्ज कर लो 2% रहेगा नहीं रे 80 है 2-0 लग रहा है 30 the fuck भाई असुना लेकिन जोड़ तब सायरों ने मारा लेकिन असुना जो गुस्सा है भाई Riddick, thank you for the membership. Asuna जैसे कब खेलेगा रोज खेलता हूँ Asuna is my coach. कल मेरा सेमेस्टर फाइनल है और मैं यहाँ ये नहीं उस तरह घुस पाएंगे 100 के बस काउंटर था ना हेवी वाला मतलब तू सैचल मार के जा रहा है वो लोग सीधा ब्लाइंड कर रहे प्री ब्लाइंड सैचल के साउंड पे क्या करें
So 3v3
Binks back बोलो तो
Showstopper forced to come out. Cryo with the forfeit around.
Alaúde precisa demais desse ponto. Sadak vai abrir. Pega dois cegos de lado. Sadak!
I'm here with Coach Zix of 100 Thieves. Now, you and I were just talking. And for those of you who missed it, that was a master class from your team, especially Boosto. Now, you and I were just talking. He just called a fake on the fly. And you've never practiced it before. This is insane. Zix, this is 100 Thieves that's like at their peak, the most momentum we've seen. How do you feel?
I mean, I feel great. I mean, let's hope the momentum carries on into next game. I mean, my guys were shooting insanely well, and Boostie's calling, you know, insane. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully he keeps that up, and we all keep up that individual level of form, because that was incredible.
That was incredible. Best of luck on map 2, homie. That was insane.
वाह भाई बुलाया नहीं और गेमिंग करूँ कैसे?
It most definitely was incredible. Quite like they all died. I was going to say there were such great forms for the stuffed animals, and said they crumbled. Well, unlike 100 Thieves though, right? Because 100 Thieves came out swinging. They looked fantastic. That was absolutely what you want to see if you're a 100 Thieves fan here. But I think what's more impressive out of this one, Brent, is the fact that, well, I mean, you were the one saying they should have gotten rid of Bind. They should have gotten rid of Bind, but 100 Thieves proved why you don't keep Bind against them.
This team, they are just dominant on this map. They have so many different looks at it. And it was after the Thrifty round that start, I mean, it just started to crumble for Loud, didn't it? I mean, just from the back of that one, all the momentum, all the wind taken out of Loud's sails immediately. And they had as best of a beginning as you could hope for.
Yeah, I think 100 Thieves are just nasty good here. It hasn't changed my expectations for the series too much, because I still think there's chances for Loud to win map 2 and 3.
I've lost hope.
What? Already?
Lose hope. But if you've lost hope here, that seems to imply that you don't already think that 100 Thieves have like one of the best binds in the entire world.
No, they do, but it's, when a team starts a series 1-0 up, it's just almost inevitable. They're going to have so many advantages moving into the rest of the series.
That is how...
They do have an advantage, which is that they're up 1-0. That's we've seen teams be down 1-0.
I'm down to give up.
Because you know how that works, right? When they win, then they get the map win, and then they're up 1-0, and they have an advantage.
Actually, Oxy's saying we won the pistol, it's over. It's over. One match and the over.
Well, okay, that being said, though, there was one individual that was actually crushing it, and it was Cryo. Absolute devastation across the board here, guys. What do you think?
How did he get so many kills? Well, like, seriously.
I don't know. I can't remember. I was trying to get the copy paste from you. I can't remember it, but it's like you never remember a Cryo kill because they just kept happening. They were flowing like a beautiful.
Like a two-piece every round.
It was subtle gameplay.
It was subtle. It was so many impact kills. Like he would get one as they were trying to get into the site, and then he'd back off. He would play off a teammate. He hit some really nasty shots. Good God! Yeah. This was on defense. This is in 12 rounds.
Oh my God! It's absolutely phenomenal. This guy is just good now. That's my big.
कभी कौन से डेट पे मैचेस नहीं बताओ? कौन से डेट पे मैचेस नहीं है? कौन से डेट पे नहीं है? याद हूँ क्या नहीं? कैसे आ रहा हूँ भाई? 13 को 2 मैचेस, 13 को तो मैं खुद जा रहा हूँ. जा रहे तब.
Of making the wrong kind of history, if you will. You have attended the last 7 international events, and you are one map away from being eliminated and unable to attend Shanghai. You took a little while to come out here. What were you saying to your team?
I know that I'm telling them that sometimes you need to understand that the other team has credits. I think that 100 Thieves are a team that they have like a super mind. They are really good on the map. Cryo Cells and Asuna that have a like individually performance amazing. So I need to have the credits for them. So right now we have Icebox. I think that's a map that we are really good. Our Super Mario 2. So I think that's we already put ourselves in this situation before, like to be one map away for being eliminated. So this kind of stuff is really normal for us. So it is what it is. So we have a best of 2 right now, and we go to next 2 maps, and we are like in the next phase.
Best of luck, and here's me butchering Portuguese. Beleza Maleki, is that it?
I'll tell you what, it is a good thing that SDK is the coach of Loud and not Brent.
He's smiling, he's joking. Icebox is our super map. I'm loving everything I'm hearing.
We were saying that.
But you're not the coach of Loud. You're not the coach of Loud. And he is, when he has confidence, I'm a believer again. If I'm all Loud, I'm spamming L's in the chat, man. Listen, tell me more. Okay. Tell me more. Give me more of that.
I'll tell you more. The last time they played Icebox, it was against G2.
Yep.
Live on that map. Yep. One of the best Icebox teams that we've had in the region.
Smoked them. They were getting away with some wild stuff, to be fair. Like some of those rounds, they were getting away with some stuff they shouldn't do normally.
No,
I'm not
You're fine. He just completely ignored him. All right, here comes the agent select. Let's see what we get.
We have Loud,
innovative
that controller comp with the Harbor and the Viper at the beginning of last year, and they are still just the masters of it. They make it look incredible now, even when I don't think it's it's not really in the meta anymore. It's kind of fallen out of favor, but they're still that good with it.
The Sova KO composition that 100 Thieves use, Loud are going to play yellow, they're going to hold their ground, they're going to fight them. You're going to see them try to take as many fights as they can, and it's Cryo who I'm looking at for 100 Thieves, because they've only played at Icebox once, and Cryo went bonkers.
Well, he's going to have to be a superstar here to continue the run in the playoffs, or will Loud force a map 3? Let's go ahead and send it over to your casters for this one, Doug and Baby Bay.
Thank you so much, Golden Boy. Yeah, one map to potentially decide how this series plays out. And for 100 Thieves, yeah, they're up on the series, but we haven't seen them play this map in a really long time.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't won it all year, right? So this is a weaker map for 100 Thieves, but I think that they prepped really well against Loud on that Bind map. And what's another map that Loud recently played against G2? It was this. Yep. So I think they came into this with game plans catered towards how Loud like to play these maps. And it might be a complete destruction for Loud on this map. I mean, the way that Kyle was shooting, now he's back on Jet.
Asuna also popped off on the Gecko this time around. Loud on the attacking side. QCK, who continues to kind of grow into his form as the weeks go on, was a little absent on map 1, but now on the Jet role, perhaps it's a little bit of a longer leash, perhaps with a little bit more room to work and a little bit more comfort can deliver where he couldn't previously.
Yeah, and he looked great against G2 on this Icebox map.
Yeah.
But the key difference is G2 weren't really shooting back in that match.
Yeah.
And 100 Thieves, I mean, they're all dialed in. They can feel the win. I mean,
one step closer, QCK falls. Just like that.
Heavy.
Just got sat down. And Boosty's going for more. This is free info. This allows Cryo to already be there for the A-hit potentially. Or catch
Viper मार खाने वाला है. Viper मार खाने वाला है.
Cryo waiting, not far.
The turret's actually down.
Oh, he's so far away. We'll see how he decides to play that out. Meanwhile, the rest of the team has contacted their way.
Timing versus timing. Viper बहुत late
They know where they are.
Viper बहुत late
As the utility erupts onto the site.
Viper latest hook है.
Much like we've seen before, but take a look at Boosty. He's on the flank. They have no idea where he is. It's all one. That's all it is. Kamaltine has to stay alive for less to try to find some time, but he can't. Now arriving with a ghost, tries to find anything he can and will not convert. 100 Thieves get their first pistol of the series.
I mean, again, just ahead of the curve against Loud so far. As soon as they get that kill on a QCK, Boosty's getting proactive instantly. I mean, he's playing with such utter confidence right now. And that allowed for 4 players of 100 Thieves to be on this site already. And at that point, it's just a numbers game. Just trade out.
No more to a...
Loud it felt like the only rounds Loud were able to win were off of pistol wins. That was the only thing that kind of kept it close.
Cryo! Jump peeks the window in mid, and he goes for another on a 2-ease.
Getting active. Cryo's picking up right where he left off.
He's not stopping! He's still moving!
Well, there's nothing to keep him back. Cryo and Boosty alone.
दूसरी बार one tap मारा है.
Oh! Finally gets shut down.
Kamaltine attempting to grab a weapon. He's got a Guardian online, no armor to his name. And much to do with nothing found.
This will be all guns saved as well. 400 Thieves. Boostio went into that round with just a deagle. The Cryo with a 3rd round off. They really want this one.
The value that Cryo was able to find was just immeasurable.
I mean, everybody from 100 Thieves right now is
just
in form.
And you expect them to win these rounds, but for them to do it cleanly is ultimately what matters. That's what allows the op purchase for Cryo.
With full armor, this is so rare to see this on 3rd round. Usually it's like a hero op.
Loud expected.
Game planning from 100 Thieves right now is to abuse this mid area of the map. Get Crowd posted on the line.
Oh! Sadak just showing a little skin.
The nearest to margins there.
But now they know the op is online.
And just look at the reposition instantly.
वो पिक करके क्या देखने गया वापस अभी भी ऑफ पे करके
Cryo's getting ahead of the orb again.
They challenge Cryo.
चेक कर रहे हैं क्या
And he's
ऑफ पे
happy
कि
to
नहीं
answer the call.
Cryo has been unbelievable this stage in how he's been playing. A third. That's his name.
That's 3.
Last player standing.
Busio gets the 4th.
ने
but with warning
वापस मारा
shots, the potential of a flawless
फिर
round
से वन टैप पड़ी
and the potential of a snowball fully online here. Cryo's taking a little bit of damage, but Tui's feels the walls closing in. Another for 100 Thieves.
Sadak got caught lacking there. Thought that Cryo maybe repositioned to another site after taking that off shot. But he actually was still in mid.
क्या फ्लिक था ना सेक्सी फ्लिक था
That was off the flake too. He wasn't holding the angle. He didn't really know if there was anyone who was going to keep the other shot.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
After getting the
Loud
kill to Sadak, that shows the
loud
confidence and the development of like how far he's come as a player.
मुश्किल
He's
ने
not
आज
afraid
शेयर तो देनी
anymore.
है
And he's always had the mechanical talent to do stuff like this. It's just been a confidence factor, but he's been in full effect this stage. I don't know what has happened.
ये राउंड लाउड जीत
reinvent
सकता है
himself in a
क्योंकि
lot of
बुस्टर है
ways.
जेट को मारता है
He's been so valuable for this squad, and he continues to tee off as he gets a second. Cryo with the third, the shorty in the face.
He's gonna get 4.
Another flawless round for the defense.
क्या मूवमेंट है बे ये
Back-to-back fashion.
क्या मूवमेंट है ये ब्रो
This is snowballing out of control. STK calling a timeout.
क्या हो गया 100 Thieves को बे
Trying to stop any type of momentum that 100 Thieves has right now. But honestly, Cryo is playing perfect just like he did last map. This is an unreal form.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
never seen 100 Thieves look this strong.
Cryo is taking over in ways that people were waiting for years.
सैन का सारा गुस्सा लॉर्ड पे निकल रहा है
Listen to that.
क्रायो क्रायो क्रायो
You can see the smirk creeping over his face. I mean, understanding what he's doing to, again, a perennial powerhouse. A name that is just synonymous with greatness, with championships, with majors. And here they are, getting pushed around.
They're making Loud look like a tier 2 team right now, and that's not easy to do.
You can hear the crowd trying to will them back into it, but I'm afraid it's going to take more than just that. Kawanzin is the only member on Loud who has a kill.
in the server
3. It's not over yet, though. This is a big opportunity for Loud to crawl back into this game after the timeout. And they're hitting the right site.
गंदा था bench बहुत गंदा था
Yeah, Valorant has shown us anything to stage. It said no lead is safe. Just when you think one snowball is dealt with, another one's already rolling.
I suggest you move.
The Reckoning invested. Sadak taking space. Whoop, he's got to back that thing right back up.
Look at the delay, though. These mollies.
Cryo with the op, trying to find a target. Meanwhile, Bang pushing forward. Looking for more.
अभी बसड़ हो रही है
The spike has somewhat made its way out onto the site, but it hasn't been far enough for them to be able to commit.
I mean, Bang just stole that kill.
But Sadak seals it right back. A labored attempt today. Ends in silence once more.
The chaos has calmed down now.
Loud cut noise.
Placing swarm grenade out.
Just buying a little bit of time for the spike to go down. The shock in his face, the damage dealt, but the spike sunk.
Ayyo.
Now reposition as Asuna tries to catch a timing.
And Asuna hasn't showed in quite a bit of time, so that's why Les is so dialed on the flank. This could open up an opportunity to take out Sadhak.
He has some util too, but he's just waiting. There's just no idea of where they are, and there he goes. The general falls.
Or 2v1.
They're perfect.
Les has to be clutch for Loud once more. Under duress, tries to make a play, and he cannot.
क्या counter है यार ये?
Not skipping a beat. 5-0
for 100 Thieves.
This
momentum
momentum
on full display.
And that was the closest round we've had so far. Every
Yeah,
single other
right.
round was one-sided. Even amongst chaos, 100 Thieves are prevailing right now.
Viper Molly, yellow wingman.
Boostio. We gotta have a counter for how many times this guy steps out of his chair.
Here.
He's had 5 reasons to do it so far.
Another weird buy from Loud.
They just haven't been able to scrape anything together.
Nothing is working.
Pompu gaya discuss karne.
They're just starved financially.
Pompu.
Struggling to find anything.
They are aware the op is on A now.
BRB 100 से bundle खरीद के
And
आता
I
हूँ.
like this call from Sadhak, just to hit where the opera is. You can overwhelm him with utility like you did in the last round.
भाई ये लोग के पास get
This
point
time, no
है.
killjoy
Next
mollies
round
to delay the
booster
plant.
है.
The walls go up.
ज़्यादा
They've
killjoy
been
भी ult
sectioned
मारेगा
off of the
लेकिन
site.
already ये लोग इतना अंदर है बे.
Disruption again. 3 players scaling.
You should run.
And the Dizzy getting some value. Peeking over the Viper wall.
What a molly.
They've invested the outcome team flushed out right into the crosshair of Cryo.
Low 4v5.
And now they're forced to reset.
No,
100 Thieves get
3-5 low.
another. What can Loud do in the space that they've gained? Les may have a timing.
He has to go huge here.
But Boostio wise to it.
Oh,
you can tell. Expected it was waiting on the other side as Cryo gets another. Sadak and Les, only 2 that remain. Les has gotten the timing, but the Sheriff shots will not connect. And now Sadak's left in a 1v4. 6 in a row.
भाई क्या हो रहा है
And when you're getting
भाई?
rolled this badly, I mean, you could feel just misery in your own gameplay. Les is a person who has some of the most stable aim I've ever seen in a player, and even he is succumbing to the pressure that 100 Thieves is putting on Loud right now. This is a different level that we're seeing out of 100 Thieves.
And the moment could not be bigger. Again,
भाई
feeling the weight,
सब
the
ये सब क्यों आ रहा है
gravitas of the
पता है तुम
situation
लोग
settling
को?
in.
कल आना
The
लाउड की
shoulders
वजह से.
perhaps not wide enough to bear
एक
the weight
board की
of
वजह
what's
से ये
going
हो रहा
on
है.
here. It's the second timeout is called.
हाँ?
7 rounds into the map.
The weirdest
आज
thing
का
for me
winner है
so
कल
far
आना
in this
Loud.
map for Loud is the fact that they haven't defaulted B, I think, a singular round.
2-0 Loud नहीं बोलना
Yeah,
था
you're
मेरे
right.
को.
That entire side of the map has been completely ignored. Not even a lurk. Nothing going on there. They're just going A every round. And just getting stomped.
And again, when you think about the caller on the attack side here for Loud, when you think about Sadak and you think about the pedigree that he has, you know that they aren't just hitting A because they're running out of ideas or because they don't really know what to do B, but there's just something that they're seeing there that makes them convinced that they can win there. And the truth is, they haven't.
Yeah. Now we're finally going to see a B default, our first B default of the match for Loud. I mean, you're going to run into Boostio and Bang, though. Bang's one of the best anchors we have here.
And the Killjoy utility, you've got the Molly and the Alarm Bot.
And look at the mini-map already, 100 Thieves. Heavy leaning
You said we'll
towards the
witness
B
a
side of the
crispy
map.
Loud today. थोड़ा crisp तो हो रहे हो
For a
लोग.
good reason.
Fry
It's the
होके.
first time they've seen
हाँ,
a call
fry
like this
होके
from Loud.
crisp हो रहे हो लोग.
Kaunzin doesn't have his dart
Le.
here, so there's the attempt at the drone to clear out Bang.
And the instant response from Boostio to drop his ult. They don't want to have Loud have any type of space on this side of the map.
Another stumbling block in the way of Loud, but finally, an advantage. Finally, a breath of fresh air. How much more can they find as they try to overwhelm Bang? Can they do this though? Can they get the hang on this round?
ना delay कर रहे थे.
Can they get the hang of this map, of this half? Oh!
फिर
Bang
भी
gets
एक
another.
मारा Bang ने.
But space has been found. And Sadak has taken so much space A. This is a concern though, because if they try to rotate back,
ये round
Asuna might
rotation
catch
तो है.
them. Yeah, Sadak has gotten behind enemy lines, but he's the only one there.
30 seconds
As the orb goes up, Asuna goes forward. He spotted one, tries to land the shots on the less than he does. An overcooked call, potentially.
Placing swarm
And
grenade.
finally, they're able to stabilize. But it's so great a cost. 13 seconds left. The spike will go down.
Shots will connect.
Spike planted.
Wow.
Sonic with the snap on EU. Looking to take matters into his own hands. And he does.
Aim to hai. Aim to hai. Mera ho gaya.
This
Pinky,
could
why
be
are
the
you
turning
not
point for
sleeping?
Loud. In this map, in this series. The IGL stepping up.
Comeback aa raha hai.
Massive play there by Asuna. That was flirting with
Chalte
disaster.
laga be. Chalte laga.
I mean, that shot from
I'm
Sonic
unable
on the
to.
EU.
वो डालो eye
That was
mask.
so clean.
Eye mask डालो.
A sigh of relief from the captain.
और मत करो
And another default towards B.
Yeah, there's been a very conscious change of approach. They've got an alarm bot that's deep into the pit.
Oh, Boostio left so early though. No support for Bang.
It's
like that deep alarm bot makes it so Bang is confident that no one's pushed up yet.
Yeah, it was fortunate though. If Kawanzin gets a tag onto Bang, he had his ult, and you know that thing's going.
Alarm bot heavy है ना deep.
Not invested, so Loud decide to try to test the waters elsewhere.
These mid to B rounds
By mid
can
call
be so hard to pull
mid
off
call to
on the attacking side.
But they persist in the face of the pit, or at least attempt to. Progress has been made.
Gosh.
In the kitchen, but that's all it is for now. Boostio.
Perfect crosshair placement.
Crispy onto Kawanzin. And EU, understanding where the weakness is, looks to fill in on the space.
So many angles you have to clear.
Alarm bots have been traded. Sonic put his in the pit, so now they know there's no counter flank. Meanwhile, Les getting the best of Boostio, and that's alarm bot down. Now they can push forward. Now they can get a below. Bang has to try to do something on his own. And he gets a couple of kills. But that's not enough, is it?
I suggest you move.
A second reckoning.
Short
EU
base,
falls. Sonic is just taking over the game. But can he get it over the line on his own? Another clutch situation for the leader.
Turret destroyed.
An awkward Gecko. Both targets spotted. None of them found.
क्या मारा?
Asuna on these
Just
retakes.
so easy.
I mean, his movement.
That's it.
It's so clean.
Chashma.
He jiggles you out, finds out where you are,
Morning
spams you
walk
behind the
पे
wall.
जाती
Makes it so hard to get a trade.
बधिरों की ये रे पिंकी.
And these two kills from Bang.
पता था चलते सो जाएगा इससे.
Perfect timing, leaves the Viper's pit. We've seen him do this
I
time and time
हो
again.
जाएगा.
He leaves the Viper's pit at the perfect time to kill players that are either coming mid to B through the bottom of two. In this case, it was top site.
Performance better रहेगा तो ऊपर जा सकता है.
7-1 in favor of 100 Thieves, and the other staggering number on your screens is QCK is yet to get a kill.
And here you go. 100 Thieves putting the op towards the B side of the map now, understanding that Loud have been defaulting here the last 3 rounds.
Dark cleared. Beautiful shot from Tui's. Now can QCK get online? Can he find some space? Can he get active?
And I don't think Loud heard Bang pick that op up.
Trepidation perhaps, not fully committed to the hit, and Boostio again taking space. It was Asuna before, but can he strike when the moment is right?
Oh, he's letting him go by.
He hears everything though, and that's enough to manipulate the rotations. That's enough to draw him A. The cluster of comrades called by the captain. And so much to be found. Oh no! Oh no! That was almost disaster.
I mean, less fumbling utility like that?
Almost making a mess of the situation.
Sheesh.
But crisis averted. QCK falls again.
And they're ahead of this. Loud need to double back once more. This is gonna be scrappy.
Such abnormal form. But the moment demands excellence, and it demands it now. And Loud finds some space. They find another round.
Holy fuck, sexy gela. It's the chai,
That
not the
timing
chai.
from Boostio. Les, he almost fumbled the bag there.
More than once. Pulled out the molly, what, twice? Maybe 3 times?
Dug it down.
That was so awkward. Oh my gosh.
I don't know how he didn't hear him drop either. There's so much chaos, I guess, happening that
emotions just running.
Guys, 2K likes कर दो अगर 5 नए लोग हैं तो.
So Loud get their second 100 Thieves still sitting onto a cozy lead. 5 rounds between the two. The op still in the hands of Cryo, who's been a menace this series. EU getting a tag onto one. Info gathered, but that's all it is. But through this, Bang has tucked. He's been so good watching this player develop and grow and mature with his time on 100 Thieves. Doesn't seem like he's going to be challenged this round.
Good night.
They're going to rotate back into A, and you still have a little bit of presence here. I mean, the wall's going to go up. Boostie's waiting on the other side. Sonic is taking a fair tag. And now the Clove to protect. Ult online. And here we go once again. The Reckoning repositioning as Cryo gets another. Boostio down low, joining in on the fray. But they still don't have all their members here. Loud have a numbers advantage here. If they strike, they can find some space, but Cryo hits another. Now Boostio finding a little bit more room. Gets it. Bless again, arriving just a moment too late. And the situation continues to slip away. 8-2 in favor of 100 Thieves.
100 Thieves do such a good job of playing off one another in that backside A area. This is why Loud has had relatively no success hitting A site. They just maneuver their way around that backside and take fights together, get the trades together. In this case, it's protect the president, and the president is Cryo. After he gets this shot and kill, Boostio holds his back. Kawazin's peeking that angle as if the op is reloading his rifle. That opens up all the kills for Boostio to get just for free. The synergy right now is so good from the side of 100 Thieves.
Cryo again feeling some of the pressure. But is it really pressure at this point? Because he's navigated everything perfectly. Even here, in the face of the drone, understanding he's got a way out.
Look at how much utility he's making Loud use to push him off of these angles.
And so, yeah, they get him off of this aggressive angle, but he just fills in back yellow. So what's the next layer? How do you get him out of here? They know where he is now. And once again, their daring challenge. The jump spots will be punished. As Cryo does not miss. Another one. Jumping to find the third. Another dash prod. QCK stays, but Loud rotate away.
भाई क्या खेल रहा है ये?
If you go to A, you know you're gonna run into this blender.
और उसको बचा भी क्या रहे?
So they're kind of forced to go B. They do have a chance in this round. If Bang gets picked off here, if QCK can win this duel. But again, they're doubling up this 1-2 punch that 100 Thieves does so well. Look, 4 players of 100 Thieves now already leaning towards this B side of the map.
HP देखो 2's का.
2's is down to like 10 HP off of the shock darts and mollies.
And the clock is down to 10 seconds left.
5 seconds.
Austin waiting on the other side of the wall as the wall goes down, gunfire erupts. There's not enough time. They've squandered the opportunity. As the clock runs out, it's another round for the defense.
Last round before the switch.
Loud are trembling in their boots right now. They're so scared of Cryo. No one wants to peek Cryo after they have the angle.
I don't know, man. You say that, but I just watched Loud double peek into Cryo where they knew where he was.
Spike down.
The walls are just not really a factor here. And that's the whole idea behind this comp. Or at least that's part of it, right? You section off sites, yes, but in theory, the op should be useless. And Cryo's just running circles with him.
Loud isn't decisive enough to take the space as soon as they get him off the line or as soon as he takes a shot. And that's where they're slacking. That's where you see the scaredness.
The hesitation is proved to be hellish for Loud.
Cryo honestly just taking a page out of QCK's book in the G2 match.
peeking non-stop over and over, abusing the B area of the map.
This series, he hasn't even had a book in hand. QCK, not even
थोड़ा ज़्यादा वाइड किया
does, but the space is found, but Boosty has slipped behind enemy lines. How dangerous does he dare get here?
He's gonna go for broke.
In the face of the lockdown, finds one, and that's all it is. Delays for just a moment. As the cove goes up, the spike goes down. And they reset. How do they take this thing back? Trying to use the code to their advantage. They're going to stick Wingman on the first. Not able to get it to half. So there's still much work to be done. Only two remaining for Loud. Kalanzine and Tui's against the world. Can they hold them back? The first will fall. Cryo gets 3. And it's a 10-2 half in favor of 100 Thieves. Complete obliteration.
Cryo is making a statement in this series, Doug.
Switching sides.
He's trying to show that he's one of the best to ever do it. One of the best in the world at his role.
19-4.
This has been one of the most dominant performances we've seen Cryo have.
You are the best player in the world, baby. No, you are the best player in the world.
He's believing it. You can see it on his face. 10-2 in favor of 100 Thieves. Let's look down at the deaths to break down that slaughter.
Good Lord, that was a butt whooping. I mean, we just gotta call a spade a spade. Goodness gracious.
Loud predictors, we're not flinching. Loud predictors are not flinching.
So you think they're gonna win?
No, they're still gonna make an international event. They're still not gonna break the streak.
This is too much. Well, we might as well go ahead and talk about him because he ended the half looking like a superstar. We're gonna continue to give him his flowers. Cryo looking unfreaking believable.
I mean, the defensive opping last year is what he was excelling at. And when 100 Thieves could squeeze out wins, it was usually because it was like Pearl and he'd be opping on defense and getting a million kills. Something like that. And that is still the case, but the way he's playing with it now is also, it's this aggressive layer has been added. Those peaks he would not be doing last year.
Chihuahua's become the pitbull. Like he is turned into a different beast entirely. Look at this guy. He's smiling away. Look at his numbers, man. Check his PC. It's not normal. This guy's not normal.
What's crazy too is he did that last round on Brim.
Yeah,
So it's even crazier.
This simply must be the best match of his career that he's had.
Well, the thing is,
it has to be.
On the attack side of Bind, I think he got like 2 frags or
Full
something.
map address. Full map nahi. 3 rounds you tried. Noob.
Job's done. Job's done. I mean, unbelievable stuff. You got Boosty, of course, barking orders at the soldiers there. Probably just pumping up Cryo. If I know Boosty, that's probably what he's doing.
They were screaming about him being the best player in the world. He's playing like it right now.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll say this much about
No
Dame
dark
time,
circle
man,
nahi
because
hoga,
we've
dark
been
face
following
hoga,
Cryo
डरते
for a long
नहीं
time.
हम.
We always saw the capability of this player, and now he is popping off. But does it continue going forward to that next half? Let's find out. It's going to be a quick one, potentially. Casters, back to you.
Thanks so much, fellas. A 7 major streak on the line for Loud. Potentially in the face of something they've never experienced before. Missing out on the global stage. Ridiculous to consider. And I think on the other side, you know, it's well said that pressure makes diamonds. And holy smokes, 100 Thieves look better than they've ever looked before.
It's the best 100 Thieves roster we've ever seen.
Let's go.
Enabling Cryo to not only pop off on Jet, but Brimstone, Astra on other maps.
Potentially watching the beginning strokes of a beautiful
Manas bhai description dekho. Link
with
hai.
Shanghai on the mind. Can they put them away? Can 100 Thieves finish this thing? And
reload kiya
it certainly looks that way.
Boosty was not afraid of a fight.
Nice,
allowed,
nice.
It seems.
Spike down A.
Cryo and Asuna get caught. The spike hits the ground and Loud reset.
Viper ka round ho sakta hai.
So much space taken on this B side of the map from Bang.
I got the spike.
वाइपर का राउंड हो सकता है.
Is there going to be anything for them to suggest they're staying A? There's no dart that they could throw back sides from EU. There's really nothing. It's really just timing at this point, and Loud's internal clock not going off, choosing to give up the site, choosing to give up the space. And in staggering fashion, 100 Thieves safely get the spike down.
There's
a lot that Loud has to clear right now.
Head on a swivel. Can Loud win the pistol? The first one falls, but Bang's there to trade.
Oh, this mid lurk. There is a turret, though.
EU gets another.
Player standing.
Bang finally falling. EU left into 1v2.
Found them.
He has shocks. That's gonna hurt. He's gotten it to half. How much more can Sadak do? The second, he sticks it. There's nothing to keep him at bay. The pistol, the way of Loud.
गेमिंग में बैटमैन बनता है.
100 Thieves almost brought that back
गेमिंग में
from a
बैटमैन
3v4.
बनता है और वॉच पट्टी में मतलब
playing very confident, but good trading from Loud. And they need to be on top of trading if they want to come back into this match. I mean, Boosty was not afraid right now. He got tagged through that box and instantly wanted to take a fight.
भाई टाइमिंग तो था भाई.
Confidence is often the name of the game. Something we consider and contemplate so often.
और आप वॉच पार्टी में
Such a regular part of the conversation. And you see it there on full display for Boostio. QCK has been quiet, not able to land that shot. Has to dash away.
The timing!
Pistols for the attack, and Boostio the architect! Bang gets one at the same time!
QCK is overwhelmed!
But he responds! Now feeling some of the pressure, but the rest of the members crumbling around him. Finally, he falls. Asuna scooping up all the little guys he can. But he cannot scoop up Tui's.
So much damage done into this round for 100 Thieves. It got scary for a second.
दोनों एक हिट के निकाल तो सकता है.
This is still difficult, but winnable.
If Boosty gets this kill right here, Tui's is one body shot.
The timing is good.
Of the Sheriff.
Oh, Spectre उसको दे दिया, nice.
Can he pull off another
Spectre
miracle?
उसको नहीं दिया.
With Sheriff in hand, the snap onto the first has to be clean, and it's not. Loud will get their fourth.
भाई कितना रिस्की था.
QCK, he looked like he almost got overwhelmed in that moment. But he was
थोड़ा
able to
फ्लैश
hold
के लिए
it back
रुकना
in
था. थोड़ा डांस
and put
करता
up
था
like
ना
2 or
उधर.
3 into that round, saving Loud from getting ecoed. I mean, Boostio caught Kawazine lacking there. And this was the major success for Loud against that G2 roster, was QCK punishing the B defaults from G2. But he looks shaky. He doesn't look like he's hot right now.
First gun round.
They're going to need a lot more of that.
Normal
if they want to pull this thing off.
Third round off can be the trick.
जब ये B पे आवाज करके A आएंगे is the question.
A round at a time, the name of the game for the defense.
No drone. Oh, there is drone, I believe, for EU. So QCK should get pushed off of this line. But if anybody peeks too early, he might be able to snag a kill real quick.
They challenge the duelist once more. A slight step back. And an op shot does not ring off. Bang again.
भाई बहुत गंदा काउंटर कर रहे भाई.
Unbelievable performance from the youngster.
कर रहे.
And now 100 Thieves have all this space to go and all these kills to be found. Another 2 fall. Kawanzine and Tui's left to answer questions that their team has been incapable of doing all series.
You just gotta save. And this opens up the option for 100 Thieves to pick up that op if they want and set a new look for this attack. Make the defenders scared to peek anything.
They don't really have the money to do this, but it seems like they want to hunt. Maybe just Bang.
Oh,
उसने reposition
mouse wheel jump.
Meanwhile, Kawanzine and Tui so desperately trying to white knuckle their way onto these rifles and hang on to them as the clock expires. Can they keep these weapons?
They're slowly and methodically getting
भाई
choked
सारे को
out.
सीधा अपना
If
सैलरी
100 Thieves
डबल
commit
करना
to this,
चाहिए.
they could get these guns out and force Loud to go in with nearly nothing in the next.
And Cryo's still creeping up slowly here. He might, at the very last second, find someone. Oh, he doesn't. Cryo sitting on 20. And Bang with the opener there onto QCK. I feel like most times, Oppers peeking into riflers get the kill. But if they get headshotted like that, that is the opening.
ये क्या था बे?
Had Bang gotten a body shot or was a centimeter off, he's dead. Guaranteed.
1000%.
The precision is there.
The quick draw goes away of Bang. 100 Thieves now 2 rounds away.
Oh my gosh.
Lucio going aggressive, looking to find the fight, and QCK has to take a step back.
ना try कर रहे बे और ले fight लेने का एक pick तो नहीं दिया है भाई.
Since Space Station.
Sadak is still here, Loud with numbers. But a 3 into the face of 5. A 1-for-1 goes away at the attack, and it's not getting any better. Less than 2E's again. Isolated. Loud devastated.
Cairo ने भाई Cairo वही तो मैं
Cryo's
बोल
a
रहा हूँ.
stone cold killer right now. You could see it in the face cam. He is so locked in.
भाई.
He's not even blinking.
क्या spits, क्या blind.
The resolute duelist going for more.
क्या recon.
And again, a mini game is afoot less. Can he keep this rifle up?
पूरा पीछे बारिश कर दी थी धूप की.
It seems like he should be able to get away undetected and unscathed. But meanwhile, for 100 Thieves, 1 round away here from dismissing Loud, from breaking their streak, and from staying alive.
नहीं लग रहा.
And in one of the most one-sided affairs that Loud has ever been a part of.
पीछे देखो बे, इतना spit.
We've seen them struggle before.
Not like this.
I think about Tokyo. I think about their opening series of champs last year. Lost 3 series in a row for the first time ever. And now we're talking about them missing a major for the first time ever. 100 Thieves not shying away from the situation. Not stepping back from the moment.
मजा आया बे, मजा आया लेकिन.
Understanding that their moment is now.
Energy के मेरे लोड़े लगे देख
Cryo, the
के
first to
मजा
fall,
आया.
though. As Asuna pushes forward there on the trade, and he will not relent. He continues to go.
भाई कितना टाइम बाद देखा ऐसा.
Asuna attempting to put Loud away.
झूलते हुए kills.
With everyone around him, the Thrash invested. And QCK taking a step back, 20 HP. With the Guardian in hand. Tries to deal some damage.
Les does have a flank.
कैसे check नहीं कर रहे? कैसे?
Confidence everywhere. As only 2 stand now.
GG.
But they're not standing tall enough, Doug.
अच्छा एंगल पकड़ के बैठा था.
No. Time is of the essence. They have to go now. And they will crumble. For the first time ever, they'll be sitting on the sidelines as 100 Thieves survive. 100 Thieves advance.
And if you're Leviathan watching this match so far, you cannot believe your eyes at what 100 Thieves have just pulled off and in the fashion in which they did so.
We talk about how Valorant is a game of momentum, I think in the server, but also as you think about the season, momentum feels like everything. And for 100 Thieves, peaking at the exact best time.
Which is so funny because...
Heavy बे, मजा आया बे गेम देख के. हाँ मजा आया भाई. क्या गेम था भाई, क्या गेम था भाई. जो सुबह के 6:30 बजे ऐसे गेम्स. चलो चैट जा रहा हूँ मैं. बाय. कल मिलते हैं. आई थिंक डायरेक्ट अभी कल शाम को है वॉच पार्टी. उसके पहले आई डाउट कोई स्ट्रीम होएगी क्योंकि फिर रात को एनी भी है. तो देखते शाम को शायद वॉच पार्टी के पहले मैं जल्दी आ पाऊँ. बट नो प्रोमिस. कल शूट भी है मेरा एक. ठीक है तो चलो बाय. Adios, Chiddy में Adios. Thank you for watching the stream. Love you guys. मिलते हैं. See ya. Good nights. Bye. Good mornings. Bye. अरे देवर सिटी थोड़ा सा पागल है क्या? भींचो स्ट्रीम एंड पे कौन देता है? लंडूरे भाई, सब बंद कर दिया था मैंने, बुंड भी कुचा रहा था मैं। थैंक यू देवर सिटीज, थैंक यू फॉर द $63 मेरी जान के टोटे। गाइस जाते जाते सारे देवर सिटीज का पकड़ो, ठीक है? शटअप बोला है लाउड को, मजा आया लैंग्वेज। सब लोग देवर सिटीज का पकड़ो। थैंक यू ऋतिक, थैंक यू फॉर द 100। सब लोग पकड़ो। बाय 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 एवरीबॉडी, बाय बाय, लव यू देवर सिटीज, गुड नाइट, थैंक यू फॉर ऑलवेज सपोर्टिंग, बाय 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 बाय। आई डोंट वांट अटेंशन, अटेंशन तो उसको मिलता था। ऐसा भी मैं स्मार्ट तो दिखता हूँ, क्या बोलते हो गाइस? कलर चेंज हो रहा है मेरा मुंह का लाइट की वजह से। चलो बाय, सब लोग देवर सिटीज का पकड़ो, अटेंशन दो उसको फट से। जो नहीं चाहिए वही ज्यादा देने का, समझ रहे हो? अभी लोग बोलते हैं यार मेरे को प्यार नहीं चाहिए, उसको ज्यादा प्यार मिलेगा क्या अच्छा बनेगा वो, इसलिए चलो पकड़ो उसको।